Hello. Welcome to the fanfic Majesty. If you want more content, you can follow me on Patreon. I will be uploading more content on there that will be exclusive. The link is in the description. Please support me. 3 MTFI. Chapter 101 String Fruit Ability, Parasite String. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. For so many years, no one has treated her so well except Mr. Soldier. But she also had some doubts in her heart. Why did Yi Fei have to find Mr. Soldier? Rebecca was a little puzzled. But when she put on the hat, at this moment, she let go a lot more than before. In this way, others cannot easily recognize her. The two walked into a restaurant. After eating, go up the street again. For her, who has never been out on the street at night, she is curious about the night in the city. Keep walking, keep looking. None of them stopped. This made Yi Fei a little embarrassed. Do all women like shopping? This problem has troubled Yi Fei for a long time. The two were hanging out. In front, a group of patrolling soldiers walked towards them. Several soldiers suddenly stared at Rebecca. Soon, they recognized Rebecca. It directly blocked Yi Fei and Rebecca. Yo, isn't this Rebecca? Granddaughter of King Forsaku, what, you dare to come to Dressrosa? The street is not the place for you to come. I don't know where that old guy King Riku hid. Did he ask you to come out and buy something for him? Dirty blood. Ha ha ha. Advertisement. Several soldiers looked at Rebecca mockingly. Previously, these soldiers were soldiers of King Riku. Since D Flamingo took over Dressrosa, they switched to D Flamingo. Became his lackey. For Rebecca, D Flamingo didn't make for an interception. Instead, she was left behind. And the purpose of staying is only to make people laugh at the descendants of the Riku royal family. Master, let's go. In desperation, Rebecca suddenly grabbed Yi Fei's hand. I want to leave these nasty soldiers as soon as possible. Unexpectedly, those soldiers came forward to block them. At this moment, a fire of ignorance had already risen in Yi Fei's heart. But Rebecca's words of master made Yi Fei feel very warm. It was a tone of great respect. Everyone come and see, this is the granddaughter of King Dressrosa, who dares to come here. The soldiers suddenly shouted loudly. Soon, many people with good deeds came to watch. Rebecca, the granddaughter of that bastard king, your grandfather has done a lot of bad things. Let your King Riku quickly return our money. If you have the ability, you call him out and let Akaru cut off his head. That's right, D Flamingo is the king of this country, he is not worthy of King Riku at all. Rebecca, you should get out of Dressrosa. Yes, we never want to see you. A group of people followed those soldiers and started booing. Rebecca was surrounded by people and wanted to leave but couldn't. Advertisement. I had no choice but to curl my lips, and tears kept falling down. Originally, she had seen this kind of thing a lot, so she didn't care too much. But this time with Yi Fei. Immediately, I felt ashamed. I shouldn't have come out tonight. Rebecca was full of regret. Get out of the way, please, good dogs don't get in the way. Yi Fei yelled loudly on purpose. In front of the pirates who I offer a reward of 5.1 billion Baileys. When is it your turn to talk, you bastards? Originally I was trying to keep a low profile, but you guys made me so angry. As soon as Yi Fei said this, several soldiers grabbed Yi Fei by the collar. You call us dogs. It's great to be tall. One of them raised his sword, raised it high, and aimed directly at Yi Fei. Humph. Yi Fei snorted coldly in his heart. Now that he has planned to draw the sword, he has already made a plan for life and death. Everyone saw that they were the ones who started it first. Although Yi Fei was going to make a move, he didn't move. Rebecca wants to pull Yi Fei away. But it was too late. The sword in the soldier's hand has already begun to fall. Rebecca was so frightened that she closed her eyes again. Just when she thought the sword would hit Yi Fei. She didn't hear any movement for a long time. Slowly opened his eyes. I saw the soldier holding up his sword, but it didn't fall down for a long time. Advertisement. Hey, what are you doing? Why don't you do it now? Several other soldiers looked at the soldier holding the sword with strange expressions. They waited for him to cut off Yi Fei's head. You know, their current king is D Flamingo. Can use all power to destroy the opponent. In the past 2 days, the king has also ordered that soldiers can exercise the right of life and death to people of unknown origin. Just in time, taking advantage of this opportunity, the man next to Rebecca can be eliminated. However, the sword was in the air, and there was no movement for a long time. Damn it, why can't I move my hand? The soldier's expression turned pale with fright. I seem to be controlled by something. The body cannot move at all. The rest of the people were also stunned there. They had no idea that Yi Fei had just used the string fruit control ability on that soldier. As long as the person is controlled by the thin thread, the body cannot move at all. Moreover, it will be manipulated by the controller. Of course, Yi Fei is very familiar with this ability. You know, this line is invisible to ordinary people. Yi Fei just moved his fingers lightly. The soldier put down the sword, and then suddenly pointed it at his neck. The remaining soldiers were dumbfounded by this move. They don't know what the hell that companion means. And Yi Fei took the opportunity to pull Rebecca out of their encirclement. Behind them, The soldier held his sword in front of his companions. Aim at your neck and pull your arms hard. Don't want. Before the words fell, the soldier was decapitated. 22%. Chapter 102 Dressrosa's Most Perfect King. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Master Yi Shi, what happened? Rebecca turned around with a puzzled expression. Do not look. Yi Fei pressed Rebecca's shoulder tightly. He didn't want her to see this scene. Instead, take her forward. At the same time, he moved his fingers. Countless thin and transparent threads bound those soldiers. Suddenly, those soldiers felt as if they were bound by something. Why is this happening? My body is out of control. Me too, I can't move. Several soldiers yelled, and at this moment they understood why their companions did that just now. The body is completely manipulated by humans. Nearby, those who were originally good people also looked puzzled. They had no idea what was going on with these soldiers. Then, they saw these soldiers, holding swords, slashing at them. Suddenly, there were screams. The two walked out for a while before turning around. Rebecca looked shocked, looking at those soldiers, holding swords, chasing the group of people just now. Master Yi Shi, what's going on with them? Rebecca had no idea what was going on. Advertisement. It's okay, this group of people likes to mess around, let's not worry about it so much. Yi Fei smiled coldly. There is no ability to put away the used fruit. Originally, Yi Fei didn't intend to do this. You know, in this way, you may expose yourself. But he really had no choice but to let those soldiers and those who watched the good thing taunt Rebecca. They must know the consequences of casually laughing and humiliating others. However, Yi Fei had a vague bad feeling. Will this matter be suspected by D Flamingo? The city is too unsafe, I'd better go back and forget it. Maybe Mr. Soldier will come to me. Seeing the scene in front of her, Rebecca still couldn't adapt. Instinctively hide behind Yi Fei. When I heard that Cyrus might come back at night. Yi Fei immediately said. Okay, I'll take you back. We walked for a long time tonight. If he waits for a long time, he might be worried. Yi Fei, who is familiar with the original work, knows it very well. Mr. Soldier is the ace swordsman Cyrus. Moreover, he doesn't like others approaching his daughter very much. But Yi Fei, this time the purpose is only in Cyrus. Only then did he take the initiative to ask to take her back. All right, Behind the two, a group of soldiers were chasing the crowd and running around the city. After waiting for Yi Fei to send Rebecca back, Cyrus was not seen. After staying for a while, it was already late, Yi Fei decided to come back tomorrow. Advertisement. Cyrus cared so much about his daughter that he would definitely come to him. Yi Fei finally returned to the city. Yi Fei didn't pay too much attention to this incident at night. However, the next morning, the news of the soldiers chasing and killing the citizens quickly reached D Flamingo's ears. Nani, how dare someone kill someone in the city? Is this an abuse of the rights I have given them? When D Flamingo heard the news, a vein popped on his forehead. At Dressrosa, he ran it for 8 years. Only then has it established an image in the hearts of the people. This time, it was ruined by a few soldiers. Dover, there are rumors going around the city right now that your soldiers have killed people. They have launched a rally and asked you to execute those soldiers. Torre Pole, a senior cadre of the Don Quixote family, said with a snot in his nose. As soon as this remark came out, D Flamingo's face suddenly became extremely gloomy. I was even more angry. The reason why he was able to successfully establish a good image in the hearts of the people. It's all because he manipulated King Riku to hunt down and kill the people. And he appeared as a savior, stopping King Riku. This makes him perfect in the hearts of the people. But a few soldiers let his plan go to waste. What happened to King Riku 8 years ago, is it going to happen to him? Absolutely unacceptable for D Flamingo. Even though he is ruthless, he still has to maintain a perfect image in front of the public. Where are those people? Advertisement. D Flamingo asked coldly. Caught. I will execute them in front of all the citizens later. D Flamingo didn't hesitate. At this moment, only those soldiers were executed. In order to restore his image in the hearts of the people. I am the benevolent king of Dressrosa. D Flamingo said to himself. He had made up his mind to execute those soldiers directly in front of everyone. Then he made a speech to restore popular support. On the side, Diamante, one of the top cadres of the family, suddenly spoke. Dover, there are still some doubts about this matter. Last night, after he learned of this, he immediately led his men to capture those soldiers. But the faces of those soldiers were quite frightened. And explained some situations. But because it was too late, Diamante did not report to D Flamingo immediately. D Flamingo turned around and looked at Diamante suspiciously. According to those soldiers, their bodies are beyond their control, and before that, they had a companion who cut off his head in front of them. They keep saying that they don't want to, but it seems that their bodies are controlled by others. Diamante confessed truthfully. Nani, your body is out of control. D Flamingo didn't care about this matter at first, but he was a little surprised. As a string fruit capable user, only he can use the ability of string fruit to control other people's bodies and manipulate their actions. But what happened to those soldiers last night? Chapter 103 D Flamingo's Doubts. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. That's right, Dover, controlling others, isn't that your ability? Diamante said suspiciously. Judging by the appearance of those soldiers, it seemed that they were indeed controlled by someone. But after capturing them, the bodies of those soldiers seemed to return to their original state. Hey, Diamante, you don't think I did it, do you? D Flamingo's embarrassment was written all over his face. He was not because of Diamante's words. It's because the matter itself is not quite right. Even his subordinates have doubts about themselves. Obviously, not normal. Dover, that's not what I meant. Of course, whatever you do is right. We will always support whatever you do. Diamante pushed his hand in submission. For my young master. Sometimes he can't figure it out. You know, his character, if he is interested, he likes to do bad things. Of course, they also did bad things. It makes sense and should be taken for granted. Foo. This thing seems to be getting interesting. Take me to those people. D Flamingo suddenly sneered. Advertisement. There are people with the same abilities as me. To find out, of course I have to meet those soldiers. Dressrosa, Arena Prison. Several soldiers who made trouble last night were locked up here. What awaits them is the imminent execution. Before the execution, though, D Flamingo met them. My lord, we were wronged. Last night, our bodies were controlled by others to do such things. In the prison, several soldiers immediately knelt down when they saw D Flamingo. Foo. D Flamingo let out a wicked grin. The lives and deaths of these people are no longer important to him. It is important to ask something before they die. You bastards have tarnished my reputation. After D Flamingo scolds, use the ability of string fruit. Those soldiers couldn't move for an instant. Then, move your body following D Flamingo's fingers. Is it like this? After stopping his hands, D Flamingo asked coldly. That's right, my lord king, that's how it is, our bodies were manipulated like this yesterday. Several soldiers were so frightened that they broke out in cold sweat. This feeling is exactly the same as the situation of being manipulated last night. Could it be that His Excellency the King controlled them to kill people last night? Advertisement. Then he asked today, what does this mean? At the same time, D Flamingo was instantly shocked into a cold sweat. Only his own fruit ability, parasite string, can manipulate the human body. If it is true what these people said, well, now, in Dressrosa, there are already people with similar abilities to him. How can that be? D Flamingo couldn't believe it. Who is this person? What is his purpose for coming here? A series of questions rose from his mind. But soon he returned to his original demeanor. After all, he was also a 7 warlords of the sea who had experienced many battles. He reacted extremely quickly and was calm enough. Before you killed anyone, did you meet anyone? D Flamingo asked coldly, as a string fruit capable person. He knew very well that only those standing next to these people, or people in the vicinity, could use the parasite string's ability. So, D Flamingo determined, someone should have been in front of or near them at the time. His guess was right. Several soldiers nodded immediately. Rebecca. Several soldiers said in unison. Rebecca. That's King Riku's granddaughter. D Flamingo's face was warm and angry. Everyone nodded. After confirmation by D Flamingo. Advertisement. I started thinking about Rebecca. He knew that King Riku had a granddaughter named Rebecca. Moreover, he also knew that it was the daughter of the sword fighter Cyrus and the Princess Scarlet. The reason why they are allowed to stay in Dressrosa is firstly that they can't make a fortune, and second that the people who get Dressrosa can know that he is a benevolent king and did not kill all the descendants of the Riku royal family. Let them live in humiliation. When he captured Dressrosa a few years ago, Rebecca was very young. At most, he is only 10 years old now. Such a person has the same ability as himself. D Flamingo didn't understand for a while. If that's the case, it's still a real hassle. She must know about King Riku and his mother. But soon, he knew that he got some new news. Just him. In this regard, D Flamingo is still a little puzzled. He couldn't believe that a teenage girl had the same abilities as him. After thinking about it, everyone replied at the same time. Your Majesty, beside Rebecca, there is a man about 2 meters tall. This man has a big beard. About 2 meters tall. Beard. D Flamingo rested his chin and began to think. About 2 meters. In my mind, a bolt of lightning flashed across. Could it be that man? Which man from Akainu did Summit War hit? Yi Fei, who offered a reward of 5.1 billion Baileys. Immediately, D Flamingo was so frightened that he broke out in a cold sweat. Chapter 104. It's an emergency. Go all out to capture Rebecca. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. But that man has a beard. It must be faking. You know, that man brought Sakazuki here from Marineford. According to Marine's official announcement, Yi Fei's height is 210 centimeters, with a reward of 5.1 billion Baileys, second only to One Piece Roger. These days, D Flamingo is anything but on guard across the city. Moreover, he paid special attention to Yi Fei. But so far, he has not received more news. What he knew was basically the news officially announced by Marine. As for more details, I am afraid only the world government knows. Some of Yi Fei's abilities also made him feel very familiar. Such as Governor Kaido's Thunder 8 Trigrams, and Fire Fist Ace's Yandy. He can use similar moves. All this made him even more confused. Could it be that he has learned his string fruit ability again? Moreover, he was also used to manipulate soldiers. Could it really be Yi Fei? Even Yi Fei, what did he come to Dressrosa for? A series of doubts arise in D Flamingo's mind. What weapon did that person use? Asked D Flamingo. Some at war, he's there. Advertisement. He saw with his own eyes that Yi Fei used the same mace as Kaido to beat Akainu into the air. If he came to Dressrosa, the weapons would certainly be brought with him. At this moment, he wanted to know more details about that person. Facing D Flamingo's question, several soldiers in the prison thought about it carefully. Then, he shook his head at the same time. He just carried an ordinary sword on his back. Judging by his attire, he should be a sword fighter who came here to participate in competitive competitions. Sword. D Flamingo's face softened slightly. Did he not bring his arms? Also, what is the relationship between him and Rebecca? Is it a deliberate disguise, or are they two different people at all? D Flamingo suddenly became confused. Since the Battle of Marineford, the situation at sea has been chaotic. The Whitebeard pirates were not eliminated, and they also got Yi Fei, becoming the most powerful pirate group in New World. The scales are already tipping in favor of the Whitebeard pirates. Not only that, Yi Fei also agreed to the title of 7 Warlords of the Sea given by the world government. Once he becomes 7 Warlords of the Sea, Yi Fei will be equal to him in front of the world government. What are those people thinking? D Flamingo sneered secretly. It is incomprehensible for the world government to choose Yi Fei as the title of 7 Warlords of the Sea. What surprised him even more was that Yi Fei actually agreed. Suddenly, D Flamingo fell silent. On the side, the soldiers began to beg for mercy. Advertisement. My lord, what happened last night was not done by us. D Flamingo just pushed the dark glasses on the bridge of his nose. Then, he let out another magical smile. Foo 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 foo. I know you didn't do it. But I must use your heads to appease the hearts of the people of Dressrosa. In the past few days, D Flamingo has asked them to pay more attention to outsiders, and if they find out, they must report it immediately. They killed people in the city last night. The matter has come to this point, this blame can only be carried by them. At the same time, it can also establish its own image in the hearts of the people. After saying that, D Flamingo turned and left, leaving those soldiers shouting in despair behind. Return to King's Heights. D Flamingo immediately called together several of the family's top officials. This afternoon, take those soldiers to the execution platform and execute them, and I will give a speech. Search for information on Rebecca with all my strength, and once you find her, arrest her immediately. As long as she knows and is with her, take them all away. Starting tonight, a curfew will be imposed in Dressrosa across Germany. Anyone who shows up at random after 9 p.m. will be arrested on the spot. D Flamingo arranged one by one. This seemingly small matter made him extremely nervous. He has already keenly felt that the person who is with Rebecca is very likely to be a big trouble. It may be Yi Fei, and at the same time, it may be someone from Marine or world government. Advertisement. You know, Rebecca is also considered the princess of the Riku clan. It is not surprising that the world government found her. Dover, is this really so serious? Diamante, a senior cadre of the Don Quiggith family, asked suspiciously. He rarely saw his young master's expression like this. I've never seen him so nervous before. It seems that someone has already planned to hit our idea. We have to be careful about this. D Flamingo looked extremely gloomy. At this moment, the last thing he wants to see is Yi Fei. If it is the world government, then he still has some face. But Yi Fei didn't know. D Flamingo now knows nothing about his background. If he does come to Dressrosa, then maybe, I have been targeted by the Whitebeard pirates. Dover, you're right. Diamante nodded immediately, and several other family officials also nodded immediately. The young master's thoughts are always right. At the same time. Sunflower Field, in front of the wooden house. A toy man was confronting a young man. On the head of the toy man, there is a black tall hat with the word Saul printed on it. At the same time, the toy man is missing a right leg. Chapter 105. That's right, I'm here to help you. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. It was the gladiator Cyrus. That's right. And that young man is Yi Fei. He still came early today in order to wait for Cyrus. Who the hell are you and why did you come to Rebecca's house? The toy man looked at Yi Fei with an angry tone. And the wooden gun in its hand was also aimed at Yi Fei. In his opinion, no matter who it is, as long as it gets close to Rebecca, it has bad intentions. I'm here to find you. Yi Fei got straight to the point and directly expressed his intention for coming. Are you here to catch me? The weapon in the toy man's hand gripped even tighter. It is now a wanted man of Dressrosa. Apart from looking for him for a reward, there should be no other purpose. You are wrong. I'm not here to catch you, I'm here to help you. Yi Fei smiled and shook his head. In order to dispel his vigilance, Yi Fei had no choice but to explain. But this made Cyrus even more puzzled. Help me, how? The toy man Cyrus said in a mocking tone. This person must have come to look for Rebecca and was discovered by me, so he said so. Can you help me? Make me change back to my old self. Before that, can you reveal your true identity? Yi Fei's disguise was quickly spotted by the toy man Cyrus. This made Yi Fei feel very embarrassed. Originally, Yi Fei thought that after being discovered by Rebecca yesterday, he could do better today. Advertisement. But I didn't expect it to be seen through so easily. It's really embarrassing to say it. Let's find a place to talk. Yi Fei replied flatly. It's almost noon now. Rebecca was already cooking in the house. Yi Fei didn't want her to know about these things yet. If you can't explain why, I'll teach you a lesson. Cyrus the toy man said. Then put away the wooden gun in his hand. Yes, Mr. Cyrus. Yi Fei smiled slightly. Hearing this, the expression of the toy man Cyrus changed greatly. How on earth did he know who I am? Since being turned into a toy man. None of them knew their identities. Including Rebecca and King Riku, who have already forgotten their names. But the stranger in front of him could hit the nail on the head. This had to shock Cyrus. Who are you? Cyrus was very nervous. Only the Cadres of the D Flamingo family should know about this. Because, when Granos turned him into a toy man, many family officials were there. Facing Cyrus' question, Yi Fei did not rush to explain, but instead replied lightly, come with me. After finishing speaking, Yi Fei turned around and left. Behind him, the toy man Cyrus followed with a puzzled expression. The two came to a clearing in the sunflower field. Now let's talk, what is your purpose? Advertisement. Facing the problem of Cyrus, Yi Fei smiled lightly. I want you to help me find the original king of this country, Riku Dold 3. In front of Cyrus, Yi Fei finally revealed his purpose. King Riku, what do you want him for? Cyrus asked warily. As the army commander of the previous King Riku, and the son-in-law of King Riku. He is very sensitive about this issue. You know, the identity of King Riku is synonymous with shame in Dressrosa. The person in front of him still knew his identity. Now he is looking for King Riku again, what is he going to do? I told you a long time ago, here to help you. I want to help Dressrosa restore the country. Isn't this what you've always expected? Yi Fei asked back. Hearing this, Cyrus fell silent. Indeed, he wanted Dressrosa to return to the hands of King Riku. But with his personal strength, it is really difficult to do it. Moreover, it is still the body of a toy man. There is no previous combat effectiveness at all. Even if there is, it may not necessarily solve D Flamingo. That's right, I want to help King Riku restore his throne. Cyrus finally nodded in acknowledgement. Now that he wanted to hide it again, he seemed a little stupid. The person in front of him came prepared. However, he regained his identity as King Riku, recovered his body, and recognized Rebecca. That was his dream all along. Advertisement. However, from the stranger's words, Cyrus also heard that he was not a member of the D Flamingo family. If it is, it won't say that much. But you don't have the strength, you will never be able to deal with D Flamingo and the Don Quiggith family just by fighting alone, right? Yi Fei said. Same as Cyrus. There are also many remnants of the Riku royal family who want to help restore the country. But their strength is negligible in front of D Flamingo. Who are you? Cyrus asked again. Yi Fei has been refusing to reveal his identity, which made him very anxious. Although he felt that Yi Fei was not malicious. But he was very clear about himself and his thoughts. This really surprised him. It doesn't matter who I am, as long as you take me to see King Riku, everything will be easy. Regarding the issue of identity, Yi Fei didn't want to give any explanation. You don't even read the news, so what else do I have to explain? In addition, for the intention to control the whole of Dressrosa. Yi Fei didn't intend to go into details. Cyrus was not the one to make the decisions. Talking to him is of no real use. Yi Fei insisted not to reveal his identity. The toy man Cyrus can't help it either. As the first swordsman of Dressrosa. Although he has now become a toy man. But he could vaguely feel the strong aura on Yi Fei's body. That is the aura that only the strong have. After being silent for a long time, he finally nodded. I can take you to find King Riku, but you have to promise me 2 conditions. Yi Fei stared at him and roughly guessed what he would say. Then nodded. Okay. Chapter 106 Contact with King Riku. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. First, never hurt Rebecca. Secondly, you must not harm His Majesty King Riku. Cyrus replied. For Cyrus, Rebecca is everything to him. In addition, King Riku was kind to him, and he didn't want King Riku to suffer any harm. As for various details, he didn't want to ask any more questions. Hearing this, Yi Fei smiled slightly. That's natural. The Critter Arena, also known as the Bullfighting Arena. It used to be a place where sword fighters exchanged sword skills with each other. It is also one of Dressrosa's sources of income. Since D Flamingo's administration, he also took over here. The current source of income from the arena has basically entered the pockets of the Don Quiggith family. And, since they took over, the arena has long since become a place of killing. Just when Yi Fei and Cyrus rushed to the arena. Somewhere in the bullfighting arena, in a dark and small room. King Dressrosa and King Riku were sitting on the ground to rest. For fear of being recognized. Advertisement. The alias was a sword fighter named Riku, and the entire head was blocked with a tight helmet. Since D Flamingo defeated him 8 years ago, he has not dared to reveal his identity in the past 8 years. He didn't pass a single day that wasn't spent in hatred and humiliation. Although there is infinite hatred in my heart. But he was incapable of beating D Flamingo, let alone recovering Dressrosa. Every time I think about it, King Riku was helpless in his heart. However, what he didn't know was that next, his fate would change completely. His Majesty King Riku. Just when King Riku lamented the helplessness of life, the toy man Cyrus stood in front of him with Yi Fei. King Riku raised his head and looked at the one-legged toy man and the strange sword fighter in front of him in surprise. Who are you? King Riku looked at the one-legged toy man in front of him suspiciously. In his memory, he didn't remember this person or toy at all. His Excellency King Riku, I am Cyrus, your captain of the guard. Cyrus the toy man said loudly. For the past 8 years, he has always known that King Riku is in the arena. He will watch every time King Riku goes to battle. Although he was wearing a mask, Cyrus could recognize him by the figure and movements of King Riku. As the captain of the guard, he has followed King Riku for many years. No matter what King Riku has become, Cyrus still remembers it. I never knew anyone named Cyrus. King Riku lowered his head. Advertisement. He has always been reluctant to admit his identity as king. Because of this status, it is a shame now. At the same time, he couldn't remember the toy soldier in front of him, and who Cyrus was. The toy man Cyrus only remembered now. King Riku had already forgotten himself. However, this cannot be blamed on him. From the moment he was turned into a toy man by Granos. Originally, all the people who knew him lost their memory. This is the scary thing about the fruit of childlike fun. As far as he knew, there were as many people as him in the city of Dressrosa. You have misunderstood the person, I am not King Riku. King Riku responded coldly. He has not heard this title for many years. He was suddenly called that, and he couldn't accept it for a while. King Riku's words immediately made the toy soldier furious. Your Excellency King Riku, don't you want to restore Dressrosa? Do you want the Riku family to bear all the infamy of Dressrosa forever? And your granddaughter Rebecca, who has been living in grief? A person who dare not even admit his own identity is not my majesty. The toy man Cyrus was very emotional. In the past few years, he has been secretly contacting the Dongtata clan, trying to overthrow D Flamingo and restore King Riku. Advertisement. Although the time is not yet ripe, he has been working hard every day. Seeing King Riku's attitude now, the toy man Cyrus is very disappointed. On the side, Yi Fei could clearly feel that Cyrus was very emotional. Your Excellency King Riku, I'm here to find you. Yi Fei said calmly. Judging from the original book, although King Riku can be regarded as a benevolent king. But his character is rather cowardly. Moreover, facing D Flamingo, he simply does not have the strength to protect the country. This kind of person gets such a good place. It seems normal to be taken away again. Dressrosa is such a good place that only the capable can live there. King Riku, who was sitting on the ground, raised his head slowly. Inside the mask, a pair of eyes stared at Yi Fei suspiciously for a while. Gladiator, what's the matter with you? Could it be that you want to fight me in the arena? Yi Fei's overall attire was similar to his, and at first glance, he was a sword fighter who came to the bullfighting arena to participate in the battle. However, this bearded man looked imposing, unlike ordinary sword fighters at all. This kind of person, what can I do to find myself? King Riku was a little puzzled. Hearing this, Yi Fei smiled slightly. His words have already admitted his identity. Seeing this, Yi Fei didn't hide anything. Chapter 107. You have no choice but to cooperate with me. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Your Excellency King Riku, I'm here on a special trip this time to help you reset. Yi Fei just finished speaking. The eyes in the helmet were shocked. King Riku was shocked and speechless for a long time. Reset? How can that be? After a long time, he asked timidly, are you someone sent by the world government? At this moment, except for the world government, no one will come to reset itself. All these years, he has thought in his heart and mind, hoping that the world government will send someone over. But these years, there was no news from the world government, which made him very disappointed. However, when he saw Yi Fei this time, he suddenly had unlimited imaginations in his heart. King Riku's words also attracted the attention of the toy man Cyrus. Are you really from the world government? Cyrus also asked the same question. To this, Yi Fei just shook his head. No, I'm a pirate. Yi Fei confessed frankly. It shocked the two people beside him even more. You know, they hate pirates. It's pirates who have taken over their country. It was the pirates who separated their wives and children, and the country was destroyed. It was the pirates who forced them to be cast aside by the world. Who are you? Advertisement. The toy man Cyrus suddenly yelled, and once again picked up the weapon in his hand and pointed it at Yi Fei. If he knew Yi Fei was a pirate, then, he would never bring him to see King Riku. Since he is a pirate, then he must not be sincere to help. Maybe he came to kill King Riku. On the side, the hope that King Riku had just ignited was immediately shattered. Since it's a pirate, why did you help me? King Riku was disheartened, as if a basin of cold water had been poured into his heart. His eyes became dimmed, and his tone lowered accordingly. His Excellency King Riku, help you reset, why is this appearance different from what I expected? Yi Fei laughed. It seems that this old man is still extremely prejudiced against pirates. No wonder, D Flamingo has made him suffer. So, Yi Fei didn't blame him. Facing the hostility from the toy man Cyrus, Yi Fei didn't take it seriously either. King Riku just smiled coldly. D Flamingo is a pirate, do you think I will still believe in pirates? He knew very well that since he was a pirate, Yi Fei's purpose for coming this time must not be that simple. As King Riku, he still has the most basic political acumen. To this, Yi Fei just smiled. If you change yourself, you will do the same. It's normal. You don't have to believe in pirates. However, Your Excellency King Riku, you seem to have no choice now. Advertisement. As the former lord of a country, now he can only live in the arena, wearing a mask and not daring to see people. I believe that this feeling must be uncomfortable. Yi Fei laughed. There is a bit of ridicule in the words. Faced with Yi Fei's ridicule, King Riku did not fight, because it was the truth. For the past 8 years, he has lived in pain for 8 years. King Riku fell silent. The man in front of him is telling the truth. On the side, Cyrus couldn't sit still. Pirate, be careful what you say. He's our king, Cyrus reminded coldly. Yi Fei looked at the little toy man. King Riku looked puzzled. Why this toy could speak for him, obviously he had no impression of it. Yi Fei didn't take Cyrus' hostility to heart. Mr. Cyrus, don't you do the same. You brought me here, don't you also have the hope of restoring the country? I'm here to help you now, and you're reacting like this now. Unbelievable. Yi Fei smiled contemptuously. Hearing this, the two were immediately speechless. Indeed, they want Dressrosa back in their hands. But can this gladiator in front of him really defeat D Flamingo and Don Quixote family? Advertisement. King Riku was very skeptical. You know, D Flamingo is 7 warlords of the sea. That was the man who was almost at the top of the pirates. Just because he can do it. Pirate, you are not kidding, can you defeat Shichibukai? King Riku asked worriedly. 8 years ago, his self-defense army could not even withstand the first wave of D Flamingo's attacks. Wouldn't it be a laughingstock to want to defeat him? Was the person in front of him joking with him? Hearing this, Yi Fei almost couldn't hold back his laughter. Dealing with mere D Flamingo, I didn't take it to heart at all. It seems that they don't know much about the recent sea situation. In this regard, Yi Fei also has no intention of showing. After all, this is the arena, and D Flamingo's minions are everywhere. Just smiled softly. You have nothing, don't you want to gamble? What you are doing now is a business without money. Of course, you don't have to choose to be with us, that's your freedom. But apart from us, no one can help you reset, even if it is the world government. I guess D Flamingo sees the matter here, they all turned a blind eye. Also, if you win, you can return to your original position. If you lose, you will die. Is your current situation much better than death? Hearing this, King Riku thought about it. Indeed, in the past 8 years, the world government has never sent anyone to ask themselves. The young man in front of him is right, the current situation is indeed worse than death. After thinking about it, King Riku asked. That's it, pirate, what about your terms of exchange? Chapter 108 The Whitebeard pirates must take over Dressrosa's military defense. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Since he wants to help himself, it must be profitable. Otherwise, why do people help you for nothing? King Riku knew that the person in front of him must have his own purpose. Hearing this, Yi Fei smiled slightly. As expected of King Riku, he is really smart. This time, I do have my own purpose. This time I came here to talk to him. What? King Riku asked curiously. At this moment, he has nothing. Since there is an opportunity, why doesn't he want to hear it? I have only one condition, and that is, the Whitebeard pirates and the Riku clan will jointly manage Dressrosa. You can manage the people as before. But the military defense of Dressrosa must be taken over by the Whitebeard pirates. In addition, all D Flamingo's industries will be taken over by the Whitebeard pirates. You must not interfere in any way. Yi Fei put forward his own conditions. This is the purpose of this trip. The reason why they want to cooperate with King Riku is to make the world government have nothing to say, and they must also admit the current situation. As soon as this statement came out. Advertisement. Cyrus and King Riku stayed there immediately. This news was simply too unexpected for them. The Whitebeard pirates, isn't that the biggest pirate group in New World? Shocked, the two looked Yi Fei up and down again. Not long ago, in Marineford, the Whitebeard pirates fought the summit war with Marine and the 7 warlords of the sea. In the Whitebeard pirates, there is a young genius in his 20s. Even beat Akainu to Dressrosa. This matter has become the topic of Dressrosa's gossip. Many sword fighters are discussing this matter. King Riku, are you from the Whitebeard pirates? Toy Man Cyrus, the person who offered a reward of 5.1 billion, is still in the Whitebeard pirates. Regarding the question of the two, Yi Fei was a little embarrassed. He is standing in front of you, don't you recognize him? Looks like they've heard about the Summit War. But they may not have seen their bounty and their appearance. Of course, Yi Fei didn't want to give any explanation for this question. Of course, I'm from the Whitebeard pirates. That's not the point. I came here this time to ask you, would you like to cooperate with our Whitebeard pirates? Advertisement. If you don't want to, then I bid farewell. Yi Fei said deliberately, while pretending to leave. The purpose was nothing more than to put pressure on King Riku. In his opinion, King Riku had no choice. At this moment, his status is no different from that of a prisoner. As long as D Flamingo is happy, it's okay to kill him. On the other side, King Riku fell silent again. At this moment, he had already started to think in his mind. Cooperating with the Whitebeard pirates, there is no problem in defeating D Flamingo. But would it be possible that tigers and leopards would be ushered in just after sending off the rich wolf? You know, that's the Whitebeard pirates, much scarier than D Flamingo. But if D Flamingo is not dealt with, the endless hatred in his heart cannot be eliminated. How do you plan to cooperate? King Riku asked cautiously. In front of the Whitebeard pirates, he didn't dare to be careless. You know, the strength of the Whitebeard pirates is the strongest among all the pirates in New World. In the face of such a person, you must not be careless. However, Yi Fei's words just now aroused his great interest. Compared with the current prisoner, become the king of Dressrosa again. Whichever is more important, he will make a judgment. The only doubt is that the Whitebeard pirates will take over all military defenses. Advertisement. In this way, it shows that he has handed over all military rights to the Whitebeard pirates. But if you think about it carefully, even with your original military strength, you probably won't be able to defend Dressrosa. His Majesty King Riku, do you want to promise them? Aside, the toy man Cyrus asked. Otherwise, what am I going to do? King Riku smiled wryly. I thought it was a little strange, why this toy man cared so much about himself. However, he still answered truthfully. Because, he really wanted to restore the country, so he didn't have to endure this dark life. Cyrus was speechless when asked. In his view, the world government has been hoodwinked by D Flamingo at the moment. They will never send troops to help. Not to mention naval headquarters, they don't care about Shichibukai. And with their few remnants defeated, it is indeed difficult to compete with D Flamingo. The only way is to bring in foreign aid. See, the two agree. Yi Fei smiled immediately, and reiterated again. Please rest assured, you can manage the people of Dressrosa, you will continue to be the king of Dressrosa, and we will use Dressrosa as our base. Put one's oar in. King Riku nodded. The conditions proposed by Yi Fei are not impossible to negotiate. You know, before that, under his jurisdiction, although Dressrosa was peaceful. But the most terrible thing is the weak military power. Chapter 109 Agreement reached. Next step plan. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. That's why D Flamingo stepped in. If the Whitebeard pirates can be here this time, the other pirates will not dare to come here at all. This is definitely a good thing for Dressrosa's defense. But the Whitebeard pirates really have nothing to do with each other, as he said. Pirate, how can you guarantee your words? How can you be the master of the Whitebeard pirates? Once you repent, where will we be placed? Hearing this, Yi Fei smiled lightly. King Riku is indeed a veteran. There is plenty of experience in this area. Before coming here, Yi Fei was already prepared for this matter. I came this time to negotiate with you with Captain Whitebeard. I can tell you responsibly, our Whitebeard pirates have always been trustworthy in doing things. We have committed no crime to the islands under our jurisdiction. King Neptune of the Fishman Island must also be an old friend of His Excellency King Riku. The Fishman Island is grateful to our Whitebeard pirates. In addition, with your strength, if you want to keep Dressrosa forever, you must have a strong force to protect it. Only in this way can your rights continue. In the original book, the king of the Fishman Island was not attacked by humans under the protection of the Whitebeard pirates. Yi Fei's words reminded King Riku of Neptune from the Fishman Island. He was right, he and King Riku were indeed friends. And also participated in the World Summit together. Previously, Neptune had indeed said that he was grateful to Whitebeard. Advertisement. For years, Whitebeard did nothing wrong with the Fishman Island. Moreover, under his jurisdiction, other pirates didn't dare to make the idea of the Fishman Island at all. Take what you know about Whitebeard Edward Newgate. He was also a man of his time. It is fundamentally different from those pirates who like to plunder. From this point of view, Whitebeard is really more reliable than D Flamingo. In the current situation, what King Riku needs most is foreign aid. 8 years ago, his troops were wiped out overnight by D Flamingo. Now, relying on their own strength, they are simply unable to regain Dressrosa. I can promise you, let you garrison. But you must recognize the status of the Riku family in Dressrosa. And you must not interfere in the internal affairs of the royal family. Hearing this, Yi Fei nodded immediately. That's natural, we each do our own thing and don't interfere with each other. At the same time, as long as King Riku admits that the Whitebeard pirates can be stationed in Dressrosa, then, the world government must have nothing to say. This is the most important point. As long as King Riku agrees, the world government will have no right to interfere with the status of the Whitebeard pirates in Dressrosa. This is exactly the purpose of Yi Fei's trip. Have you prepared an agreement? King Riku said. There is no basis for words, there must be an agreement. Even if the Whitebeard pirates do not speak their integrity one day, then I can sue the world government when I am restored to the throne. Hearing this, Yi Fei took out the agreement that had already been written. Advertisement. King Riku was afraid that he would go back on his word, and Yi Fei was also worried that King Riku would go back on his word. After picking up the agreement and reading it carefully, King Riku finally wrote his own name. Before you came here, you must have known that I would agree. After signing the agreement, King Riku asked. Yes, I think you will agree. Just prepare in advance. Yi Fei laughed and said, he never does anything unprepared. Carefully put away the agreement. This agreement is very important to him. The purpose of coming to Dressrosa this time has finally been achieved. Next, it's time to plan for the second phase. Young man, can I tell you your name? King Riku slowly took off his hat. Over the years of repression and hatred, all his hair has turned white. Soon, he will be able to take off the hat that makes him afraid to see people forever. Suddenly, there was a long-lost excitement in my heart. Yes, see, Yi Fei replied. Even at this moment, Yi Fei did not let down his guard. The worry is that D Flamingo prepares ahead of time. If he kills King Riku at this time, then this matter will be much more troublesome. Yes, see, I hope the Whitebeard pirates can keep their promise. Advertisement. King Riku let out a long sigh. Will do. After finishing speaking, Yi Fei turned around and left. 2 people are left. His Majesty King Riku, you have been wrong for so many years. The toy man Cyrus said guiltily. For so many years, he has been unable to protect King Riku. Toy soldier, who are you? King Riku raised his head inexplicably. Even though Cyrus was sincere, King Riku still couldn't think of him. Forget it, one day we beat D Flamingo and you'll remember me. Cyrus the toy man said. The feeling of being forgotten is indeed too uncomfortable. Especially those closest to me, Rebecca and King Riku. Hearing this, King Riku nodded silently. Although he doesn't know how the toy in front of him knows him. But from his words, I feel that the toy man respects him very much. That's the exact opposite of feeling rejected. I don't know you, but thank you for bringing the Whitebeard pirates here. King Riku said gratefully. If it can really beat D Flamingo this time, he will definitely work with the Whitebeard pirates. They sent someone to find me. 4%. Chapter 110 to the Holy Land Mariajoy. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. The toy man Cyrus is very embarrassed. Previously, he didn't know anyone from the Whitebeard pirates at all. Including now, he is still confused about that pirate named Yi Shi. Oh, King Riku responded. Your Excellency King Riku, do you really trust them? Immediately afterwards, the toy man Cyrus asked. King Riku smiled wryly. It's all here, is there any other way for me? Yi Fei got an agreement with King Riku. Preparations for the second phase of the plan have already begun. D Flamingo, as 7 warlords of the sea, was once celestial dragons. It's not appropriate to shoot directly. In addition, the Whitebeard pirates, who have experienced the Summit War, are currently in a state of rest. Going head to head against the Don Quixote family will probably be the enemy. Yi Fei's plan is for the world government to remove him as a Shichibukai, and even as a celestial dragons. Better to have Marine, just take D Flamingo. In this way, King Riku will return to the throne with the recognition of the world government. The Whitebeard pirates can enter Dressrosa swaggeringly according to the new agreement. The destination of the second stage is the Holy Land of Mariajoy. It is possible to lift D Flamingo's 7 warlords of the sea title. Risk for this trip. Yi Fei knew it very well. You know, it's the base camp of the world government and the celestial dragons. Advertisement. The degree of defense is not necessarily worse than naval headquarters. Anyway, Yi Fei also wants to give it a try. Just when Yi Fei was rushing to the Holy Land of Mariajoy, D Flamingo brought the manipulated soldiers to Xingtai in front of all the people. These people are going around the city killing people against my will. Today, I brought them here and executed them in public. Just to let you know that only the Don Quixote family can make this place better. 8 years ago, when I came here, Dressrosa was still a poor country. Now do you see the prosperity here? King Riku is the sinner of this country, and I am the current benevolent king. D Flamingo is arrogant and uninhibited. In front of the public, it is natural to maintain a glorious image of yourself. Soon, his remarks won the cheers of all the people. Long live D Flamingo. My lord, we only recognize you. After killing the manipulated soldiers in public, D Flamingo's subordinates launched a citywide search for Rebecca. The person who controls the soldiers must be found. Whatever it takes, find Rebecca. Cadres, the soldiers under your opponent shouted. Meanwhile, on the outskirts of Dressrosa, sunflower fields. Rebecca didn't know that she was wanted. She is still waiting for his Mr. Soldier and Yi Fei to come back. Advertisement. However, when she saw only Mr. Soldier came back, his face looked a little disappointed. Mr. Soldier, where's Yi Shi? Rebecca asked disappointedly. Originally, Yi Fei told him to go out with Mr. Soldier for a while, and he would come back to eat the lunch she made. But now he's not here at all. What a liar. At this moment, Rebecca doesn't know Yi Fei's real name yet. Rebecca, he is a member of the Whitebeard pirates, do you know that? The toy man Cyrus was quite surprised by Rebecca's expression. Could it be that there is something between the two of them? Whitebeard pirates. Wow, Master Yi Shi, so powerful. He's from the Whitebeard pirates. Rebecca exclaimed excitedly. No wonder he is so powerful, he can catch his own sword with bare hands. Moreover, it can fly so high. The toy man Cyrus has a black line on his face. What is Rebecca's expression? Originally, he said it just to scare Rebecca. But the opposite is true. Rebecca looked happy. He was very angry, but what frightened him even more was the identity of the man named Yi Shi. Advertisement. This time, it was obviously a disguise. You know, that's a pirate. For pirates, he hates them deeply. So, he didn't want Rebecca to see Yi Fei again. Rebecca, he's a pirate, you'd better stay away from him. Cyrus the toy man said. Mr. Soldier, why is that? I think Master Yi Shi is a very good person, and his strength is very strong. Rebecca said with a look of admiration. Not only is he handsome, but he is also kind-hearted. He also said that he would help him defeat D Flamingo. Avenge yourself. Hearing this, the toy man soldier felt angry in his heart. It seems that Yi Fei has brainwashed Rebecca a lot. Otherwise, they wouldn't call each mouthful one master, one mouthful one master. Rebecca cared so much about a man. Let the toy man Cyrus very hurt. You can't see him anymore. The toy man Cyrus said sternly. Why? Rebecca argued loudly. He is a pirate. Don't forget, your mother died in the hands of pirates. The toy man Cyrus reprimanded loudly. Suddenly, Rebecca's mouth curled up. Chapter 111 Blackbeard sneak attack from the rear. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Then why didn't you save her back then? Hearing this, the toy man Cyrus was questioned. Rebecca's question left him speechless. For a while, the toy man Cyrus didn't know how to speak. Master Yi Shi, is he different from D Flamingo? He will beat D Flamingo and avenge me. Rebecca spoke out while crying. After so many years, she still remembers it clearly. Because I was too hungry that day, I asked my mother to buy food for myself. When I came back, my mother had already left. For so many years, she has no way of revenge. Now that she has the opportunity, why would she want to give up? I will teach you swordsmanship, and one day, defeat D Flamingo. The toy man Cyrus had no choice but to comfort him. Master Yi Shi said that Mr. Soldier, you can't teach well. I have decided to worship him as my teacher. Rebecca put away her tears and looked at the toy man with a firm face. Hearing this, the toy man Cyrus was at a loss for words again. Quote. But he was indeed extremely angry. Advertisement. I can't teach you well. I am the god of the bullfighting arena. I have never lost in 3,000 battles. Say I can't do it. The toy man Cyrus immediately wanted to leave Rebecca behind, so he wanted to find Yi Fei to make a theory. But seeing Rebecca's resolute expression, Cyrus felt extremely uncomfortable. You know, Rebecca is her only daughter. This daughter is now facing outsiders. How could he bear it? Damn Yi Shi, don't even think about abducting my daughter. Just as Yi Fei rushed to Mariajoy, D Flamingo hunted Rebecca all over the city. Grand Line, New World. Blackbeard Teach led his men to attack the sea area of the Whitebeard pirates affiliated pirates. Thief ha ha ha, from now on, this island belongs to Lousy. Blackbeard Teach laughed. He just defeated the captain of the Whitebeard pirates here. At this moment, I am particularly proud. Chi, don't be too complacent, you have invaded my territory this time, after the father finds out, he will never let you go. Under the Whitebeard pirates, the captain of the Horn pirates, Modi Van Gogh, said angrily. Thief ha 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 ha, Van Gogh, I'm also my father's son. It's not too much to divide the territory. Isn't what's yours mine? Advertisement. Teach laughed. Stop joking, you traitor, you have no qualifications to be dad's son. Since Teach killed Thatch, he has become a public enemy of the Whitebeard pirates. Can he be regarded as the father's son? Thief ha ha ha, Van Gogh, Papa Whitebeard is getting old. Your combat ability is not bad, why don't you submit to me from now on and open up the new world together? All the looted property and occupied territory belong to you. Teach laughed. For the captain's combat effectiveness, he still recognized it. If you can join your own team, it can improve the strength of the Blackbeard pirates. Now, what he lacks the most is a younger brother. His intention to attack this time was not to occupy the island. The real purpose is only to win over talents and snatch treasures, so as to develop their own strength. The last time they lost 2 giants, now, what they need most is to replenish talents. And the captains of the Whitebeard pirates naturally became his targets. Although Teach knows it's hard. But still give it a try. Just like when he was in Banero Island and Marineford, even if he knew that Ace and Yi Fei disagreed, he still had to try. That is Blackbeard Teach, never give up. Ha 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 ha. Teach, do you think I will betray my crew just like you? As a pirate, being able to follow Father Whitebeard is the greatest honor in my life. If you want me to turn my head to your subordinates, unless I die, it is absolutely impossible. You are just an ordinary pirate. Compared with your father, you are a million miles away. Advertisement. Moody Van Gogh sneered. Hearing this, Blackbeard Teach's face immediately pulled down. He simply couldn't understand Moody Van Gogh's thoughts. Why those people would rather give up the glory and wealth, but also follow Whitebeard. After a moment of silence, he suddenly burst out laughing. Van Gogh is indeed a man. However, today, even if Dad comes, he can't save you. From his words, Teach knew that he would never agree to cooperate with him. At this moment, the desire to kill suddenly arises. Since he refuses to belong to me, the best way is to kill him. HMPH ha ha ha, Daddy will avenge me. Moody Van Gogh was ready to die. Father, do you think he will be my opponent? Just an old man on a respirator. Teach sneered. For his own strength, Teach is quite confident. Hiding from the Whitebeard pirates for so many years. Just to wait for the strongest dark fruit in the world. Just when Teach is proud. Unexpectedly, Moody Van Gogh suddenly burst out laughing. Even if Daddy is old, Teach, don't forget, the Whitebeard pirates, and Marco, Ace, and Yi Fei. Kill one of me, and there are thousands of Whitebeard crew members, can you kill it? Hearing this, the sweat on Teach's forehead suddenly broke out. 24%. Chapter 112 Yi Fei leaves. Teach's plan. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. In the Whitebeard pirates. Marco, Ace, are not his opponents. But that Yi Fei is tricky. If it wasn't for him, perhaps he would have already taken the head of his father and become the 4 emperors. There is no need to hide in Tibet now, being hunted down by Marine and Whitebeard pirates. Captain Otokoshi, Van Oka walks over to Teach. Since Badgers was killed and Shiryu of the Rain was captured, he has become the number 2 figure in the Blackbeard pirates. Teach turned around. I just got some great news from their crew. Van Oka said. What news makes me happy too? Teach suddenly became interested. Van Gogh's younger brother just said that Yi Fei of the Whitebeard pirates has left the Whitebeard pirates. Hearing this, Teach was stunned for a moment, and then his whole face burst into joy. Fan, what you said is true? Teach asked excitedly. Van Oka nodded immediately. It's true, a few days ago, he left the headquarters of the Whitebeard pirates alone, and the location is unknown. Captain, that's right, I also heard what that little brother said. Advertisement. Ghost Security Officer, Lafitte adjusted his hat, he was the most standard gentleman. On the side, Moody Van Gogh, the captain of the Horn Pirates, looked ashen. This kind of information can be leaked to any subordinate who doesn't have a good eye. If he knows Yi Fei will leave temporarily. So, is Dad in danger? Teach, Yi Fei will not leave the Whitebeard pirates. Don't listen to those people talking nonsense. Moody Van Gogh argued. Teach rolled his eyes and suddenly laughed. Ha 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 ha, Van Gogh, you seem very nervous. From this point of view, Yi Fei may indeed have left the Whitebeard pirates. With the feeling of Teach, there is a real possibility that Yi Fei will leave the Whitebeard pirates. You know, his reward has already surpassed that of his father. Could he still be inferior to his father? Whoever it is, will leave at this time. It's impossible. Besides, Yi Fei is still 7 warlords of the sea, still in the Whitebeard pirates. Going away is definitely a high probability event. Teach's idea is correct. If it was an ordinary person, or himself, he would definitely leave the Whitebeard pirates. Advertisement. But that's Yi Fei, a time traveler, he doesn't want to. The Whitebeard pirates have an unbreakable team foundation. Yi Fei also wants to dominate the world with the Whitebeard pirates. Seeing that Teach didn't believe it, Moody Van Gogh deliberately said the opposite. He didn't leave at all, why don't you go to see Dad? But this trick, for Blackbeard Teach, doesn't work at all. Thief ha 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 ha, since you said so, then I'll go and have a look. Teach laughed. As long as Yi Fei leaves. Other opponents are not worth mentioning to him at all. Although Marco and Ace's skills are good. But under his dark fruit ability, he is a war scum. Dad is powerful, but he can't stand his constant consumption. As long as the old man misses, his head can be removed at any time. In addition, in the past few days, he has also obtained the ability of other fruits. And successfully integrated the fruit ability. Take off Whitebeard's head, then, his shock fruit, will be his own. At that time, the strongest shock fruit in the world will also become his own, the position of 4 emperors, who else but me? Come with me, little ones, and get Whitebeard's head off. Teach waved his hand. I'm leaving now. Advertisement. Captain, do we want all the treasure here? In the crowd, someone suddenly asked. Thief ha 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 ha, compared to the treasures here, Whitebeard's ability is the greatest wealth. As long as we obtain his ability, then we will have endless treasures. People's vision must be long-term. Only by following me. Teach's eyes lit up. Compared with the ability of shock fruit, these things are nothing. At this moment, he once again saw his extremely bright future. Teach's words immediately greeted cheers from the captains under him. He was right. Only when the boss becomes the strongest can they get what they want most. Woohoo! Cheers erupted. Just when Teach and his team were preparing to pull anchor and set sail, they rushed to the base camp of the Whitebeard pirates. Nearby waters, a small boat is slowly approaching the island. Sister, are you sure we're really coming to Whitebeard this time? Those are the strongest 4 emperors in the New World. On the boat, a man about 18 or 19 years old looked at a woman in Xingyi sitting on the bow. At this moment, the woman was looking towards the direction of the island, and she noticed a ship moored in front of the port. Chapter 113 Challenge Whitebeard, D. Carl Lily, Blackbeard meet. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. That's right, I just want to challenge him. As long as I defeat him, then I will be the strongest in New World. The woman in Xingyi didn't look back. Sister, but there are only 2 of us. The Whitebeard pirates have tens of thousands of boys. The young man looked worried. In the New World, Whitebeard's title is not for nothing. 2 young men, to challenge Whitebeard to take his head, is easier said than done. There are not many people, but strength. The woman smiled slightly. Finally turned around. The woman's name is D. Carl Lily. The young man with her was her younger brother D. Carl Cannon. Both are pirate hunters, recently risen in East Blue, chasing pirates everywhere. Previously, D. Carl Lily bought Yi Fei and 20 million won Baileys in the Summit War. After the Summit War ended, D. Carl Lily was active in various sea areas, catching pirates. But this time, the goal of the 2 is to challenge Whitebeard Edward Newgate. But there seems to be something wrong with the course of the 2. They didn't find the Whitebeard pirates' headquarters directly. Instead, they came to the sea area of their affiliated pirate group. The front should be the territory of the Whitebeard pirates. That ship doesn't seem to be theirs. Advertisement. D. Carl Cannon pointed to a pirate ship not far away. Well, it seems a little different. D. Carl Lily nodded. As soon as he spoke, he noticed the ship. The boat that waited for the 2 got closer. Only then did the 2 see the pirate flag on the ship. 1, 2, 3, sister, 3 skeletons. This looks like Blackbeard Teach's pirate ship. D. Carl Cannon looked at his sister full of doubts. On the sea, there are too many pirates who come out to sail. There are countless skull flags in various colors. D. Carl Cannon was a little silly and confused. That's right, there will be a fight later, you have to protect yourself, don't embarrass me. D. Carl Lily nodded in satisfaction. She confirmed that it was Blackbeard Teach's ship. This time, I came to New World and spent several days. It took so long to find Whitebeard's place. But not Whitebeard's stronghold. However, it is also a good choice to meet Blackbeard's ship. You know, Blackbeard Teach's value has skyrocketed recently. Currently, Marine's official reward order has exceeded 1.5 billion Baileys. Although he was abolished as 7 warlords of the sea and not as 4 emperors, the incident of Impel Down has made naval headquarters extremely indignant. That's why such a high reward was given. This bounty is indeed very attractive. Advertisement. D. Carl Lily had an immediate change of heart. Attack Blackbeard first. Sister, I see, what you taught me, I learned very well. D. Carl Cannon looked embarrassed. Previously, my sister went to sea alone, and he only followed occasionally. She spends most of her time at home practicing the sword skills her sister taught her. But this time, he brought himself with him, and he didn't want to be a burden. That's fine. D. Carl Lily nodded. Originally, she also planned to come alone. Because this challenge is Whitebeard Edward Newgate. D. Carl Lily worries about his brother getting into trouble. But I couldn't resist my brother's strong request, so I brought him along. The 2 ships are getting closer and closer. At the same time, Teach soon discovered that there was a small boat approaching them. Where did the boat come from? Why don't you know how to avoid us? We are the Blackbeard pirates. King of evil government. Abaro Pizarro raised his beard and shouted loudly. The small boat in front of him simply doesn't take himself seriously. Maybe it's here to deliver supplies. If you don't get out of the way, little ones, just knock it over for me. Teach ordered. The 2 ships met at a distance of more than 20 meters, and they were about to collide. At this time, both sides could already see each other's face clearly. Advertisement. Sister, it's really Blackbeard. D. Carl Cannon was unusually alert. The long sword in his hand has been drawn out of its scabbard. D. Carl Lily nodded slightly. There were only 8 people on board, including the one in the sea. Blackbeard Teach, right in the middle of the crowd. On the opposite side, Teach and his party also noticed that there were only 2 people on the boat. Teach also soon saw a young female swordsman standing on the bow of the boat with a sword in her hand. Still a beauty. It's really rare in this kind of place. The Whitebeard pirates actually have such a beautiful woman. Could it be that she joined after I left? Thief, ha ha ha. Blackbeard laughed. The woman in front of him made his heart skip a beat. Immediately, he gave the order to stop the ship. Just when their boat stopped. The opponent's ship didn't stop, it just slowed down. At this moment, a sword energy burst out from above the small boat. A red light came oncoming. At the same time, it was accompanied by extremely powerful coercion. Teach broke out in a cold sweat. Too late to do any action. The red light directly cut off the main mast of the ship. Question mark question mark question mark. Chapter 114 It's better to be Lousy's woman. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Teach and his group didn't react at all. What happened? Creak. As soon as they regained their senses, the group heard the sound of the main mast breaking. Fortunately, he was caught by San Juan Wolf in the water. The mast didn't hit everyone. Damn, how are we going to find Whitebeard? Teach clenched his fists. The mast is broken, how can I sail? These two are looking for trouble. Sister, you seem to miss the shot just now. D. Carl Cannon spread his hands and said helplessly. D. Carl Lily smiled smugly. If you don't cut off their masts, wouldn't they be fleeing? Sister, everything you say is right. Comma. The siblings were talking. Damn it, you two bastards, pay for my boat. Teach said angrily. As soon as he finished speaking, D. Carl Lily appeared on the broken mast of their ship. This made Teach break out in a cold sweat. This person's skill is really not simple. At the same time, his subordinates were all dumbfounded by D. Carl Lily. This woman is so beautiful. Definitely no less than Boa Hancock. Advertisement. Compared with Boa Hancock, he looks more capable. Teach looked her up and down. Silver Pirate Hunter, D. Carl Lily. Teach yelled. Hearing this, the subordinates were all taken aback. What, is she the legendary pirate hunter? During this period of time, besides Yi Fei, there is another woman who keeps refreshing the world daily. Summit War ended in less than half a month. Captured 200 pirate captains in a row and handed them over to the world government, and was rewarded as a silver pirate hunter by the world government. You can get information about her capture of pirates almost every day. Looks like you know me. D. Carl Lily looked down on everyone from a high position. On his face, it was not ordinary arrogance. Sure enough. It is said that you are extremely powerful. Why did you come to New World this time? Teach asked strangely. Is it for me, or Papa Whitebeard? This is Whitebeard's territory. I heard your bounty is good. I just want to hand you over to the world government in exchange for 1.5 billion Baileys. D. Carl Lily carried the sword in his hand on his shoulder. In fact, she is not short of money at all. The purpose is nothing more than to defeat the strong. Ha 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 ha, Lily, don't think it's great to be awarded a nihilistic title by the world government. The pirates you took down are just ordinary pirates. Advertisement. Silver Pirate Hunter, that's a joke. Lousy is the man who will become the One Piece. You look beautiful. If you become my woman, I can take you to rule the world. This is much stronger than the title of Silver Pirate Hunter. Teach said dismissively. Frankly speaking, in his eyes, D. Carl Lily didn't have the strength to duel with him at all. Moreover, he has already moved his mind on D. Carl Lily. Such a beautiful woman is really rare. If you don't think about it, you can't be considered a real man. In front of his younger brother, he was underestimated. D. Carl Lily wasn't mad. Instead, he smiled coldly. Want to be my man, that's okay. Then beat me first. After all, jump down. The famous knife Zonlong in his hand fell quickly. Captain. Several subordinates immediately came forward. Play against D. Carl Lily. On the other hand, Blackbeard stepped back and watched the battle. There were sounds of swords and swords. D. Carl Lily alone, while dealing with 6 people under Blackbeard. Still not down. Not only is the reaction extremely fast, but also the skill is agile. Where the blade falls, the opponent is beaten back again and again. On the side, Teach looked a little dazed. How can that be? These subordinates are all killed from impel down. Advertisement. Why is it so difficult to deal with him alone? Could it be that this woman is really so strong? Looking at her appearance, the sword skills are no less than Hawkeye. Teach secretly guessed. No wonder, in such a short period of time, 100 pirate groups can be wiped out. If you don't have any strength, you really can't come out to play. At this moment, Teach has not dared to be careless. Secretly activate the fruit ability. Little ones, step back for me. Blackbeard jumped forward. The few remaining people quickly jumped away. Dark water. Teach stretched out his dark right hand, and attacked D. Carl Lily. At the same time, D. Carl Lily also wrapped the armed color around the dragon in an instant. Boom. 2 strong breaths collided and exploded. People around were shocked back again and again. She can actually block the captain's dark water. D. Carl Lily, the strength is really not simple, as expected of the Silver Pirate Hunter. The captain will suck her down to the bone. Yes, the captain is someone who doesn't even care about Whitebeard. Teach's crew started discussing on the sidelines. From their perspective, although this Silver Pirate Hunter is powerful, compared with the captain, there is still a big gap. Shall we go up and help the captain? Xuanyu Hunter, Katrine Diame said suddenly. I want to go to you. 25%. Chapter 115 Battle against Blackbeard. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. The rest of the people looked at each other. None of them made a move. They really couldn't do anything about sneaking up on such a beautiful girl. But Katrine Diame didn't see it that way. You know, she is also a woman. I hate long and good-looking ones the most. Just when she was about to launch a sneak attack on D. Carl Lily. But was blocked by Teach. Diame, this person is mine now, you are not allowed to make a move. Thief ha ha ha, I want to conquer her and make her my woman. Teach laughed triumphantly, although he thinks that Lily's strength is not bad. Can resist his own moves. With the strength of the duel between the two, there was no way D. Carl Lily could beat himself. Captain Teach, do you still want to be brave at this time? I just want to see how you can be my man. You can try it out. D. Carl Lily dismissively said. The black sword slaying the dragon really lives up to its reputation. Able to block my absorption. Lily, how did you get it from Wanokuni? Teach asked. Wanokuni's famous sword is rarely spread outside the world. Moreover, Wanokuni has already closed the country. It is very difficult to obtain such a sword. Teach, you still have the heart to ask me this. D. Carl Lily smiled. Secretly work hard. Advertisement. The sword in his hand slowly pressed towards Teach's hand. Originally, the sword was blocked by his darkness. That didn't hurt his hand. But if you get so close, you will definitely get hurt. Teach broke out in a cold sweat. What? This woman didn't use her full strength just now. How is this possible? I tried my best. Does this woman still have reservations? At this moment, he also had to start to get serious. Dark Cave. Teach activates the ability of Dark Fruit again. Suddenly, the entire pirate ship was shrouded in dark matter. Everyone's bodies also began to sink. The group of people on the boat also jumped onto the mast immediately. If absorbed by the captain's darkness, then, it will completely enter the endless darkness. It is natural to avoid. At this moment, they already felt fear. This was the first time Teach was so serious in front of everyone. Captain, don't go too far, otherwise, we won't have a boat to go back. Above the mast, someone called out to Teach. Thief, ha ha ha, I want to beat this woman. Teach laughed. Ships can be rebuilt and robbed again. But this woman, I have to beat today. Big talk. D. Carl Lily pressed the sword down hard. The black sword directly broke through the dark resistance in Teach's hand. The sword was in his hand. Advertisement. There was blood everywhere. What? Teach yelled in pain. The weakness of the dark fruit is revealed again. Not only can absorb the fruit ability, but also double the damage absorbed. Taking this opportunity, D. Carl Lily jumped out of the darkness into the air. Freeze directly in midair. Teach rolled on the ground in pain, and at the same time, the ability of the dark fruit was released instantly. After half an hour, Teach stood up from the ground. Hateful. Look at D. Carl Lily who was hovering in the air. Teach hates the root of the tooth itching. Originally, he thought that this opponent would be easy to deal with. I was too careless. Little ones, kill the man on the boat for me. Teach suddenly gave an order. After everyone reacted. He looked at the boy on the boat. Then, everyone flew to the boat. Jong, let's see how your practice is doing recently. D. Carl Lily muttered to herself. Although the strength of the younger brother is not bad. But this time they were facing 6 masters of the Blackbeard pirates. Not necessarily able to cope. At the same time, on the other end, D. Carl Cannon had already started a battle with the 6 people. D. Carl Lily's attention was unconsciously shifted there. At this moment, the soles of the feet were suddenly grabbed by something. Taking a closer look, it turns out that it is Teach's dark matter. Advertisement. Teach, are you still determined? D. Carl Lily was a little annoyed. When I was watching the battle, I came to interrupt. It's clear that I don't want to live anymore. Immediately, Zan Long waved in his hand. Instantly cut off the darkness rising from Teach. Thief, ha ha ha, your strength is really impressive, you are still the first person to cut off my dark matter. Teach laughed, but at this moment, he was already a little nervous. You know, so far, his best is the dark fruit ability. The ability of dark fruit is extremely powerful against demon fruit power. But for those who don't have the ability to use the fruit, it is indeed a trouble. Especially swordsmen. Most of them have no fruit ability. But right now, this female pirate hunter is using swordsmanship. And it's extremely fast. Dark fruit does not have the ability to absorb quickly. At this moment, Blackbeard was already planning to retreat. This opponent is very strong, it is not good to fight for a long time. Your darkness is nothing to my sword. Why, now, do you still want me to be your woman? D. Carl Lily said coldly. In the words, there is a contemptuous sarcasm. Teach suddenly stretched out his hands and laughed. Thief, ha 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 ha, it's really shameless. D. Carl Lily, you better look at your own right foot. Hearing this, D. Carl Lily looked at his right foot. Chapter 116 Power of Fusion, Abaro Pizarro was killed. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. I saw that my right foot, where it was entangled in darkness just now, began to turn red. At the same time, with some burning pain. What happened? D. Carl Lily was a little surprised. Dark fruit, and the ability to burn. Teach, you bastard, how dare you do this to my feet? D. Carl Lily flushed. She has always loved her feet very much. Almost every day, she bathes with milk and smears with rose dew. However, Teach, the bastard, dared to hurt his own feet. Thief, ha ha ha, if you don't go back for treatment, your feet will be destroyed. That's the ability to corrupt fruit. Teach laughed triumphantly. In the few days after the Summit War ended, he killed an ability user with the ability to corrode. And take his fruit power as his own. Just when sneak attacking D Lily. He integrated the ability to corrode fruit into the dark fruit. Originally he wanted to use this to defeat D Lily. But I didn't expect that the other party could cut off his dark fruit ability directly. Although the ability to corrode fruit is effective, I am not very skilled in using it. Therefore, the degree of corrosion is very slow, and it will take several days to damage her feet. However, if the two fruits are fused and used at the same time, it will greatly consume one's physical strength. That's why he had the idea of retreating. Bastard, how dare you hurt my foot? D Lily's face changed suddenly. Advertisement. The Zonlong in his hand swooped down from the sky. A huge red sword chi fell down. A long gully was cut out of the entire sea surface. In an instant, Teach's pirate ship was shattered by the sword energy. Fortunately, he escaped before the sword energy fell. But San Juan was not so lucky, and was directly swept ashore by the waves. On the side, D. Carl Cannon and Teach's 6 subordinates were still fighting fiercely, evenly matched. At this moment, a red figure descended. The sword light flashed. The evil king, Abaro Pizarro, was directly beheaded. The remaining 5 people were all blown away by the sword energy and smashed onto the island, and explosions sounded one after another. Elder sister, D. Carl Cannon called out. At the same time, he also felt the murderous look on his sister's face. She was really angry. We should go back. Facing his younger brother, D. Carl Lily's expression softened. Compared to challenging Whitebeard, she was more concerned about her feet, which were already burnt, and she didn't know if it would get worse, so she had to go back first this time. At the same time, D. Carl Cannon also noticed her feet. The shoes have been corroded. Moreover, his right foot was red, as if he had been injured. Sister, your feet. D. Carl Cannon was a little surprised. HMPH, it's okay, it's time to go. D. Carl Lily didn't say much. Advertisement. Instead, look to the other side of the island. Teach has just escaped to the island. Aren't we going to Whitebeard? Going back. Go back first. D. Carl Lily clearly felt the erosion of his right foot intensify. There is no mood to challenge Whitebeard now. Go back first and fix the injury on your foot. This degree of injury is not difficult for her. The elder sister's mind was made up, and D. Carl Cannon could only nod repeatedly. Although my sister is very kind to me, I know her temper. Say the same thing. He didn't dare to refute at all. Seeing her sister put the head of the evil king, Abaro Pizarro, in the box. D. Carl Cannon honestly followed behind. On the island. Teach was frightened into a cold sweat. At the moment, he is hiding behind a big tree. He still has lingering fears about what just happened. What would be the consequences if that move hit him directly? Teach can't imagine. Moreover, he also saw that the woman directly defeated 6 of his subordinates in a very short period of time. And killed one of them. All of this, Teach still seems to be in a dream. Where did this silver pirate hunter come from? He followed Whitebeard across the sea for more than 10 years, and it was not as tragic as it is today. Recalling her moves carefully, it seems that I have seen it many years ago. Advertisement. Captain. A cry brought Teach back to reality. He poked his head out and watched everything around him keenly. I'm here. Teach didn't emerge from behind the tree until it was confirmed that D. Carl Lily was gone. Captain, this woman is too powerful. Ghost security officer, Lafitte is like a stray dog, and has long lost his former gentlemanly demeanor. He couldn't even figure out how he was beaten into the air. Moreover, I couldn't stand up for half a day. Teach silently nodded. How strong is this woman? Originally, he wanted her to be his own woman. Now it looks like it's a joke. This woman, I can't handle it. Go find the rest and gather them together. The crew just flew out in all directions. You have to find them one by one. After half an hour. Several people gathered together. Teach looked at his subordinates. Both are scarred. Moreover, among these people, including myself, there were only 7 of them. And the headless corpse of the evil king has been washed ashore by the sea. Damn it, people who dare to kill me. Teach looked at the corpse on the ground with mixed emotions in his heart. Previously, Yi Fei had lost 2 of his men. Chapter 117 Teach escapes, belated Whitebeard. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Now, an inexplicable woman who didn't know where she came from killed another one. Let him greatly weaken the strength of the Blackbeard pirates. Yi Fei, D. Carl Lily, I must avenge this revenge. Captain, our ship has been destroyed. Now, where are we going? Yin Yu, Fan Oka asked with a tired face. As things stand, we're going to kill Whitebeard. Teach turned his head and looked at the crew members following him. The boat is gone, there are many more here. We need to find a place to recuperate. The implication is that Teach's idea is to grab a boat and escape. This time it was indeed a disastrous failure. Fortunately, I just fooled that woman away. To continue, I don't know what kind of scene it is. Papa Whitebeard's side can no longer be visited. Everyone was seriously injured except himself. Going again, I'm afraid it's asking for trouble. Not only can't go, but also leave quickly. It's not far from the base camp of the Whitebeard pirates. Word of the island's attack would soon come back to Whitebeard. If not go, then, once they find it, they will definitely fight again. the situation will be even more unfavorable. It has to be said that Teach has a very high intuition in this regard. He knew that Whitebeard hated him so much. Will do anything to kill him. Advertisement. Immediately, Teach took people to grab a boat and quickly evacuated. The treasure left without having time to carry it. Sure enough, he guessed right, Whitebeard was on his way. Edward Newgate after receiving the news that the affiliated pirate group was attacked. I heard it was Teach who came to make trouble. Heaven was furious. Come with someone in person. However, when they arrive, Teach has escaped with his men. Edward Newgate, who heard the news, beat his chest angrily. He was run away by that shriveled calf again. Dad, it looks like Teach has escaped. The corpse by the sea should be Avalo Pizarro. As soon as the boat docked, Marco noticed the corpse floating in the sea. With the headless corpse attire, Marco concluded that it was Teach's Avalo Pizarro. The heinous prisoner of Impel Down. Marco, go ask Van Gogh how that man died. Asked Whitebeard Edward Newgate. Then, pay attention to the surrounding area. There are very obvious traces of battle. Could it be done by his subordinates? Soon, Moti Van Gogh was brought over. At this moment, he just woke up from a coma. Originally, Teach planned to kill him. But because he was in a hurry to go to sea, he just knocked him unconscious. Advertisement. Asked about Avalo Pizarro. He was also confused. The crew members under him didn't even know. The battle here was very fierce just now, and they didn't dare to approach at all. It seems that many people have come to Lousy's sight today. Whitebeard couldn't help but sigh. To be able to kill Blackbeard Teach's subordinates in front of him is by no means an easy character. Suddenly, it reminded him of Yi Fei. Couldn't that kid Yi Fei do it? Ha ha. Whitebeard was also a little smug. But what he didn't know was that D. Carl Lilly was going to challenge him. Father, could it be internal strife? Marco asked suddenly. He couldn't figure this out either. Knowing that Yi Fei is leaving, why did you come to attack my territory? Whitebeard wondered. There are 43 pirate groups under his banner. The sea area under its jurisdiction is extremely large. At the age of more than 70, I can't stand many voyages. Teach if such a sneak attack. I must be too busy. No one will leak the news. Marco asked curiously. Marco, don't doubt your own people easily. Advertisement. Whitebeard Edward Newgate criticized. Despite being betrayed by Teach, he still believes in his crew. Most of those people were brought up by themselves. He doesn't want to doubt anyone. Dad, I know. Marco was a little embarrassed. Where is Yi Fei now? Whitebeard thought of Yi Fei again. A few days earlier, he had been ordered to go to Dressrosa. I had a phone call with Yi Fei a day ago. He was on his way to Mariajoy, and he said that in a few days, he would return to Dressrosa. Marco replied. In the past few days, he has been in touch with Yi Fei. Hoo la la la, this son of mine really dares to mess around. Whitebeard Edward Newgate suddenly laughed. Single-handedly dare to go to the Holy Land Mariajoy. Indeed some courage. For Yi Fei, why go to Mariajoy? Whitebeard didn't ask much. In his opinion, young people should have their own ideas. Elders, there is no need to ask more questions. Since he is returning to Dressrosa in a few days. Then, let's send someone to meet him. Whitebeard said. After all, this time it was D Flamingo and the entire Don Quiggith family. No one answered. Yi Fei must have had a hard time alone. Chapter 118. Ace departs Dressrosa. Yi Fei arrives at Mariajoy. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Whitebeard had just finished speaking. Several team captains under him immediately stood up and rushed to express that they were going to Dressrosa. Especially Fire Fist Ace. Almost got into a fight with everyone. Ace, you go. Whitebeard had no choice but to look at Fire Fist Ace. Previously, Ace has performed solo missions on several occasions. Very familiar with the outside world. But because he went to capture Teach alone before, he was defeated by Teach instead. This made Whitebeard also have to be a little worried. Maybe this kid will seek revenge from Teach again. Dad, promise to complete the task. Fire Fist Ace replied excitedly. Since Yi Fei left, he stayed in the base camp. It was really boring. Every day is eating and sleeping. The whole person was drowsy. This time, I finally got such an opportunity. Can you not be happy? Going to Dressrosa will not only be able to fight side by side with Yi Fei. When you have nothing to do, you can also learn from him. Ever since Summit War, Ace has been curious about Yi Fei's fire abilities. I have always wanted to compete with Yi Fei, but there is no chance. Ace, this time you go out. You must promise me 2 conditions. Whitebeard Edward Newgate said. Advertisement. Father, tell me, I will agree to any conditions. Fire Fist Ace is full of confidence. First, after you go to Dressrosa, you must obey Yi Fei's arrangement, and you must not act recklessly. Second, you don't go to Teach alone. You must agree to these 2 things, otherwise, I will never allow it. With Ace's character, he might go to Teach again. However, Teach today is different from the past. Edward Newgate saw this very clearly. It was for this reason that he was sent to Dressrosa to ask him to listen to Yi Fei. Because Yi Fei's character is at least a lot calmer. Father, no problem. Ace nodded repeatedly. Before that, it was because of my impulsiveness that I underestimated Teach too much. That's why I got caught. YF2F. The entire Whitebeard pirate group suffered heavy losses. This time, a lesson has to be learned. The next day, just as Ace set off for Dressrosa on his own, Yifei had arrived at the Holy Mariajoy the day before. He didn't go to the world government. Instead, secretly investigate the CP9 station. Originally, CP9 was headquartered in Eni's lobby. But before that, Marine launched a buster call, destroying Eni's lobby. CP9 members were also removed one by one. But according to the original news advertisement, CP9 is training newcomers. So, Yifei wanted to try his luck. Although Yifei's identity is the current 7 warlords of the sea. But both sides know that neither is sincere. It's just for their own benefit. The Holy Land of Mariajoy is also the base camp of the world government. There are so many masters here. Directly take the risk to find the words of those 5 old men. No one can guarantee whether there will be risks. In the original book, the author did not explain the strength of those old men. Mariajoy is also guarded by Marine Admiral. Plus, it's home to the legendary celestial dragons, IM. This person is an extremely mysterious existence. Yifei didn't want to take the risk directly. Therefore, Yifei decided to talk to the world government through CP9. After a day of investigation, Yifei soon found out where CP9 was stationed. After a simple disguise, he was determined to find them. On the street, people would notice him from time to time. But Yifei didn't pay attention. Keep walking. In front of him, several people wearing bubble hoods, surrounded by others, walked towards them. This group of people is the owner of the Holy Land Mariajoy, Celestial Dragons. World nobility. The reason why they wear bubble hoods is that they disdain to breathe the same air as ordinary people. Advertisement. In addition, they do a lot of evil. As long as they like, they can use other people's lives as playthings at any time, and it is commonplace to shoot and kill civilians in the street. However, the world government ignored it and allowed it to indulge. And also sent troops to protect everywhere. Yifei is extremely displeased with this behavior of the world government. Master Celestial Dragons is leaving, everyone stays away. The lackeys of Celestial Dragons shouted as they walked. On both sides of the street, everyone avoided to the side of the road. Then, with his head down, he bowed to them. This is where the Celestial Dragons stand in Mariajoy. They always carry guns with them, and as long as they see anyone who is upset, they will shoot immediately without punishment. Yifei tactfully followed the crowd to the side of the road. With one's own strength, it is not easy for Yifei to kill several celestial dragons in public. But the consequences of that, it will completely destroy your own plan. Not only will the world government not talk to itself, but it will also send admiral-level cadres to hunt down and kill them. Pirates, marine, although they are in a state of opposition. But before Yifei can dominate the sea, there is not much need to stand on the opposite side of the world government. This is exactly Yifei's plan. Therefore, Yifei did not make a move. Just like everyone else, watching celestial dragons walk by with respect. Where the corner of the eye sweeps, Yifei noticed the celestial dragons. He is bloated, ugly, and has a disgusting snot all over his face. Yifei remembered, the name of this celestial dragon seems to be Street. Charles Rose. Chapter 119 CP9 Station. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Charlwa was his name, and Holy was the title of the man of the celestial dragons. The title of a woman is Gong. Yifei is somewhat familiar with this man named Street. Charles Rose. Previously, Sabayati Island, population auction. It was this celestial dragons who was knocked unconscious by Luffy's punch. Thinking of this, Yifei felt happy. It's just that I can't teach him a lesson today. Compared with momentary pleasure, Yifei has more important things to do. St. Charles Rose walked through the crowd expressionlessly. He is in a good mood today, and he has no time to pay attention to those inferior people. After he left, the old order was restored on the street. And Yifei came to the CP9 station smoothly based on his previous intelligence. As soon as he entered the door, a woman stretched out her hand to block Yifei. Boy, did you go to the wrong place? Yifei turned around and looked at the woman. This person is Khalifa, a member of the CP9 intelligence department, and a Paramecia bubble fruit capable person. But according to the plot of the original book, after Khalifa and some other CP9 members were defeated by Luffy and his party at this moment, CP9 should be expelled together. After being delisted, they should join CP0. Why? It suddenly appeared in CP9 station. Did I go to the wrong place and came to CP0 directly under Celestial Dragons? Yifei couldn't figure it out, and he simply didn't think about it. Advertisement. No, I'm here to do business. Yifei raised his head and looked at the sign of the station, World Government Logistics Department. It turned out that CP9 was hidden under the signboard of the Logistics Department. Yesterday, Yifei arrested several World Government staff members in a row, and only then did he ask this question. On the surface, it really doesn't look like the cipher pole of the world government. You go to another place to do business, this is not where you can come in. Khalifa looked at Yifei very seriously. She didn't recognize Yifei directly. Although she felt that Yifei was a bit strange. But she never imagined that Yifei would come to Mariajoy. What if I insist on coming in? Yifei laughed deliberately. Then I'm only sorry for you. Khalifa stretched out his fist directly. He looked at Yifei with stern eyes. Time to give this guy some color. Let him have a longer memory. Yifei just smiled coldly and didn't make any moves. Khalifa's bubble fruit ability user doesn't have much effect on him at all. Khalifa, stop. A man with a black top hat and a U-shaped beard came out. On his shoulders stood the pigeon that had been wearing a cape. Rob Lucci. Advertisement. Former CP9 member. Ennie's lobby was removed from CP9 after being defeated by Luffy. This time, he actually appeared at CP9's station. Just when Yifei was wondering. Rob Lucci also started to look Yifei up and down. Intuition told him that this person was deliberately hiding his strength. Who are you? Rob Lucci asked with a firm expression and an unusually stern expression. Hearing this, Yifei smiled slightly. Then, he took off his hat and his beard. When Rob Lucci and Khalifa saw Yifei's face clearly, the expressions on the faces of the two froze instantly. This, Yifei, a big pirate with a reward of 5.1 billion Baileys. The current 7 warlords of the sea. How could he appear here? After reacting, the two immediately jumped back tens of meters. Keep a vigilant distance from Yifei. Meanwhile, Rob Lucci has switched form to panther form. At this moment, the two seem to be ready to fight. Hey, I'm not here to fight today. Seeing that they were so nervous, Yifei just smiled lightly. Advertisement. Didn't do anything. Yifei, what the hell are you doing here? Rob Lucci asked in shock. It was the exact opposite of the determined expression just now. Isn't this where CP9 is stationed? Why are you here? Yifei asked curiously. We're only here to do business, and we haven't mentioned you yet. Why are you here? Rob Lucci has not let down his vigilance. On the side, Khalifa is also ready for battle. I want to talk to your CP9 members. Trouble 2, help lead the way. Yifei said calmly. Why do you want us to lead the way? We are not members of CP9 anymore. Rob Lucci immediately retorted. At this moment, he felt very strange. Why did Yifei come directly to Mariajoy, and why can he find the CP9 station so easily? You know, since the Ennie's lobby was destroyed, it wasn't long ago that Mariajoy moved temporarily. How did he find it? Don't lead the way, just kill you two. Yifei replied coldly. Both of them have good fighting skills. But I didn't pay attention to it myself. 26%. Chapter 120 Removing the title of D Flamingo. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Hearing this, the sweat on the faces of the two of them suddenly broke out. You know, that is the big pirate with a reward of 5.1 billion Baileys. He can do it easily. Moreover, in Summit War, this man killed badgers with only a few moves. It shows that he can really do it. Yifei, don't be so arrogant, this is the Holy Land Mariajoy, not a place where you can mess around. Rob Lucci replied nervously. At this moment, he has already begun to complain about these spy departments in his heart. Such a big pirate broke in, but they didn't even notice it. Moreover, it was so easy for him to come to the door. Is the current CP9 so incompetent? When the two sides confront each other. Spandam, the former chief of CP9, came out. Lucci, Khalifa, let it go, you are not his opponent. Spandam motioned for the two to stop. Then, he looked at Yifei calmly. Just now, from the conversation between the two parties, I learned the purpose of Yifei's visit, that he came to find CP9. But at this moment, the rookie's CP9 has just started training. He accepted the commission from the world government. Temporary training of newcomers. If you have anything to say, you can talk to me. Advertisement. Spandam said. He knew that with the three of them alone, if they fought, they would definitely die in Yifei's hands. Before Yifei did not express his intention to come. They don't want to die so inexplicably. The purpose of coming this time, we hope you can remove the identity of D Flamingo Shichibukai. Yifei spoke directly in front of the other two. Hearing this, the faces of the three froze at the same time. What? Removal of D Flamingo status. Lucci, Khalifa, you go out first, don't let anyone in, I want to have a good talk with him. Spandam was the first to react. Looking at Yifei's expression, it was obvious that he wasn't joking. He came to Mariajoy himself to speak about it. Among them, there must be some purpose. Seeing this, he had to dismiss Rob Lucci and Khalifa. At the same time, don't let others know. As soon as the two entered the room, Spandam couldn't wait to ask. Yifei, why do you wish to lift D Flamingo's Shichibukai title? Yifei just smiled lightly and touched his forehead. He shot me, want revenge. Of course, Yifei did not directly state his purpose. Instead, I want to test Spandam's tone first. At this moment, he is no longer the chief of CP9. Who knows, if he will report to the world government. Advertisement. Humph, Yifei, you have come all the way to the Sanjoa. Just because of this revenge. Isn't it too childish? Also, that's about you and D Flamingo, why would you want to let the world government intervene? Spandam sneered. In his view, Yi Fei and Dover are just personal grievances. He is the 7 warlords of the sea you recognize. Yi Fei tried again. Isn't it difficult for you? Spandam asked back. He's celestial dragons, you really don't care if I fight with him. Yi Fei laughed. Hearing this, Spandam was slightly taken aback. Da Flamingo, celestial dragons. That's just the past tense. His father hated celestial dragons and has long since been dismissed. Quote. If you want to start a war with him, the world government will not care about it. Spandam replied blankly. As for Yi Fei knowing the identity of Da Flamingo, he was still a little surprised, but since the other party knew about it, there was no need to hide it. Can you represent the world government? Yi Fei replied. The purpose of coming here is that Yi Fei hopes that the world government will directly remove Da Flamingo's title of Shichibukai, and then send troops to directly eliminate him. Advertisement. Then, King Riku will regain the throne. And myself and the Whitebeard pirates can directly enter Dressrosa without a single soldier. Of course, this is the best expectation. However, Yi Fei also prepared for the worst. HMPH, the purpose of your coming here is that you want me to report it to the world government. Come on, you must have mastered the Da Flamingo question. Otherwise, you will never be so easy. Spandam replied. He knew that Yi Fei must have some purpose in coming here this time. The 5 old men from the world government have already secretly sent people to investigate him. At present, they have sent another group of CP9 personnel to Rog Town, and it is believed that Yi Fei's identity will be revealed soon. Yi Fei didn't know about these things. The purpose of his coming here is Da Flamingo. Spandam had guessed his purpose. Yi Fei didn't intend to continue to hide it either. As the former chief of CP9, you must know man-made devil fruit. Hearing this, Spandam immediately became alert. That's right, Vegapunk, the top scientist of the world government, has been working on it. But this is a secret of the world government. Outsiders rarely know. How did Yi Fei know about the Yi Fei in front of him? See Spandam not answering. Yi Fei continued. As far as I know, Da Flamingo has been producing devil fruit. Chapter 121. How will the world government choose? Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Spandam frowned slightly. As the former chief of Cipher Pole directly under the world government, he did get some rumors about Da Flamingo producing devil fruit. But because Da Flamingo's identity is 7 warlords of the sea have a certain degree of autonomy, his Dressrosa never allowed Marine to come in. For Shichibukai, the world government has always been a relationship of checks and balances. As for his territory, he has never asked too much. This is one of the reasons why CP9 cannot conduct in-depth investigations. He is the 7 warlords of the sea. The world government has given him the right to produce devil fruit. What does it matter? You don't want to let the world government remove his status just because of this. Spandam responded coldly. Yi Fei smiled lightly. Then do you know where the man-made devil fruit he produced went? Where? Spandam asked immediately. He hadn't considered this issue before. After all, none of them knew if Da Flamingo was producing devil fruit. But when he was asked suddenly, he seemed extremely curious. Wanokuni, 100 Beasts Kaido. Yi Fei replied firmly. Advertisement. Hearing this, Spandam's expression changed drastically. You know, Kaido is one of the 4 emperors of New World. Moreover, it has been in a state of hostility with the world government. What is the purpose of buying Da Flamingo's artificial devil fruit? If true, this is definitely great news. HMPH, Yi Fei, how did you know? Spandam sneered. Even CP9 doesn't know about this kind of news. Where did he get the news from? It can't be fictional. You don't care where I got it from. If you don't intervene. Once Kaido grows big, who will be the first to lose? Yi Fei sneered. For the sake of knowing, naturally I don't want to tell him that I read the original book. But he must be made to understand the pros and cons. Opposite, Spandam plays lightheartedly. With Kaido alone, it is impossible to beat Marine. Yi Fei nodded randomly. You are right, but what if he joins forces with Big Mom? They are old friends, once united. You will be opponents. Advertisement. Hearing this, Spandam fell silent. The combination of the 2 emperors is indeed a big trouble for Marine. At this moment, he has a general understanding of the purpose of Yi Fei's trip. I just hope that Marine can solve BIGMON. Yi Fei, what's your position? Spandam asked deliberately. I just don't want to be swallowed up. Kaido fights, it's not good for us in Marine. Yi Fei replied. Currently, Kaido has hundreds of fruit-capable users. Once it continues to increase, reunited with Charlotte Linlin, the situation in the sea will be broken in an instant. Judging from the later period of the original work, Kaido also has such a plan. You're still on Whitebeard's side. Spandam laughed. From the words of Yi Fei, he could tell he wasn't out of the Whitebeard pirates. It seems that the world government chose him to be 7 warlords of the sea, which was a wrong choice. However, this is for the world government. Doesn't seem like a bad thing either. Advertisement. Since he came to Mariajoy, it shows that Yi Fei is still leaning towards world government. Otherwise, I would never take the risk to come here. Although, he is doing it for his own benefit. But at the same time, it is also beneficial to the world government. That side is not important anymore. What is important is that this news is absolutely useful to you. Yi Fei replied. Damn D Flamingo, actually traded with Kaido. Spandam was very angry. As the 7 warlords of the sea bestowed by the world government, they have such close contacts with Marine's opponents. I knew that he was an agent of the Dark World before, but I didn't expect that my hands had already reached out to the 4 emperors. The expression on Spandam's face had already begun to change. Yi Fei already knew that his goal was close to being achieved. To be on the safe side, Yi Fei decided to turn on the ignition. Spandam, there's more to D Flamingo than that. Dressrosa's throne, he snatched it from Riku III. Riku Wanghai is waiting for you to save him. Yi Fei said deliberately. King Riku is a royal family recognized by the world government. I want to see now, which side will the world government choose when facing D Flamingo and King Riku? Before that, Yi Fei was a little puzzled. The world government obviously knows that D Flamingo is in possession of Dressrosa. Chapter 122. If you don't deal with it, then I will make it public. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. But for King Riku, no one was sent to rescue him at all. Moreover, the world government did not receive King Riku's call for help. No one was sent to inquire about this matter. This matter itself is a bit strange. According to Yi Fei's guess, there should be 2 possibilities. First, being blinded. Second, deliberately open one eye and close one eye. In Yi Fei's view, the probability of the first case should be very small. Judging from the original book, D Flamingo has occupied Dressrosa for 8 years, and it is impossible for the world government not to ask the original royal family. After all, King Riku can also be regarded as participating in the establishment of the world government. Just asking, and sending it straight to D Flamingo without looking into it seems unlikely. World government is not that stupid. He has the world in his hands, and it's impossible not to understand Dressrosa. Then, only the second possibility is left, which is intentional laissez-faire. You know, D Flamingo's family, Don Quigatha's family, are also nobles in the world. 800 years ago, it was the royal family of Dressrosa. The status is more orthodox than the Riku royal family. D Flamingo returned to Dressrosa to regain his position, and with good reason. It's all a battle between royal families, just ignore it and let them do it themselves. As for why in the original book, D Flamingo was arrested 2 years later. According to Yi Fei's speculation, it may be because Luffy and his group made a big fuss. World government had no choice but to stand on King Riku's side again, and then arrested D Flamingo. Advertisement. With D Flamingo's crimes, killing him would do. But only locked up. This shows that the attitude of the world government is very ambiguous. This time, Yi Fei directly pointed out this matter. If you don't say yes, once I reveal this to the world government, what choice will it make? Protect D Flamingo, the abolished celestial dragons, or protect King Riku? Just after Yi Fei gave the reason, Spandam fell silent. As the chief of CP9, he is very clear that King Riku's throne was taken away. Previously, he also reported to world government. But the superior's attitude surprised him. So far, he hasn't asked too much. But today, Yi Fei singled this out. Yi Fei, what is your purpose for telling this matter? Spandam asked deliberately. He couldn't figure out where Yi Fei got so much information from. You know, these are all top secrets. No purpose, I just wanted to target D Flamingo, who let him shoot me. Yi Fei replied. Of course, the purpose was not directly stated. Aside, Spandam fell silent again. Advertisement. You know, since Yi Fei already knew about it. Well, probably a lot of people already know. If this matter gets out. The world government knew about it but didn't deal with it. How will the royal families of other countries view this matter? Paul D Flamingo. The other kings must have found it hard to agree. The throne was taken by a pirate casually. So, doesn't it mean that their throne can also be challenged by pirates at any time? And, what would they think if they knew that the world government was shielding D Flamingo? If it spreads out, the people from the world government are the ones who lost it. Otherwise, what should we do? Kill Yi Fei. This is probably difficult. You know, even in Summit War, Akainu has nothing to do with him. This time I came to the Holy Land Mariajoy, and I must have prepared. Immediately, Spandam seemed a little embarrassed. After thinking about it, he finally raised his head and looked at Yi Fei. This matter, I will report to the world government, everything, waiting for their decision. Hearing this, Yi Fei nodded, and then expressed his attitude. Well, I hope that the world government can accept my proposal and abolish D Flamingo's Shichibukai title, and at the same time, send troops to destroy him. Spandam stared at Yi Fei. Advertisement. Kill D Flamingo directly. This person's heart is really cruel. However, I might be able to use this incident to turn around. He was kicked out of CP9 because of Eni's lobby. At present, it is only temporarily training newcomers. It would be nice if the 5 elders could regain their identity this time around. I can't change the decision of the world government. I said it first. I just conveyed it. Don't have too much hope. Spandam didn't want to say more. I hope to get the fastest response from the world government. Yi Fei nodded. Of course, Yi Fei has already prepared both ways. It's best if they tackle D Flamingo. Also save yourself a shot. Let yourself do it. If the world government ignores the matter. Dressrosa's matter, I will make it public. When the time comes, Yi Fei really wants to see how the world government will end up. Spandam nodded in agreement. After Yi Fei left, he dared to meet 5 elders in the first place. At the moment, the 5 elders are negotiating the new marine marshal. Sengoku has formally submitted his resignation application and recommend Aokiji to them as the new marshal. Chapter 123 5 Elders Attitude. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. But the idea of 5 elders is to let Akainu do it. Compared to Aokiji, Akainu can execute their decisions more cleanly. His views of justice are more suitable for world government. However, Summit War Akainu was defeated by Yi Fei in front of the whole world. Really disgraced naval headquarters and world government. That guy Sakazuki, if it wasn't impossible, I would never agree to him being the marshal. Yeah, he's a loser and should have done the same thing with Eni's lobby and cleared out Marine, like all the CP9 guys before. But he is still the strongest combat power in Marine. Among Marine, few people are stronger than him. This may be the way to go. Kuzan is not suitable for the position of marshal. Will this deepen the conflict between the two? Sengoku, the GARP group, will they have any ideas? In naval headquarters, their reputation is extremely high. They are already like this, so what if they make trouble again? A few old men were discussing in the large conference hall. Akainu is indeed a disgrace to Marine and world government. But the world government still needs him. Naturally, Akainu's identity cannot be removed like the removal of CP9. For this reason, several old men can only agree to continue to recommend Akainu. They are very clear. Inside naval headquarters, I still want Aokiji to be the marshal. Advertisement. Several people have just finished discussing. Spandam was brought in. As soon as he entered the door, the faces of the old men were a little displeased. With the Eni's lobby incident, Spandam made a serious mistake. Logically speaking, he can be arrested directly. But his father had been pleading all the time, so he let him go. Although he has been expelled from CP9. But in order to train newcomers, Spandam did not leave. Spandam, what are you doing here? The old man in the black suit asked expressionlessly. My lords, today, Yi Fei from 7 warlords of the sea came to Mariajoy. Spandam replied immediately. For these 5 old men, he was instinctively afraid. These are the 5 most powerful people in the world, they can decide everything. Hearing this, the 5 old men were stunned for a moment. A little surprised. What is he doing here? A few old men couldn't figure out what was going on. But they soon found out. Advertisement. Spandam made a truthful report on what Yi Fei talked to him about, producing devil fruit, and King Liku's throne being taken away. The old men just listened in silence. They didn't speak until he finished. Okay, we know, you go out. They send out Spandam like they send out dogs. Spandam had to back out tremblingly. Originally, they also hoped that 5 elders would give themselves some chances. But the exchange is indeed alienated. Immediately, let alone how uncomfortable it was. I had to obediently stand outside and wait. In the room, the 5 elders also discussed this. Just got selected as Shichibukai, so brave to come to Mariajoy so soon. The old man in the white Taoist robe said contemptuously. The condition for him to agree to become Shichibukai is not to attack the Whitebeard pirates, which means that this person has not left Whitebeard and is a troublesome opponent. We originally thought that this would cause them to have internal strife. It seems that we really underestimated this kid. The old man in the dark red suit said. The plan to have Yi Fei become a Shichibukai and to have a conflict with Whitebeard falls through. But now they are not easy to remove Yi Fei's identity. You know, they are the world government. There is no reason to remove Yi Fei's status, it will be done. Advertisement. He could have dealt with D Flamingo directly, but instead he ventured all the way to Mariajoy, which shows that we gave him his identity, and he still knows a little bit of rules and knows to pass us. Maybe he has plans. I think his purpose is to destroy Kaido. I heard that Kaido attacked the Whitebeard pirates a while ago. If they want revenge, they must destroy D Flamingo first. These are not important, let's talk about the moment. The old man in the black suit reminded. Producing artificial devil fruit for Kaido, D Flamingo is tired of the job, just abolished celestial dragons. The old man in the blue suit also said. The world government gave D Flamingo the title of Shichibukai. Originally, I hoped that he could restrain some pirates. Let them not dare to mess around. Thereby stabilizing the role of the sea situation. Therefore, he was given some plundering rights. I didn't expect this kid to dare to do such nonsense. Tell me, D Flamingo is guaranteed or not? Bow. Yi Fei already knew about Dressrosa and used the king's land to produce devil fruit. We have no way to reply to the kings of other countries. That's right, it can't be guaranteed, Shichibukai chosen by the world government, to cooperate with Kaido. With so many devil fruits, what does he want to do? We are very sorry about King Riku, D Flamingo is committing suicide. Chapter 124 5 Elders Let Go, Yi Fei meets Akainu again. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Soon, The 5 elders came to a unanimous recommendation: ditch D Flamingo. Agreed to remove his 7 warlords of the sea title. But it's a question of whether to send troops to wipe it out. The 5 elders were divided. On the one hand, what will the other Shichibukai think if they directly send troops to exterminate them? Moreover, King Riku's side is not very good looking either. Will he think, 8 years, what have you been doing for 8 years? In addition, isn't the purpose of Ye Fei's coming this time to use the hands of the world government to destroy D Flamingo? Doesn't it just follow Ye Fei's idea to directly exterminate them? Definitely not that cheap. If it is not wiped out, then D Flamingo will get away with it, and Ye Fei will make a fuss about it, and it will be embarrassing for them. Deadlock. But soon, they thought of a new way. That's what D Flamingo must exterminate. But not by the world government and naval headquarters. Let Ye Fei take the shot, and the world government cooperates. You know, he is the current 7 warlords of the sea. If he implements the decision of the world government, then continue to recognize his status. If he does not agree, then the world government has reason to remove his Shichibukai status. In their opinion, let Ye Fei solve D Flamingo, he will definitely agree. Because he picked out the Dressrosa thing. So, he will definitely agree. Advertisement. Of course, they have other plans for D Flamingo himself, who has celestial dragons in his veins, after all. I'm afraid it's not appropriate to kill them directly. After the discussion of the 5 old men is completed. Soon, they recruit Spandam. Let him tell Ye Fei the decision of the world government. The next day, when Ye Fei came to see Spandam. The world government has agreed with your idea. Removal of D Flamingo's Shichibukai status. However, the world government doesn't directly come forward to clean him up. They want you to capture D Flamingo and hand it over to Marine. Others, it doesn't matter how much you want to kill. Spandam conveyed the meaning of 5 elders to Ye Fei seamlessly. Immediately, Ye Fei agreed to the world government's decision. No problem, D Flamingo himself, I'll hand them over. Ye Fei nodded. Originally, I hoped that they would do it and save some trouble. Still, they let themselves do it. This is pretty much what I expected. They are really smart. Then, in this way, I can receive a lot of experience points. Just when Ye Fei walked out of the CP9 station full of joy for his second stage goal. Outside the door, someone had been waiting for him for a long time. As soon as Ye Fei went out, he ran into a dense crowd of Marine soldiers outside the door. Advertisement. Headed by none other than Marine Admiral Akaru. Called to Marineford by the 5 elders a few days ago. Discuss the matter of the new Marine Marshal. In the past 2 days, he got news that Ye Fei appeared here. That's why they brought someone to wait for Ye Fei. Are those 5 old men crazy? They actually chose you to be the 7 warlords of the sea. Don't they know the consequences of letting the tiger go back to the mountain? Akaru said coldly. In his opinion, making a character like Ye Fei Shichibukai is the worst choice. On the opposite side, Ye Fei also stopped in his tracks. It seems that someone has already leaked the news of his coming here. Needless to say, he must be a member of CP9. Regarding Akaru's words, Ye Fei said contemptuously, "What, Marine Sakazuki Admiral, do you still want to fight with me?" Akaru's face was livid, the kid was mocking himself. What happened to Marineford made him lose face. Even the 5 old men had their say. Little ghost, don't think that the old man is afraid of you. Akaru noticed that Ye Fei did not come with a weapon this time. Reminds me of the mace from last time. Even now Akaru can't forget it. Since you don't have a weapon, I'll take care of you right here. Thinking of this, Akaru has already activated the ability of lava fruit. Advertisement. Both arms have turned into fiery red magma. It is falling drop by drop on the bluestone slab. At the same time, all Marine soldiers pointed their guns at Ye Fei in unison. Then come and try, Ye Fei said coldly. A big battle seems to be on the horizon. Sakazuki Admiral, this is Mariajoy, you can't mess around. Spandam jumped out quickly. He just learned that Akaru brought people here to find trouble. Immediately, and Nai couldn't help herself. A mere CP9 actually wants to fight against this old man. No, you are no longer the chief of CP9. Spandam, get out of here quickly, don't delay the old man's business. Akaru's words make Spandam unhappy for a moment. You know, CP9 is the exclusive spy agency of the world government. Only under orders from the world government. Marine, why are you accusing us? Facing Akaru's cynicism, Spandam immediately responded. HMPH, even if I'm not the chief of CP9, it's not your turn to act presumptuously in front of me. For a long time, CP9 and Marine have not dealt with it. It is common for the 2 parties to be at war with each other. Now that he's turned his back, Spandam has nothing to fear. 7%. Chapter 125. The Prevented Battle. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Because he is right. You know, Ye Fei is here to find the world government this time. Not even the 5 elders were going to touch him. Why are you a mere Marine yelling here? Spandam, you are getting more and more reckless, didn't your father teach you how to behave? Akaru said coldly. On the side, Ye Fei couldn't listen anymore. Hey, can we still fight? Ye Fei asked impatiently. Then he lifted the mace and carried it on his shoulders. This is what he just took out of the system warehouse. Before coming to the Holy Land Mariajoy, Yi Fei didn't intend to use force. But for Akainu, Yi Fei still dare not be careless. The reason why he was able to hit him flying last time was entirely because of the 10% chance of rebounding. As for whether he can really defeat him, Yi Fei is still not very sure. Keep your weapons out and ready to deal with them. Quote. Akainu and the soldiers under him were suddenly stunned. Just now I saw that Yi Fei was just empty-handed. Why all of a sudden, there was that extra weapon? None of them noticed where Yi Fei was taken out from. You know, the weapon in Yi Fei's hand. They've seen it before. Flying Sakazuki Admiral's weapon. Advertisement. Aside, Akainu also broke out in a cold sweat. Originally, he thought Yi Fei had no weapons and wanted to fight with him. Now, he had to make some considerations. Especially for him who had been severely beaten, he was very afraid of that weapon. Yi Fei, what kind of weapon is this? Akainu asked suspiciously. At the moment, he also forgot to argue with Spandam. This is my dog beating stick. Yi Fei teased deliberately. Quote. Behind Akainu, a group of soldiers backed away in fright. You know, Sakazuki Admiral's external title is Akainu. And Yi Fei called the mace in his hand a dog beating stick. Isn't Yi Fei scolding him? How dare he? That's Marine Admiral, whom we have great respect for. At this moment, standing behind Akainu, they already felt Akainu's rising anger. So, they had to back off. You know, if these two people fight, nothing is more unlucky than these small soldiers. Yi Fei, don't be too crazy. Akainu raised his lava-covered arm. An attack on Yi Fei is being prepared. And Yi Fei also raised the mace and was ready to deal with it. Just when the two were about to start. Advertisement. Not far away, a voice came. Sakazuki Admiral, please stop. 5 adults want to see you. Hearing this, everyone turned their heads. That man was the herald of the 5 elders, Hal. Mr. Hal, this man must be killed. Akainu still has no intention of stopping. Sakazuki, 5 adults want to see you. Hal snapped. In his words, he revealed extreme dissatisfaction. On the side, the Marine soldiers were trembling with fright. That is the herald of the 5 elders, whether it is Marine or the chief of the CP series, he is extremely respected. Because of his appearance, he represents the highest right of the world government. But today, he seemed angry. At the same time, Akainu quickly realized this. Immediately, put away the magma. Looking at Yi Fei, you're lucky this time. But at this moment, Yi Fei's attention is on Hal. It was a boy with blonde hair and a red cape. It was the first time Yi Fei saw that a person of this age dared to speak to Akainu like that. Immediately, I was a little surprised that Yi Fei had never met this person in the original book. At the same time, Hal's eyes also noticed Yi Fei. The two looked at each other for a moment. Hal didn't have any expression on his face, just calm. Advertisement. Then, glanced at Akainu. It's up to you whether you go or not. Immediately, he turned around and left. Suddenly, Akainu felt a little upset. Brat, you are really arrogant. Although Akainu was very dissatisfied, there was nothing he could do. He didn't want to offend the popular man in front of 5 elders. This time I came to the Holy Land Mariajoy from Marineford, just for the position of marshal. At this time, offending 5 elders is an extremely wrong choice. After giving Yi Fei an angry look, Akainu took people, went. Mr. Yi Fei, I'm sorry about today's matter. Just as Akainu left with his people, Spandam said immediately, with a slightly embarrassed expression on his face. You didn't do anything wrong, why apologize? Yi Fei felt a little strange. That's not the kind of thing Spandam should say. In the original book, Spandam is a person with a lot of selfish desires. And extremely arrogant. What is it today? Sakazuki is crazy and disturbs my guests. I hope you don't care too much. Spandam said. He was extremely reasonable with Yi Fei. At the same time, he desperately wanted 5 elders to give him a chance because of his performance this time. Chapter 126 The Chaser of the Sunflower Sea. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. He didn't want any accidents to happen at this time. Fine. Yi Fei replied reluctantly. If it wasn't for something, I wouldn't have come to talk to him. In his mind, he didn't have a good impression of Spandam. After all, he jumped. Already in the midair, looking down from afar, the Holy Land Mariajoy has already been stepped on by him. The matter of Mariajoy is done. It's time to go to Dressrosa. Just when Yi Fei was leaving for his journey. The day before, Dressrosa, sunflower fields, in front of a wooden house. Rebecca was sitting at the door blankly. Today, she does not practice fencing. Instead, I was thinking about Yi Fei. It's been a few days, no news at all. This made her blame Yi Fei for missing her. But for Yi Fei's leaving without saying goodbye, I also have a lot of complaints in my heart. Rebecca, why didn't you practice swordsmanship today? The toy man Cyrus asked with concern. He just came out of Dressrosa. Advertisement. A lot of food has been brought to Rebecca. Mr. Soldier, you said Master Yi Shi, will he come back? Rebecca raised her head and looked expectantly at the toy man Cyrus. Until now, he still doesn't know what Ye Fei he's talking about. It is the legendary great pirate Ye Fei. Rebecca, what's the matter with you? Think about those messy things all day long, Ye Shi won't come back. You should concentrate on practicing the sword skills I taught you. Speaking of Ye Fei, the toy man Julu loses his morale. Since he came, Rebecca seemed to be a completely different person. All right, Rebecca stood up disappointed. Take the food from the hand of the toy man Cyrus. Seeing this scene, the toy man naturally felt a little uncomfortable. Rebecca is his daughter. Seeing her unhappy, how can I be happy? Rebecca, how about I put on a show for you? The toy man Cyrus coaxed. When Rebecca was very young, whenever she is unhappy, the toyman will think of ways to make her laugh. Don't see. Rebecca turned her head to the side, reluctantly putting the food aside. Advertisement. Although she was a bit hungry, she didn't want to eat. And I'm not in the mood to go to the show, it's too old-fashioned. The toy man didn't say much, and started rolling on the ground as before. To amuse Rebecca. But at this moment, she is not as easy to coax as she was when she was a child. The toy man had no choice but to stand up. Rebecca, Ye Shi will be back. Hearing this, Rebecca immediately stood up. Real. Rebecca's eyes lit up. Real. The toy man Cyrus had no choice but to nod his head. At this moment, he was also extremely contradictory. On the one hand, he hopes that Ye Fei can bring the Whitebeard pirates and end D Flamingo's dominion over Dressrosa. On the other hand, he was also afraid that after Ye Fei came back, Rebecca would follow this pirate and learn how to be bad. Then when will he come back? Rebecca asked excitedly. Soon, he told me, the Whitebeard pirates will help eliminate D Flamingo. The toy man Cyrus replied truthfully. He was present at the conversation between Ye Fei and King Riku earlier. Great. Rebecca smiled instantly. With an obedient expression, he picked up the food around him and began to eat it. Advertisement. On the side, the toy man Cyrus stood there with a black face. Just between the two of them talking. They no longer know that the danger is approaching step by step. D Flamingo's secret hunt for Rebecca was already underway. Previously, it was in the urban area of Dressrosa. Officers have now begun searching the suburbs. Soon, they discovered Rebecca's activities. Immediately, Diamante personally brought the family Cadres to the sunflower field. When Rebecca and the toy Cyrus saw Diamante, they are already surrounded by people. Sure enough, the remnants of the Riku clan are here. Dover has been too lenient with you. Diamante smiled proudly. Rebecca, run away, I'll deal with it here. The toy man Cyrus immediately stood in front of Rebecca. He didn't know why these people would suddenly come to catch him. However, when he saw Diamante, the anger in his heart can be imagined. It was this ugly man in front of him who shot and killed Rebecca's mother, Scarlet. Mr. Soldier. Rebecca hid behind the toy man Cyrus with a terrified expression. She had never seen this formation before. Surrounded by hundreds of enemies. For a moment, his face turned pale with fright. Chapter 127 Captured Rebecca, interrogated by D Flamingo himself. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Oh, isn't this the legendary sword fighter Cyrus? Ha ha ha. Diamante finally remembered. Back then, it was Cyrus who took the sword to kill D Flamingo. Then he was turned into a toy soldier by Granos. At that time, he saw it with his own eyes. If you don't see it now. Almost forgot. Hateful. The toy man Cyrus looked nervous. Oh, I remember you seem to be Rebecca's. Diamante hadn't spoken yet. The toy man Cyrus, already holding a wooden sword, jumped in front of him. Don't be such a nonsense. The toy man Cyrus held the wooden sword in both hands and was about to attack. Useless things. Diamante waved his hand. He slapped the toy man Cyrus on the ground. Since becoming a toy, Cyrus' strength has been greatly reduced. There is no way to compete with Diamante. Then, several soldiers came forward. Bind him directly. Rebecca, run away. Cyrus the toy man shouted. From the moment you become a toy, he has already lost his original fighting power. At this moment, he is not much better than ordinary people. Not to mention a duel with Diamante. Advertisement. Mr. Soldier. Rebecca yelled, seeing the toy man Cyrus being tied up in front of him. At this moment, she was still holding the iron sword that Ye Fei gave him. She desperately wanted to pick it up and fight. But his hands couldn't help shaking. Could it be that this is the gap between ordinary practice and fighting? At this moment, Rebecca really realized how much courage it takes to fight the enemy on the battlefield. Rebecca. Diamante stopped her sharply. Who were you with that night? Diamante asked coldly. That night, the soldiers chased and killed the people in the city. He wanted to know the identity of that person. I won't tell you guys. Quickly let go of Mr. Soldier. Rebecca held the sword, her hands still trembling. At this moment, she wanted to pick it up and fight. But no courage at all. But let her betray Master Ye Shi. She absolutely can't do it. On the side, the toy man Cyrus seemed to understand something. That evening, could it be that Rebecca went out with that person who called himself Ye Shi? What's going on here? Ye Shi is a member of the Whitebeard pirates. Also, Recently there are plans to wipe out D Flamingo. Was it discovered by D Flamingo? Suddenly, the toy man Cyrus realized that something was extremely bad. Advertisement. After that, my heart was also infinitely tense. Once discovered. Maybe it was death. Shi, what the hell did you do? The toy man Cyrus regretted everything. Hateful. Diamante said viciously. Since he refuses to say it, then just hand it over to Dover. Immediately, he drew out the western sword in his waist. In an instant, the sword floated towards Rebecca like a long snake. When there was a crisp sound. Without any reaction, Rebecca was knocked out of the sword in her hand. Mr. Soldier. Rebecca struggled desperately. At that moment, she realized how weak she was. Take away. Diamante put away the long sword and said with a look of disdain. King's Heights. Dressrosa highest point. It was originally the site of the royal palace of Dressrosa. Today it is the villa of D Flamingo and members of his family. Soon, Rebecca and the toy man Cyrus were brought here. When D Flamingo learned that Rebecca was captured. The first time I saw her. Hey, Rebecca, we meet. And the former king's captain, Cyrus. D Flamingo instinctively let out an eerie laugh. Advertisement. D Flamingo, what the hell are you going to do? You have occupied the throne, why don't you let Rebecca go? She did nothing wrong, cried the toy man Cyrus. On the side, the cadre of the Don Quixote family, Granos, was eating the grapes on his fingers into his mouth one by one. If it wasn't for him, he might have already cut off D Flamingo's head. Seeing that Granos is eating leisurely, Cyrus was furious. Mr. Soldier. Rebecca's mouth curled up. Countless times, Mr. Soldier told himself that he wanted to be strong. But at this moment, she couldn't help but want to cry. Heh, Mr. Soldier, what a strange title. Rebecca, do you know that he is your father? D Flamingo on the throne covered his belly and laughed out loud. This incident, to him, was simply too funny. D Flamingo, shut up. The toy man Cyrus desperately wanted to struggle. But at this moment, he is just a toy with a broken leg. Being pinned to the ground, he couldn't move at all. Had to yell loudly on the ground. Dad, Rebecca froze. Since very young, he has no impression of his father. All along, she thought she only had a mother. However, now, suddenly there is a father. Besides, my dad is still a toy. How can that be? 27%. Chapter 128 taken to the execution ground. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. For a while, Rebecca couldn't accept the news at all. Of course, this cannot be blamed on Rebecca. Cyrus was turned into a toy man by Sato's childlike fruit ability. Once turned into a toy man, then, he will be completely erased from Rebecca's memory. Therefore, Rebecca naturally couldn't remember him. Hateful. The toy man Cyrus raised his head and looked angrily at Granu, who was eating with no expression on his face. It was because of his ability that Rebecca couldn't remember him. Now he didn't want to admit that he was Rebecca's father. You know, back then, he didn't even have the ability to protect his mother. What's yours? Rebecca's tears flowed down unconsciously. For so many years, she has never enjoyed her father's love. It turned out that it was always by my side. Rebecca. The toy man Cyrus didn't know how to explain it. Foo, don't talk about the parents, I don't have time to listen. D Flamingo laughed, but immediately, his face became extremely gloomy. Rebecca, tell me, who were you with that night? About this question, D Flamingo has to figure it out. I have no idea. Rebecca shook her head resolutely. Mr. Soldier had told him not to betray a friend. Hearing this, the veins on D Flamingo's forehead popped. Say, who is it? Who the hell controlled my soldiers that night? D Flamingo asked hysterically, for that mysterious person whose ability is similar to his own. Advertisement. What he wanted to know was extremely urgent. Manipulating soldiers. No one manipulates the soldiers do it themselves. Rebecca argued loudly. She couldn't figure out what happened that day at all. She just knew that he and Master Yi were surrounded by people. Later, those people took knives and slashed at the people. But Yifei didn't move at all. Just took her and fled the scene. Hey, you think I'll believe what you say? Those soldiers, it is impossible to do that. D Flamingo said. I have personally interrogated them. They absolutely do not have the guts to directly attack the public. Definitely being manipulated. Maybe Rebecca didn't know it. For this, D Flamingo is familiar with the ability of string fruit. Except for the person being manipulated, the average person has no idea what's going on. Rebecca's words were already telling him. Someone was actually with him that night. This further verified the words of those soldiers. I really do not know. Rebecca shook her head desperately. He didn't see any unnecessary movements from Yifei. Therefore, he absolutely did not believe that Yifei would take action against those people. Foo. Since you refuse to say it, then I will directly kill your Mr. Soldier. By the way, he is your father. D Flamingo sneered. Master D Flamingo, I beg you to spare Rebecca. Just kill me. The toy man Cyrus suddenly begged. This was the first time in his life that he pleaded with the enemy. Advertisement. A man has gold under his knees, but for Rebecca, he will do anything. Even if it is to compromise. But the problem is, he's totally going in the wrong direction. D Flamingo just wanted to know whereabouts. Rebecca refused to speak. Then, D Flamingo will never give up. Hey, Cyrus, the legendary sword fighter, I didn't expect you to make a request, so tell me, who is that person? D Flamingo suddenly sneered. Rebecca knew the man, and so should you. If she doesn't say it, then, it's up to you to say it. Cyrus the toy man hesitated. You know, the person who calls himself Yi-Shi is a member of the Whitebeard pirates. Once said, what will be the consequences? D Flamingo finds out about his deal with King Riku. At that time, if Rebecca can't be saved, won't even King Riku be involved? People like D Flamingo have no credibility. I have no idea. Please, let Rebecca go. Cyrus just kept begging for mercy. He just hoped that D Flamingo would spare Rebecca. When Yi Fei and the Whitebeard pirates arrive, then destroy him. However, D Flamingo has long noticed the hesitation of the toy man Cyrus. He knew that Cyrus was lying to him. Immediately, I couldn't help feeling angry from my heart. Immediately, he stretched out his hand to kill Cyrus. But soon, he had a better way. Since you two won't say anything. Then, let the people of Dressrosa decide your life and death. D Flamingo sneered. At this moment, he is the supreme existence in the hearts of the people of Dressrosa. And the remnants of King Riku's party are all the objects of the people's disdain, and they all kill them quickly. Advertisement. Killing Rebecca and Cyrus in front of them would win the people's trust even more. At the same time, maybe someone else could be attracted. Although he was a little worried, could that person be Yi Fei? But judging from the current situation, probably not. If it was him, after learning that Rebecca was arrested, definitely will be the first time. You know, the person who knocked Akaru into the air and rescued Rebecca from him, wouldn't that be easy? If it's not here now, it must not be Yi Fei. Thinking of this, D Flamingo was slightly relieved. At the same time, he was also very angry that the two refused to explain. Severe punishment must be given. On the same day, Rebecca and the toy man Cyrus were sent to prison. Wait until the next day. Amid the cheers of the crowd, Rebecca and Cyrus the toy were taken to the execution ground. D Flamingo isn't in a rush to kill them, though. Just tie the two of them to the iron pillar. Use them to lure the person from that night, namely Yi Fei, to show up. But Yi Fei didn't know about it. He completed the Mariajoy agreement and was just on his way back to Dressrosa. You really refuse to explain. Diamante gave a weird smile. We don't know anything, Rebecca argued loudly. Then you just wait here to die. However, before that, you will be spurned by the nationals of Dress. Diamante looked smug. After that, he turned and left, leaving a group of soldiers guarding there. At the same time, under the execution platform, the people who came to watch were already surrounded. Rebecca, you also have today, what an eye-opener. My lord, hurry up and execute the execution, we can't wait. Chapter 129 Lure out the mastermind behind the scenes, Ace arrives in Dressrosa. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. The crowd, who didn't know why, were hurling insults at Rebecca on the stage. They haven't forgotten the harm King Riku caused them 8 years ago. Now, they couldn't find King Riku, so they could only vent their anger on Rebecca. Rebecca couldn't help curling her lips. I don't know how many times I have been humiliated. Even at this moment, those people still refused to let themselves go. King Riku didn't let you down. It's all a D Flamingo conspiracy. Rebecca's not wrong. The toy man Cyrus shouted loudly towards the crowd. 8 years ago, D Flamingo occupied Dressrosa's affair. He knows it all, even if it becomes a toy man. He also couldn't forget the accident 8 years ago. You are a toy man, what are you? King Riku is the sinner of Dressrosa. That's right, 8 years ago, I saw him leading soldiers and killing people around the city. Also, he asked our citizens of Dressrosa for 10 billion pele, making us extremely poor. Since King D Flamingo came over, Dressrosa is getting better and better. Who is that toy man? How dare you defend the offspring of the sinner? I know, it injured humans before, the one who was wanted everywhere. It turned out to be a wanted criminal, it should be killed, my lord, please execute it. The arguments of Cyrus the toy man did not elicit any sympathy from the inhabitants of Dressrosa. Advertisement. On the contrary, it aroused their anger even more. Because no one could easily believe what a wanted toy man said. Afterwards, many people took the eggs, and the vegetable leaves smashed over one after another. Suddenly, the two were in chaos. Rebecca, I'm sorry, I can't protect you well. The toy man Cyrus felt extremely guilty. Over the years, Rebecca has been slandered by countless people. But he has nothing to do. Mr. Soldier, you are really my father. Rebecca suddenly raised her head. Under the cover of messy hair, a pair of bright eyes looked at Cyrus the toy man expectantly. She couldn't recall any memory of her father. Rebecca, I'm sorry, I didn't protect you well. The toy man Cyrus lowered his head and nodded in shame. He failed to fulfill his responsibilities as a father. At that moment, Rebecca suddenly burst into tears. Woo, Rebecca couldn't help sobbing. At this moment, the people are still adding insults. But for Rebecca, that doesn't seem to matter anymore. Because, Dad is by my side. The king's height, the roof of the palace, D Flamingo sat on it, watching everything from afar. Advertisement. His purpose was to lure that person out. As soon as that person appears, then, all the doubts in his heart will be easily resolved. However, no one came all morning. This made him very depressed. Dover, it's time to come down for dinner. Senior family Cadres waved to Torre Pole by the pool. Dinner. I haven't waited for anyone yet. D Flamingo didn't look back. Dover, if you don't come down, the food will be cold. Torrebel said. D Flamingo was something he watched growing up. He is particularly concerned about this young master. No matter what he says or does, Torrebel is, as always, absolutely supportive. Moreover, D Flamingo's string fruit is what he gave. See, D Flamingo didn't speak. Torre Polebel spoke again. Dover, just send a personal guard. Hearing this, D Flamingo's face was a little gloomy. Maybe thinking too much. Never mind. Then jump off the roof. I need to go back to my room to take a rest, and send someone to watch over it, and if you find anything, please notify me immediately. Advertisement. With that said, D Flamingo turned and left. The rest of the group were stunned. It's just the execution of a royal woman and a toy man. Why is the young master so unhappy? But they soon followed D Flamingo's will. Send baby 5 up to the roof. Time passed quickly, and in the blink of an eye, it was already past noon. The sun was shining. Rebecca was so dehydrated that she passed out. Please, give her some water. Despite the toy man's heartbreaking begging, someone gave her water to drink. But those soldiers didn't pay any attention. Because of the hot weather. The people in the audience began to slowly disperse. Soon, a figure suddenly appeared in the crowd. A young man wearing a cowboy hat and nearly 1.9 meters tall appeared under the execution platform. At this moment, he was staring at Rebecca and the toy soldier on the execution platform. This person is Fire Fist Ace. On the order of Whitebeard Edward Newgate, pick up Yifei. He had arrived in Dressrosa a day earlier. In order to avoid inspection, he also disguised his identity and waited for Yifei to come back. Today I heard that someone was going to be executed on the execution platform, and I was a little curious. So, I wanted to come and have a look. 8%. Chapter 130. Do you know Yi Shi? Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. However, what he didn't expect was that the person on the execution platform was actually a girl in her teens. From the mouths of the people, Ace knew that her name was Rebecca, and she was the granddaughter of the former king of Dressrosa. Seeing the girl in front of him, Ace couldn't help remembering that he was on the execution platform in Marineford not long ago. Isn't it just like her? How desperate I was at that time. Immediately, Ace couldn't help feeling pity in his heart. This girl is very poor. On the side, the toy soldier has been giving her water to drink. But everyone is indifferent. Seeing this, Ace took the water bottle off his back. Then stepped onto the execution platform. Walking forward slowly, he opened the kettle and brought it to Rebecca's mouth. Chapped lips, touching water. Rebecca slowly opened her eyes and began to drink gulps. From time to time, I was choked by water. Seeing this, the toy man Cyrus thanked him again and again. Aside, soldiers rushed up immediately. Boy, His Majesty the King said that this is Dressrosa's sinner, so don't give her water. After the soldier finished speaking, he stretched out his hand, trying to knock the water bottle in Ace's hand flying. Unexpectedly, the person in front of him just flashed lightly, and the soldier rushed to nothing. Hey, you are too cruel. He's just a kid, even if the former king was at fault. It shouldn't be counted on her head either. Advertisement. Ace said with a look of disdain. He didn't know anything about Dressrosa's previous affairs. All he knows is that this is now D Flamingo's territory. It's too much for these people to treat a little girl like this. Boy, what do you know? This woman committed a serious crime. A few days ago, she killed people in the city. The soldier said deliberately, but Rebecca didn't kill anyone. It's just that D Flamingo asked them to say that, in order to make this Dressrosa person spit on her. Good to occupy the moral high ground. Ace looked puzzled, then turned to look at Rebecca who was in a coma. This little girl murdered. I do not believe. Ace immediately disagreed in his heart. You know, D Flamingo is notoriously cunning. The former king's granddaughter committed a crime. It was just to find a reason to hurt her. For D Flamingo, Ace didn't make a good impression. Marineford, he helped Marine beat up Papa Whitebeard together. That time, he killed quite a few crew members of the Whitebeard pirates. This account needs to be carefully calculated. At this moment, the toy man Cyrus argued loudly. Outlanders, don't trust them. Rebecca didn't do anything bad, he just didn't want to betray a friend. For Ace, the toy man Cyrus feels a little familiar. But I couldn't recognize who it was. Advertisement. However, according to his feeling, it should be a disguise. But that cowboy hat, he seems to have seen it from a reward poster. For a while, he couldn't remember. Don't want to betray your friend. Ace looked puzzled, just when he wanted to continue asking. As a pirate, Ace also cherishes the word friend. The soldiers around the execution platform also rushed over one after another. You gave him water. We don't blame you for what happened just now. Now, get out of here immediately. While shouting, the group of soldiers pulled out their weapons and aimed at Ace. Let me, get out. For these soldiers, Ace looked slightly angry. They are just dogs. How dare you speak nonsense here? Suddenly, Ace clenched his fist. To eliminate these soldiers, one finger is enough. But soon, Fire Fist Ace calmed down. Before coming to Dressrosa, Father Whitebeard had already given special instructions. Let him follow Ye Fei's arrangements. Do not act alone. Ace obeyed his father very well. Moreover, since the last impulse suffered a big loss, Ace's personality also began to appear stable. Facing everyone's humiliation, Ace smiled slightly, and then put away his fists. Forget it. I just looked at her pitifully and just slobbered. Besides, I don't know her either. Ace pushed his hand to give up. Advertisement. Of course, Ace didn't know whether the girl committed a crime or not. Also, Ye Fei said previously, be sure to tackle D Flamingo. If you appear at this time, you will appear rashly. Will it disrupt Ye Fei's plan? Thinking of this, Ace decided to hide first. Then get out of here quickly. Seeing the strange man submissive, the soldiers smiled and cursed. Good, good, good. Ace smiled, then prepared to step off the scaffold. Be arrogant now. However, when the Whitebeard pirates captured Dressrosa, at that time, I have to make you look good. At this moment, the toy man Cyrus suddenly shouted. Outsider, do you know Ye Shi? Outsider, do you know Ye Shi? Cyrus the toy man kept shouting loudly. He finally remembered. The Outlander's hat is exactly the same as that of Fire Fist Ace. And Fire Fist Ace, isn't he a member of the Whitebeard pirates? A few days ago, wasn't it the agreement signed by the Whitebeard pirates and King Riku? Isn't the man named Ye Shi also their companion? Since they are companions, is it possible to save Rebecca? Although he is now not sure if the person in front of him is Fire Fist Ace. But, instead of waiting to die here, it is better to take a gamble. Yes, see. Chapter 131 Dad, I'm sorry, I'm about to start making troubles again. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Ace looked confused. Originally, he was walking down the execution platform, but at this moment, he was suddenly attracted by the words of the toy soldier. What the toy soldier said just now brought him back to his senses. That girl just wanted to protect her friend. That's right, it's Ye Shi, said the toy man loudly. Of course, he didn't say the Whitebeard pirates. He was worried that once he said it, if the person in front of him was not a member of the Whitebeard pirates, then, maybe D Flamingo will have Rebecca and him killed right away. You know, if D Flamingo finds out, King Riku will cooperate with the Whitebeard pirates. They are a dead end. Therefore, the toy man Cyrus did not speak directly. Yes, see, could it be Ye Fei? Ace whispered to himself. Do they know Ye Fei? Ye Fei hid his name on purpose. HMPH, it's really possible. Ace decided to ask. However, the soldiers on the execution platform had already surrounded them. I didn't tell you to get out, why are you still on this? The group of soldiers was already impatient, wielding swords at Ace. Hey, watch your wording. I'm already very polite to you, don't force me to do something to you. Ace stared at them coldly. At the same time, a strong momentum burst out from within his body. Advertisement. Immediately, the group of soldiers felt the extremely powerful coercion. Immediately, I was too scared to move. I had to stand there blankly. Of course, Ace didn't use Conqueror's hockey. He just used his aura to scare these soldiers. After all, he still doesn't want to make trouble now. See, those soldiers did not move. Ace ignored them as well. Instead, walked towards the toy soldier. That Ye Shi you mentioned, what does he look like? Ace approached the toy soldier and asked calmly. He wanted to know if the Ye Shi mentioned by the toy soldier was actually Ye Fei. He is about 2 meters tall and very handsome. Hair as long as you. The toy man Cyrus began to speak. Although he doesn't want to admit that Ye Fei is handsome, but there's no way, that's the truth. While speaking, he also tried his best to recall Ye Fei's appearance. Previously, Ye Fei's sword fighter dress made him still fresh in his memory. Hearing the toy man's words, Ace was taken aback. He is about 2 meters tall, handsome, with similar forehead hair to himself. All of this, isn't this Ye Fei? What are you pretending to be Ye Shi? At this moment, Ace was finally determined. Ye Shi is Ye Fei. It was just his name in disguise. Then he smiled slightly and immediately interrupted the toy soldier. Mr. Toy, stop talking, I know all about it. Advertisement. Then are you his friend? Asked Cyrus the toy man. At this moment, this is what he wants to know most. If it's someone from the Whitebeard pirates, they will be saved. Yes, Ye Shi is my friend. Not just friends, but brothers. Ace had a smile on his face. Ye Fei, but his savior. How could he forget? Are you really Master Ye Zai's friend? On the side, Rebecca's consciousness began to recover. I heard the two talking about Ye Shi. Immediately came the spirit. Master Ye Shi. Ace looked embarrassed. Ye Fei, You are too much, you actually accepted such a beautiful little apprentice, and you didn't tell me. Hey, little apprentice, don't you know that Yi Fei is the pirate with the highest reward in the world? Ace wondered. Of course, Yi Fei's title never appeared before Summit War. Although his name is very famous now, most people must have never seen him. Rebecca nodded heavily. And Ace finally knew. The relationship between this girl and Yi Fei must not be simple. If you don't save her, how will I explain to Yi Fei when the time comes? Advertisement. Thinking of this, Ace dropped the luggage. Dad, I'm sorry this time, I'm going to start making trouble again. Ace smiled coldly, then looked at the group of soldiers who were too scared to move. Facing that sudden weird smile, the group of soldiers trembled with fear. They haven't forgotten the powerful momentum of Ace just now. Now, he actually doesn't want to leave. Don't come here. If you come again, we will kneel down. But Ace ignored them. Then he walked straight to Rebecca. To untie the chains on her directly. At this moment, a voice came from above the head. Stop. Hearing the sound, Fire Fist Ace raised his head. A young woman dressed as a maid jumped off a weird aircraft. The two are the Cadres of the Don Quixote family. Baby 5, Buffalo. What shape is this? Ace looked at Buffalo flying in the sky with a dazed look on his face. After he saw it clearly, he finally confirmed that it was a person. Damn, my old lady was ignored. You man is really disgusting. Baby 5 had a thin cigarette dangling from his mouth, with an extremely angry expression on his face. All along, she hates people who ignore her the most. And what she needs most is that others need her. Being ignored was the greatest insult to her. Before Ace could make a move, Baby 5 directly activated the fruit ability, turned his thigh into a long sickle, and stabbed directly at Fire Fist Ace. As Paramecia, a weapon fruit capable user. Chapter 131 Ace confused. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Baby 5 can turn any part of the body into a sword or a gun. Until now, she has not recognized that his opponent is Fire Fist Ace, who has the strength of 7 warlords of the sea. Face the brutal attacks of this kawaii woman. Ace had to dodge. Of course, as a man, he doesn't want to fight women. As the saying goes, good men don't fight women, it seems to be like this. BABY5, hit him with a cannon. In the sky, Buffalo is commanding. My mother knows, don't order me so special. Baby 5 looked at the sky with contempt. While she was looking at the sky, a huge flame suddenly rose. Hit Buffalo directly. Then, Baby 5 saw Buffalo smoking and falling to the ground. Damn it, how dare you treat my wife's companion like this? Baby 5 instantly turned his entire body into a gun barrel, aiming at Ace. Boom. On the execution platform, there was a huge explosion. After the smoke cleared, advertisement. Ace falls from the sky. Beauty, I don't want to fight with you. Then you'll be my prey. Ace said something disdainful. Ace didn't pay attention to this kind of opponent at all. Hearing this, Baby 5 froze on the spot. Beauty. He called me beautiful. Am I his prey? Does that mean he needs me? It must be, he must need me. Immediately, Baby 5's whole face turned red instantly. Do you need me? Baby 5 couldn't help covering her forehead. At this moment, her forehead was very hot. The whole person was stupefied. Need. Ace looked confused. What happened to this woman? How did you change your person in an instant when you fought back with swords just now? Baby 5 fell drunk again, and fell to the ground in a daze, looking at Ace fascinated. This move made Fire Fist Ace at a loss. For a moment, it looked extremely awkward. Advertisement. I don't know what to do. Baby 5 fell to the ground. Ace was still in a daze. However, he keenly felt that it was not far away on the Highland of the King. Someone is watching him. D Flamingo. Ace whispered to himself. I hear that's where D Flamingo lives now. Just now, I used the ability of Mera Fruit. Presumably, D Flamingo must have noticed. Could it be that the person that night was Fire Fist Ace? That is the ability of Mera Fruit. Ace adjusted his hat. Despite the man's disguise, D Flamingo recognized Fire Fist Ace with just one glance. A big pirate with a reward of 550 million Baileys. Ace drops his disguise. With the ability of the fire element, there is no way to control others. Soon, they reported to D Flamingo. I want to take my friends away. Hearing this, D Flamingo fell silent. Fire Fist Ace, isn't that the captain of the Whitebeard pirates? Hey, hello, Fire Fist Ace, why are you on my territory? The pirate who offered a reward of 5.1 billion Baileys is his companion. Advertisement. Indeed, someone has noticed. Ace's ability, he is very clear. Who would that person be? Whoa, run away. That's right, the top of the palace in King's Heights. And everyone has already discussed it. Otherwise, why would he know Rebecca? Are they your friends? Beside him, Buffalo was burned and smoked, and Baby 5 was lying on the ground with a face full of intoxication. The expression on D Flamingo's face was unusually serious. D Flamingo was shocked when he saw who was coming. Yes, I want to take this girl and toy soldiers away today. The first time you hear the news. D Flamingo looked suspiciously at the two people who were tied to the iron pillar. But how did he come to Dressrosa, not long ago, just released? You know, he is the captain of the second team of the Whitebeard pirates, and his strength is not inferior to Shichibukai. Stop talking so much. Why don't you run away? Immediately, he flew down to King's Heights with people. At that moment, everyone saw that the man in cowboy attire was Fire Fist Ace, and everyone was completely stunned. That's a man who doesn't even care about the title of Shichibukai. But soon, D Flamingo was even stranger. Chapter 132 Fire Fist Ace vs D Flamingo. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Jonwaquan Ace revealed his identity. The audience in the audience were also scared and fled in all directions. At the same time, D Flamingo's subordinates were also extremely shocked. Although they have eccentric personalities. But they are very clear about the strength of Fire Fist Ace. For a moment, everyone was in a state of extreme alertness. At the same time, the Cadres of the Don Quixote family rushed from King's Heights after hearing the news. This opponent is not so easy to deal with. This time, they summoned almost all the family Cadres, even the special Cadre Grano. Aside, D Flamingo pondered for a while. Suddenly bursts of sneer. Foo 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 foo, Fire Fist Ace, that person that night, is it you? Compared with the emergence of Ace, D Flamingo is more focused on Yi Fei. Although Ace is powerful, with his strength, he may not be able to solve himself. Besides, Dressrosa is his home base. All family Cadres are here. With Fire Fist Ace alone, he naturally has no way to deal with it. Kill Fire Fist Ace here. Whitebeard couldn't help it. He is 7 warlords of the sea, and he is also closely related to Kaido. Once the Whitebeard pirates strike, then, Kaido will be bound to sneak up on his rear. Now, he is worried about Yi Fei. Advertisement. You know, the pirate who offered a reward of 5.1 billion Baileys. If present in Dressrosa, then, you will face a lot of trouble. That man, Ace whispered to himself. He couldn't figure out which knight D Flamingo was talking about, exactly. But he guessed with a high probability that that person should be Yi Fei. That's right, it's me. Ace nodded directly. On the side, Rebecca looked puzzled. It's obviously not him, why did he admit it? For Ace, D Flamingo felt a little weird. But there are too many incredible things recently. Aren't there even people with the same ability as Governor Kaido? Ace, this girl, you can't take it away. She's a prisoner of Dressrosa. D Flamingo responded coldly. Originally, he didn't want to have another conflict with the Whitebeard pirates. But this time, he felt very strange. Why is Fire Fist Ace mixed with Rebecca? You know, Rebecca is a descendant of the Riku royal family. Her identity is very sensitive in Dressrosa. If you let Rebecca go like this. So, where is his Shichibukai face? How should he explain to the people? Therefore, D Flamingo has made up his mind and must hold Fire Fist Ace. It is not the first time that the Whitebeard pirates have turned against each other. Previously, during the Summit War, he had killed many members of the Whitebeard pirates. Advertisement. Even if he doesn't turn his back on him, the other party won't give up easily. D Flamingo is clear. Surely they will come looking for trouble of their own someday. Now that the face is torn apart, there is nothing to talk about. Prisoners. My friend, there are no prisoners. Ace laughed. Since that's who D Flamingo is targeting. And also Yi Fei's friend. This time, standing by and watching will not do. Foo 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 foo, Ace, you are too arrogant. This is my place. D Flamingo sneered. Your territory. Not anytime soon. Ace dismissed it. Previously, Yi Fei said in the Whitebeard pirates that D Flamingo secretly produced devil fruit for Kaido. Expressed his intention to destroy him. Instantly, D Flamingo's face pulled down. On the forehead, blue veins popped up. The blood flowed rapidly, making a gurgling sound. Then, I'll take it and have a look. Ace smiled slightly. Then, the fire ability is activated. At the same time, the entire body was already on fire. Since Summit War, none of the aces had a good game. Originally, he planned to listen to his father this time. Advertisement. But now, in order to save Rebecca, he must have taken action. Fire punch. Ace flashed into the air in an instant, and punched a fiery fist from the sky. Dozens of pillars of fire rushed directly towards the crowd. Seeing this, members of the D Flamingo family jumped away one after another. Oh, Fire Fist, it's too exaggerated. D Flamingo chuckled to himself. The ability of Fire Fist Ace is really not that simple. It is rumored that his learning ability is super strong. Learn hockey in a day. Sure enough, the strength is not bad. D Flamingo stretched out his fingers, and 5 tiny transparent lines immediately appeared in his hand. 5 color strings with extreme cutting power. Waving his big hand, he cut directly towards Ace. Fortunately, Ace reacted quickly enough. Just jump away. However, the buildings behind suffered a disaster and were directly cut off in the middle. Ace turned around alertly. If he was hit by that move just now, he would probably be injured too. Although his own Mera Mera fruit ability belongs to Logia. It is possible to elementalize the body. But if the other party can use hockey, elementalized bodies can be captured. Fire punch. Ace throws his fire fist again. D Flamingo is also well prepared. Jump away quickly. Chapter 133 One person against the entire pirate group. Ace fights hard. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Flame's speed still couldn't keep up with him. Unless it is a head-on confrontation, otherwise, it is still difficult to defeat him. Head-on, countless bullets and shells flew. Burned directly to the body. It's like passing through the air. Hey, he's a Logia-capable person, so don't do anything without hockey. You have to find a way to deal with him. D Flamingo sneered. Hearing this, the family Cadres immediately reacted. Then, several family Cadres stepped forward one after another. Of course, these are hockey. The rest retreated. Several capable users who can use hockey quickly surrounded Ace. Several people took turns to attack Ace non-stop. As someone with the combat power of 7 warlords of the sea, he can naturally handle it. But every time he uses his fire fist, these guys will jump away quickly. At the same time Ace noticed that D Flamingo had retreated to the rear. This move made Ace feel very strange. What is he going to do? Soon, he understood, just when he was besieged by the Cadres of Don Quigatha's family. D Flamingo, already hiding behind, stretched out his finger, aiming at Fire Fist Ace. Bump. Advertisement. Above the finger, bullet string burst out. However, just when bullet string is about to hit the Fire Fist Ace, Ace reacted and quickly jumped away. This blow has already been hit in vain. However, at this moment, Ace did not dare to be careless. You know, D Flamingo will use hockey. Once hit by his bullet string, he will undoubtedly be injured. Of course, this is exactly what D Flamingo is aiming for. Only Ace is injured. Then, he is no longer his opponent. D Flamingo is smart, know how to use minions to contain Fire Fist Ace. Meanwhile, hide behind and sneak attack. As long as it succeeds, then D Flamingo can put the chains of Seastone on her. At that time, Ace wanted to escape again, and he didn't have any chance. At the same time, Fire Fist Ace also realized this. If it continues like this, once you make a mistake, well, get hit. Thinking of this, Ace jumped into the air. Inflammation on the outline. Ace yelled. A flame fell from his hand. Around the execution platform, immediately surrounded by raging flames. The flames rose accordingly, and soon formed a wall of flames more than 10 meters high. Instantly separated D Flamingo from the family Cadres. Advertisement. That's exactly what Ace planned. Separate them and break them one by one. And first of all, his target is these family Cadres. At this moment, the Cadres of Don Quigatha's family were surrounded by flames. Cough cough. Rebecca on the execution platform suddenly felt a little difficult to breathe. Huge flames rising all around. Not only does it make the execution platform extremely hot, and let the execution platform be extremely hypoxic. Rebecca, don't worry, I'll take care of them soon. Ace comforted loudly. The fire fist in the hand hits. The family Cadre Diamante was directly sent flying. The rest of the Cadres also avoided. But at the same time, countless bullet strings directly penetrated the flames. Fly towards Ace. This move shocked Ace a bit. Here, there are D Flamingo's own people. Could it be that D Flamingo didn't care about their lives? Too late to think about it. Jump away quickly. Just when he jumped up. Avoid the bullet string attack directly. At the same time, on the ground, the phone bug in the backpack made a blue sound. At this time, someone actually called. Ace was a little surprised. But now, I don't have time to answer the phone at all. Advertisement. When Ace is a little distracted, he heard a slam. His own backpack, together with the phone bug, was completely smashed by the bullet string. Damn it, how dare you break my beloved phone bug? Anger rose in Ace's heart. As a Mara fruit ability user, Ace has Conquerors, 2 armed colors hockey. But at this moment, he and the Cadres of Don Quigatha's family were surrounded by flames, and they couldn't perceive the situation outside the flames at all. Originally, Ace intended to separate them. But I didn't expect that this caused a blind spot for myself. Beyond the wall of fire, D Flamingo gave another quirky smile. The flame wall raised by Ace gave him a lot of convenience. You know, his observation hockey has been cultivated to an advanced level. Even if Ace is blocked by flames, he was outside, and he could clearly sense Ace's position. This also created an opportunity for him to launch a sneak attack outside. Then, he started to launch bullet string at Ace non-stop. Seeing this, Ace realized that something was wrong. Immediately, the flame surrounds the wall. The flames just got lifted from all that. A bullet string in D Flamingo's hand instantly hit Ace's arm. Heh, captain of the Whitebeard Pirates 2nd Division, but that's all. Seeing that he hit an Ace, D Flamingo let out a smug smile. At the same time, some family Cadres behind him had already prepared Seastone handcuffs. Just wait for the Ace to be locked. Chapter 134 Lost Contact. The Whitebeard Pirates are in a hurry. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. It's not that easy to catch me. Ace that gets hit, albeit at a slower pace. But the strength of the fire fist has not been weakened. Then, another fire fist was thrown. Meanwhile, the Whitebeard Pirates. Moby Dick aboard. Marco looked anxious, watching the phone bug being hung up. Just now, he was the one who called Fire Fist Ace. To his surprise, Ace hung up the phone directly. Boy, how dare you hang up on my phone? Shouldn't you be messing around there again? Marco thought to himself. Ace before leaving. Father Whitebeard also specifically asked him not to make trouble, and asked him to listen to Yifei. So fast, don't you have a long memory? So, every day since Ace left, Marco will contact him to make sure he doesn't mess around. Unexpectedly, in just a few days, something happened to Ace. Marco's mind was quickly noticed by Whitebeard. Marco, what happened? Dad, Ace hung up on my phone bug. Marco had to answer truthfully. Hoo la la la, my son is really messed up. Whitebeard Edward Newgate suddenly laughed. Marco had a dark face. Dad, can you still laugh? If it wasn't for Yifei last time, the group would have been wiped out. Advertisement. Your heart is really big. Ace is in Dressrosa now. Whitebeard asked after the laughter stopped. This time the opponent is D Flamingo. His strength is not necessarily stronger than Ace. Compare that to Blackbeard teach. Whitebeard is much more reassured this time. He arrived at Dressrosa yesterday. Marco nodded. Yesterday when Dressrosa. Ace also took the initiative to contact him. Oh, no answering the phone. Maybe it's messed up again. You contact Yifei and see where he is now. Whitebeard said. Marco immediately understood what he meant. Marco responded. Then, he dialed Yifei's phone bug again. At the moment, Yifei is on his way from Mariajoy, the Holy Land, to Dressrosa. Because there is no hurry. Yifei is not flying fast. Seeing the phone buzzing, Yifei picked it up and saw that it was Captain Marco. Immediately, the phone was connected. What? Ace went to Dressrosa. Yifei was a little surprised when he just connected to the phone bug. Originally, Yifei planned to let the Whitebeard pirates send people to take over the island after arriving in Dressrosa. As a result, unexpectedly they sent Ace to go. Advertisement. Well, Yifei, sorry for not telling you this time. Dad was a little worried about you, so he sent Ace to meet you. Marco replied. These days, Yifei has not contacted them. He also didn't know what Yifei was going to do in the Holy Land Mariajoy. But now he is not in the mood to ask. Okay, Captain, what else is there now? Yifei was going to hang up the phone. After all, they are flying now, and the conversation between the two is not very clear. At the same time, Marco also felt that the signal was a bit bad. Yifei, where are you now? Marco asked. I just feel that there is a lot of wind on the other side of the phone bug. Heaven. Yifei replied lightly. Heaven. Marco looked confused. Did you kid become a dragon again? In the form of the dragon, you can still connect to my phone bug. That's right, I guess it won't take long to get to Dressrosa. Yifei nodded. Okay, I won't say more. Ace already went to Dressrosa a few days ago. You go find Ace, we lost contact with him. D Flamingo laughed. Without waiting for Marco to answer. Speed up and fly forward. Ace is in a tough fight. Only passive defense. Something happened to him, and he had no face to explain to Yifei. Advertisement. Ace went to Dressrosa. Ace had no choice but to activate his fire ability to resist. You know, Rebecca called Yifei master. Under normal circumstances, Ace will never lose contact suddenly. Marco replied worriedly. Yifei was a little surprised. Face the attack of D Flamingo and his family. Hey, everyone, keep attacking Rebecca. Marco said directly. Captain Marco, I see. After several hours. Immediately, Yifei thought, what must have happened to Dressrosa? For a while, Ace felt that he couldn't use it. That's right, all the signals are cut off. I guess the phone bug over there must be dead. Attack Rebecca. Then, Ace will have no way to take the initiative to attack. A bullet string hit Rebecca directly. Once the phone bug is dead, what happens to Ace? At the same time, family Cadres poured in again. Meanwhile, Dressrosa. Yifei said it, losing contact. From the feel, he concluded that Ace wouldn't last long. Ace didn't have the upper hand. But lost touch. Just hang up the phone. Ace still didn't give up. Not only does he need to fight, but he also needs to protect Rebecca. I guess Dad sent him there. And D Flamingo gradually realized this. Chapter 134 The Fire Fist turned into a toy Ace. Yifei comes to Dressrosa. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. D Flamingo, you're such a villain. You actually want to attack such a small girl. After throwing a fiery fist, Ace said angrily. She is a sinner of Dressrosa. If you want to control her, you must be aware of death. D Flamingo looked at him coldly. Hey, my life belongs to the Whitebeard pirates. If you have the ability, come and try it. Ace smiled coldly. Burning flames all over. One after another sprayed all around. Snake sword. Diamante directly turned the sword in his hand into a long snake and hit Ace. It was directly blocked by Ace with a fire fist. But right now, D Flamingo's line had approached him from behind. Then, he was directly tied up. D Flamingo suddenly called out, Sea Stone. Just when Ace was about to break free from the thin line. A pair of seastone handcuffs were directly put on his hands. Hateful. Ace in seastone handcuffs. The flames burning on his body disappeared immediately. At the same time, the whole person immediately fell to the ground. This is the second time he has been handcuffed by seastone. Right in front of him, Grano, the official of D Flamingo's family, stepped forward. Fire Fist Ace, be careful. The toy man reminded loudly. He knew that it would definitely not be a good thing if he was approached by Grano's advertisement. But at the moment, all reminders are useless. Ace has been handcuffed by seastone. He has trouble even standing up now. Before Ace could react, Grano's was already walking in front of him. Stretching out 5 fingers, they directly touched his forehead. Boo! After the strange noise, Fire Fist Ace, who was lying on the ground, was directly turned into a toy monkey. This, Ace, who was turned into a toy monkey, was dumbfounded. What happened to me? How to become a monkey? And it's a toy. Afterwards, Ace looked nervously at the childlike person in front of him. Who are you? Ace asked in shock. At this moment, he suddenly thought of the toy soldier next to Rebecca. Could it be that he is also human? Sugar showed a smug smile. She didn't answer Ace, but directly took out the grapes she carried with her. Put them on your fingers one by one, and eat them one by one. At the same time, he looked at Fire Fist Ace with a childlike face. Foo 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 foo, this is the famous Fire Fist Ace. D Flamingo stepped forward. D Flamingo, what the hell have you done to me? Ace yelled desperately, after being turned into a toy man. The seastone handcuffs in his hand also fell off. Advertisement. But at this moment, he can no longer use the ability of Mara fruit. That child is a childish fruit-capable person. He can turn people into toys. 8 years ago, he turned me into a toy. In this country, many people have been turned into toys by him. Cried the toy soldier. Ever since he was turned into a toy soldier, those who were most familiar with him had somehow completely forgotten him. So far, the toy soldiers have not figured out what's going on. Yes, Ace, you are now a toy. From now on, you will be in the Smile Factory, work for me. D Flamingo made a mocking sound. Let Fire Fist Ace work for him. This sense of accomplishment is overwhelming. Hateful. After being turned into a toy, Ace looked angry. He stretched out his hand, trying to use his fruit ability. But to no avail. At this moment, Yifei has already arrived in the sky above Dressrosa. Under the king's heights, not far away, flames shot up into the sky. That should be Ace's fruit ability just now. Yifei thought to himself. In this world, apart from himself, only Ace can use flames. Who else but him? Just when Yifei was puzzled. A strange feeling rose in my mind. I seem to have forgotten something. Advertisement. What is it? Yifei looked confused. Ace. Did something happen to him? Thinking of this, Yifei flew directly towards the place where the flames had just burned. In midair, it has not yet fallen. I saw Rebecca tied to the iron pillar. Together, there are toy soldiers. Rebecca. Yifei was shocked. Did something happen to her? In the original book, there is no such plot. But because of his relationship, let her be exposed. Suddenly, Yifei remembered, a few nights ago, I went out with Rebecca, and then manipulated the guns of those soldiers. Did they find out? D Flamingo is really not simple. At the same time, D Flamingo keenly sensed that someone was flying down from midair. Then he raised his head and looked at the sky with a serious expression. Intuition told them that something big was coming. Seeing this, all the family officials also raised their heads and looked towards the sky. Brother Ming. There was a thunder in the sky. Yifei has already fallen on the execution platform. Master Yexi. On the stage, Rebecca suddenly cried out excitedly. At this moment, she still doesn't know that her master Yishi is Yifei, the big pirate who recently caused trouble in Marineford. Chapter 134 My master is the famous big pirate in the world. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. A. The Cadres of the Don Quixote family all stared wide-eyed. How can that be? The big pirate with a reward of 5.1 billion Baileys appeared in Dressrosa. They couldn't believe it anyway. Ye. Fly. The sweat on D Flamingo's forehead kept coming out. The heart beats faster unconsciously. At this moment, he didn't dare to move at all. D Flamingo, we finally meet. Yifei smiled coldly. Then he looked at Rebecca. I saw her face pale. It seems that he has suffered a lot of grievances. Immediately, Yifei felt sorry for her. In the original book, Rebecca was not caught. However, being caught this time must be because of the relationship last time. If you don't let her come to Dressrosa, she won't be caught either. Yifei, I am Ace. Ace, who was turned into a toy monkey, jumped and shouted at Yifei. I'm afraid Yifei won't recognize him. Ace, how did you become this virtuous? Yifei asked intentionally. Suddenly, I suddenly remembered that strange feeling just now. It turned out that Ace turned into a toy monkey. Advertisement. Once hit by a childlike fruit-capable person. Then, those who knew him in this world will forget him. This is the strange setting in the original book. The strange feeling just now is the memory of this world, forget about him. but because Yi Fei is a time traveler. Know the plot. So, he still remembers Ace. But soon, Yi Fei remembered. Once turned into a toy, Granos will sign a contract with the toyman. Although the toy man who signed the contract has his own thoughts, but can't speak, and the body will involuntarily obey the instructions of Sugar and work for D Flamingo until death. Cyrus the toyman escapes before Granos manages to make a pact with him. Therefore, not only can he speak, but he can also have his own meaning. This time, Ace will be the same. So, it means that Ace who was turned into a toy man did not sign a contract with Granu. It is estimated that Granos has not had time to sign a contract with him. Thinking of this, Yi Fei smiled knowingly. Presumably by this time, Ace has been forgotten by Dad and Marco. However, as long as the fruit ability of the sugar is released, everyone will think of him soon. Yi Fei. The expression on the toy monkey's face was extremely awkward. If I hadn't just been careless, I wouldn't have been turned into a toy. Then, he looked at Granu with a vigilant face, and reminded Yi Fei. Yi Fei. Rebecca's eyes were full of surprise. Advertisement. Yi Fei from the Whitebeard Pirates. Isn't that Master Yi Shi? How could it be Yi Fei? But Ace's words made Rebecca have to believe it. Although Rebecca has never seen the reward poster. Yi Fei's name, during this time, has been resounding throughout Dressrosa. My master is the big pirate everyone is talking about. Rebecca couldn't believe it. Not long ago, she was shopping with Yi Fei. That little girl is not easy, you have to be careful. Tips for Ace. Yi Fei smiled knowingly. As for the ability user of Tongshu fruit, he who has read the original book is naturally very clear. Don't be touched by him. But Ace is a Logia ability. Yi Fei was a little curious as to why he was touched by the sugar. However, when seeing the seastone handcuffs on the ground, Yi Fei seemed to understand something. It's okay, don't worry. Yi Fei patted his chest. Then turned to D Flamingo. What is your identity now? D Flamingo asked with an alert look on his face. Previously, Yi Fei accepted the title of 7 Warlords of the Sea. He knows it. What will Yi Fei be when he comes to Dressrosa this time? Advertisement. Yi Fei sneered. Identity. On behalf of the people of Dressrosa, destroy you. The voice just fell. Diamante jumped out immediately, the senior cadre of the Don Quixote family Torre Pole. Yi Fei, don't think how amazing you are. In front of our family, you may not necessarily win. D Flamingo is the king of Dressrosa, united. Hearing this, Yi Fei burst into laughter suddenly. All people are of one mind. Others don't know what you did, but don't think you can hide it from me. Ridiculous. On the bright side, Dressrosa looked like he was enjoying himself. But under the glamorous appearance, how much dirt is hidden? Needless to say, those gray deals of D Flamingo. Just because they turned people into toys and forced them to work, just because of this. Yi Fei has a reason to eliminate him. Yi Fei's calm expression surprised D Flamingo. Does he know everything about me? Military factory, devil fruit factory. He knows all these. Fu, Yi Fei, I think you made a mistake. I am Dressrosa's savior. 8 years ago, King Riku went on a killing spree here, but I saved all the citizens. Let Dressrosa, a poor country, become rich and vibrant. The rumors you hear outside are all rumors. D Flamingo smiled pretending to be calm. Chapter 135 now, to get out or not to get out. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. In his view, winning Dressrosa is a matter of course. 800 years ago, my family was the royal family here. I'm just taking it back now. Hearing this, Yi Fei smiled slightly. Stop putting gold on your face. It just looks rich here. Didn't Dressrosa's money fall into the pockets of your family? Of course, the purpose of capturing Dressrosa. Yi Fei has another one. That's the treasure of D Flamingo here. I am a pirate, plundering treasures is my bounden duty. Yi Fei's words made D Flamingo's face extremely ugly. Yi Fei, what do you want to do? From Yi Fei's words just now, he seemed to have no intention of leaving. Moreover, there is also the meaning of seizing this place. That made D Flamingo nervous. You know, I have worked hard to manage this place for 8 years. Only now is the situation. I want you to step down from the throne of Dressrosa and get out of here forever and ever. Yi Fei replied blankly. Just one sentence made the Don Quixote family go into a rage. What? Let Dover step down from the throne? Impossible, absolutely impossible. Advertisement. Yi Fei, don't you just offer a higher reward? That's right, so what about the 7 warlords of the sea? Dover is too, and, don't forget, his identity is Celestial Dragons, a nobleman of the world. As long as you dare to attack us, the world government will immediately revoke your Shichibukai status. Yi Fei, if you are capable, you can fight with us. The family Cadres were outraged. They are all gearing up to fight Yi Fei. But only D Flamingo did not speak. He knew that with the Cadres under him. Not Yi Fei's opponent at all. Even if you add yourself, it won't work. You know, in Marineford, he saw it with his own eyes. Even Akainu couldn't kill Yi Fei directly. In addition, he killed Badgers, the #1 fighter of Blackbeard Teach, within a few strokes. And the methods are extremely brutal. However, he is not necessarily better than badgers. Once they fight, who knows what Ye Fei will do to him. It was a long time before D Flamingo spoke. Get me out of Dressrosa. I don't think the world government will agree. I'm guarding here for them, suppressing all the pirates in this area. If they fight, they must be asking for trouble. D Flamingo is well aware of this. He did not say who he is as celestial dragons. It is estimated that Ye Fei will not respond to it. Advertisement. You know, the pirates in the sea hate celestial dragons very much. Once he said it, it might arouse Ye Fei's anger. The only thing now is to use the world government to put pressure on Ye Fei. You know, the world government just recognized him as 7 warlords of the sea. Attack yourself, so soon, you are going to turn against the world government. So, D Flamingo took a fancy to this. However, what he didn't expect was that Ye Fei has already reached an agreement with the world government. The world government has agreed to return Dressrosa to King Riku. As for the task of suppressing the pirates around Dressrosa, you don't have to worry about it. The Whitebeard pirates and I will do it for you. You just want to get out with peace of mind. Ye Fei laughed. Let him go, just to give him some face. Last time, Ye Fei hadn't settled with Whitebeard pirates yet. At the moment, D Flamingo is not aware of the resolution of the world government. But soon, he will learn that his Shichibukai status is about to be abolished. Meanwhile, his Dressrosa throne was about to be lost. He has nothing to do. Hearing this, D Flamingo suddenly laughed loudly. Foo 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 foo, Ye Fei, are you kidding me? Don't forget, I am the 7 warlords of the sea recognized by the world government, and I have the right to plunder. 800 years ago, Dressrosa was ours, and not only that, we. Just as D Flamingo was about to continue talking, Ye Fei interrupted him suddenly. Okay, don't talk to me about what happened hundreds of years ago. Now, do you want to get out now or not? I didn't bother to listen to his nonsense, so I asked him directly if he would go. Advertisement. See Ye Fei's impatient expression. D Flamingo looked extremely embarrassed. Under normal circumstances, if he was interrupted when he spoke like this, he would definitely be killed directly. But this person is Ye Fei. There is nothing he can do. Let him leave Dressrosa. How is this possible? He has painstakingly managed the kingdom for 8 years. All his properties are here. Just give up because of a few words from Ye Fei. Foo 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 foo, Ye Fei, don't bully people too much. D Flamingo laughed awkwardly. Fortunately, the sunglasses blocked the eyes. Otherwise, it would be embarrassing to be seen by his subordinates. So you just won't go. You don't want to give me face. Then, let's settle the score last time. Ye Fei's expression was warm and angry. Some at war, he killed quite a few crew members of the Whitebeard pirates. It's time to do the math. Then, pull out the mace. Hit the ground heavily. At this moment, Ye Fei has already made a decision. If D Flamingo refuses to leave, then give him some color. Of course, Ye Fei knew that D Flamingo would not give up here easily. Chapter 136 Half of the Industry. Look down on me too much. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. You know, Dressrosa is his home base. It is also an important production base of devil fruit. He has no way to explain to Kaido if he directly hands over to others. Even if he leaves, Kaido will not let him go easily. In addition, Ye Fei has already disclosed the matter of Dressrosa to the world government. In order to save face, they will definitely not let D Flamingo go. Of course, if he doesn't give up, then he and the Whitebeard pirates will not let him go. Ye Fei, the world government will send people to defeat you. D Flamingo said coldly. At this moment, world government is his only hope. Losing Dressrosa, he will face extremely dire consequences. In addition to having no base, you will also face the pursuit of the Kaido army. But how did he know? That only hope, the world government, has long since abandoned him. It's like throwing away Gecko Moria in the original book. I'll just wait and see. However, before that, you are set. Ye Fei responded confidently, not to mention whether it has reached an agreement with the world government. Even if no agreement is reached, D Flamingo and his family must be driven out today. Hearing this, D Flamingo looked gloomy. Judging by Ye Fei's expression, it is possible that he has reached some kind of agreement with the world government. As for what? Advertisement. D Flamingo was in no mood to speculate at the moment either. Telling him to give up Dressrosa is cutting his flesh. But what can he do? In the era of great pirates, the territory will always be occupied by the strong. The weak can only be abandoned by this era. Just like when he bullied King Riku back then. At this moment, D Flamingo suddenly realized how King Riku felt back then. How miserable is the weak. Not even qualified to negotiate. Hey, Ye Fei, can we discuss it? Let us stay, and half of Dressrosa's property will be yours. Every month, we will regularly hand over your property to you. D Flamingo said suddenly. His purpose of driving himself away was only for profit. Now, if the benefits are distributed to him, will it bring him a chance of survival? You know, if they fight him directly, they have no chance to beat Ye Fei. In addition, there is a powerful Whitebeard pirate group behind Ye Fei. That 72-year-old man is not something a Shichibukai of his level can provoke. At the moment, D Flamingo has no choice. Only by seeking peace with Yifei can he keep his position in Dressrosa. As long as Yifei agrees. Then, after stabilizing your position, find a way to unite with Kaido. This is the idea of D Flamingo. Advertisement. Therefore, he made the most shameful decision in his life, begging others to give him a chance. Half of Dressrosa's property, and monthly interest. This time, it cost money. At the same time, the toy soldier who was tied to the iron pillar also seemed a little panicked. You know, if Yifei agrees to D Flamingo's request, then, the previous agreement between him and King Riku will definitely be invalid. It is basically impossible for King Riku to restore the throne. Your Excellency Yifei, D Flamingo is the most dishonest person. You must not believe anything he says. Cyrus the toy man said loudly. 8 years ago, D Flamingo demanded 10 billion Baileys from King Riku, and threatened Dressrosa's throne. For this reason, King Riku had to ask the people for money. Although D Flamingo is angry, he can only hold it in his heart. For the conditions proposed by D Flamingo, Yifei only felt a little amused. The veins on D Flamingo's forehead burst out, and the sound of gurgling can be heard in the blood vessels. After getting the 10 billion Baileys, D Flamingo is very clear that Yifei and Fire Fist Ace are not at the same level at all. On the side, Yifei finally raised his head from the silence. However, if you drive away, the toy man Cyrus kept yelling. The toy man Cyrus knows all these memories clearly. On the side, the members of the Don Quixote family couldn't hold back anymore. But with Yifei present, D Flamingo dared not make any moves. Advertisement. Whichever is more important, everyone knows which one to choose. Dover, today is death, and we will die with him. Logically speaking, this condition has exceeded his limit. D Flamingo was stunned by this sentence and had nothing to say. D Flamingo suddenly repented and manipulated King Riku to lead people to kill and set fires everywhere. Yifei, our young master has asked for peace like this, you are deceiving people too much. And people like D Flamingo, no credit at all. That's right, Yifei, do you think there is no one in our Don Quixote family? Then, with a cold face, he looked at the toy soldier. This toy soldier is too annoying, if he knew this, he should be killed as soon as possible. Once annoyed him. Half of the industry, compared to the whole industry. This is the first time D Flamingo has been so suppressed. Turns out, the same goes for D Flamingo. Yifei replied flatly. What about my request? Half of the property, and monthly interest, is very attractive. Hearing this, Yifei smiled slightly. Then, aren't all your properties in Dressrosa mine? D Flamingo asked expectantly, and his tone was extremely respectful towards Yifei. My entire pirate group might be slaughtered. I have gone through all kinds of hardships, just for half of your property, so I look down on you so much. When people are in despair, they will never let go of any opportunity. Chapter 137. You can go, but the two of them must stay. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. For so many years, D Flamingo is their god. They have always believed that one day, he will stand at the top of the pirates. Therefore, it is very tempting to meet any request at all costs. For so many years, they have never seen their young master bow their heads like this in front of a pirate. And this opponent doesn't seem to give him any face. The family Cadres are ready to move. Rather tempting, he just waved at them and signaled them to back down. After staring at Yifei for a long time, D Flamingo finally nodded. Yifei, I admit that I lost this time, Dressrosa, now it's yours. We quit forever. At the moment, it's tempting to be frustrated. Years ago, this is how he let King Riku step down. Unexpectedly, today, it was my turn again. The reincarnation of the heavens, whoever is spared by the heavens, everything is fate, and people can't help it at all. If you don't agree, so what? Hearing this, the family Cadres are not calm at all. Dover, did we just give up? Young master, this is the site we have been operating for 8 years. Advertisement. Yes, without Dressrosa, we have nowhere to go. Dover, we will still be hunted down by Governor Kaido. A group of family Cadres boiled up. But a very tempting sentence made him stop. Now, don't you listen to me. The tone is very seductive, extremely low, but sonorous and powerful. At this moment, he already understood that Yifei must have come prepared when he came this time. It must have been him who was with Rebecca that night. If we continue, I'm afraid that even I and the Cadres will not be able to leave. For this reason, it is very tempting to have to choose to preserve strength. Waiting for how the world government handles this. It was a very tempting move, which surprised Yifei a little. Judging from the character of the original work, he is very attractive and has always been a very arrogant and unruly person. But today, this person is willing to bow his head. Yifei was very surprised. However, even if D Flamingo bowed his head this time, Yifei didn't intend to let them go so easily. Therefore, it is natural to find some trouble first. You can go, but not Diamante and Sugar, the two of them must stay. Yifei replied. Keeping Diamante, of course, is to avenge Rebecca. Advertisement. You know, back then, Diamante killed her mother. Let him go, what would Rebecca think? She is the princess of Dressrosa. Keeping Diamante can gain the support of the Riku clan. As for the world government, the Riku clan can take the lead. After all, his royal status must be recognized by the world government. Besides, Yi Fei really wanted to avenge Rebecca. Second, leave the granulated sugar. Yi Fei has another purpose. Dressrosa's toy house has a lot of toy people. These toy people were previously human. For Yi Fei's words, D Flamingo's expression changed suddenly. Granu also put down the grapes in his hand. Before that, in Marineford, he felt that Yi Fei was definitely not a kind person. The Riku royal family, although it is the royal family of Dressrosa. What did you leave them to for? Diamante's expression was extremely ferocious. At that time, it is a very tempting brutal rule, and the truth will be revealed. As for the Riku clan, they can restore their status in Dressrosa many years ago in an instant. Rebecca wept softly. D Flamingo asked coldly, "You don't need to ask, and I don't want to explain to you, I just ask if you agree or not." Even if he retreats again and again. Advertisement. Of course, in addition to being very attractive, the reason for this effect is that sugar is also a very important reason. But Yi Fei seemed unsympathetic. But at this moment, they are like garbage in the hearts of the people. She knew that Yi Fei kept Diamante in order to avenge herself. At the same time, Rebecca, who was tied to the iron pillar, couldn't control her tears. They were all directly turned into toy people by Granos, and their relatives had lost their memories of them. Therefore, these two must stay. Yi Shi, Master Yi Fei. For so many years, the infinite grievances in my heart flowed down with tears. She knows what Dressrosa will mean once D Flamingo gives himself up. Then, all the toy people in the toy house will turn back into human beings. Just remove her ability. The family Cadres were immediately speechless in shock. In D Flamingo's words, there is a sense of helplessness. Damn it, it's impossible to want me to stay here. Today, he finally confirmed this idea. Yi Fei sneered at each other. At the moment, he has no intention of giving D Flamingo any chance. When they return to the public, they would naturally speak for the Riku clan. King Riku's name is justified, then the Whitebeard pirates will have no resistance to stationing in Dressrosa. All of this, Yi Fei has already planned. Hey, Yi Fei, you are getting too much. At this moment, he had roughly guessed Yi Fei's purpose in his mind. Chapter 138 D Flamingo of Wrath Ultimate. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Moreover, they did not leave any chance for the opponent at all. How terrible is this? Almost extinct. Where the hell did I offend you? You want to force me like this over and over again. D Flamingo couldn't figure it out anyway. A moment ago, he was king of Dressrosa. Has everything Dressrosa has. But now, the sight is lost. He couldn't even protect his subordinates. Agree or disagree? Yi Fei asked blankly, already impatient. The dragon tooth in his hand has already raised an electric current. He can be dealt with anytime. At this moment, Yi Fei didn't want to leave any chance for D Flamingo. D Flamingo looked back at his family Cadres. In my mind, I think of countless pasts. These people have always followed him. Especially Diamante and Toripal. They watched themselves grow up. For this group of family Cadres, D Flamingo has an indescribable emotion. Although many of them have worrying IQs, eccentric personalities, and penchant for strange things, D Flamingo regards them as his family from the bottom of his heart. For their trust, D Flamingo is unreserved. Advertisement. This can be seen from the pirate hyena Bellamy. Even though Bellamy tried her best to prove her loyalty. But D Flamingo still wouldn't believe him. Compared with the original family Cadres, Bellamy has always been an outsider. But now, Yi Fei wants him to give up Diamante and Granu. How can he do? For a while, D Flamingo was caught in a dilemma. Dover, don't, I've always been loyal to you. For so many years, we have done what you say. What happened to Rebecca's mother? It was just an accident. Diamante said hurriedly. At this moment, he can already see that Yi Fei wants to keep him because he wants to execute himself. In a panic, he remembered Scarlet, who killed Rebecca's mother many years ago. It was definitely because of this that he was kept. Then, he couldn't stay even more. Had to start begging D Flamingo not to give up on him. On the side, Granu also stared blankly at D Flamingo. Compared with Diamante's haste, her face was much calmer, looking like a child. At the same time, the other Cadres of the Don Quixote family didn't know what to do. At the same time, everyone's eyes turned to D Flamingo. Yi Fei, is it really impossible to discuss? I've already agreed to quit Dressrosa. D Flamingo smiled awkwardly. The smile on his face was also quite distorted. It wasn't his intention, but there was no way around it. Advertisement. Do it, he knows he will lose. I only have this condition. You can go, but Diamante and Sugar can't. Yi Fei's attitude was extremely firm. Of course, that was on purpose. If you let him go, what will happen if you don't keep everything? No matter what conditions D Flamingo offers, Yi Fei will not agree. D Flamingo's smile froze instantly. Get him out of Dressrosa can. But let him give up these two family Cadres. He can't do it. That was the earliest family member who followed him out of the battlefield. Oh, that's good. Super shot whip. Da Flamingo stretches his right hand back. HMPH, Yi Fei, when did you steal my moves? Yi Fei laughed. Da Flamingo was also extremely responsive. Then, it landed heavily on Da Flamingo's chest. The thin line in Da Flamingo's hand, he can see clearly. There was a loud bang that seemed to be heard throughout Dressrosa. Just when the thin line was about to cut Yi Fei. Stealing. Brother Ming, you underestimate me. Da Flamingo snorted coldly. Brutally blocked Da Flamingo's attack. Advertisement. Play the same move as Da Flamingo, super hit whiplash. What? Dover. Then, countless thin lines spread all over the fingers, and the thin lines stretched countless. What Yi Fei used was obviously his own trick. Yi Fei has already stretched out his finger. The mace in his hand had already turned into an armed form. But the thin line in his hand, where is Yi Fei's opponent? It was like a long whip hitting Yi Fei. Immediately turned into a thin line to resist. Da Flamingo spewed out a mouthful of blood. At this moment, he was finally sure. Little Lord. That night, it was Yi Fei who controlled the soldiers to kill. It directly hit the huge wall of King's Heights. Bump. Da Flamingo broke out in a cold sweat. Immediately, the whole person was sent flying. As soon as the mace touched the thin wire, it was immediately interrupted. Seeing this, Yi Fei smiled slightly. Blast him directly. No response from Da Flamingo. This should have something to do with the ability to have string fruit. 0%. Chapter 139 Conqueror's Hockey. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. The Cadres of the Don Quixote family all exclaimed. A huge hole has been smashed into the wall of the residence not far away. It's just a move. Can you defeat the young master? The reward of 5.1 billion Baileys was indeed not in vain. Damn it, how dare you treat our young master like this? The family members could no longer keep calm. Immediately, Torrebel immediately protected Granu. Pica Diamante, a senior cadre of the family, rushed forward with several people. Seeing this, Yi Fei smiled slightly. Sure enough, they quite understand tactics. No to protect the granulated sugar. However, in the face of absolute power, they are simply seeking their own death. Just when everyone was about to approach Yi Fei. Suddenly, an extremely strong aura burst out from Yi Fei. Conqueror's Hockey. The same trick as the young master. Pica Diamante was shocked by the momentum and retreated again and again. The two had no choice but to reach out their hands at the same time to cover their faces. At the same time, facing a very strong momentum. Both hearts beat involuntarily. Advertisement. With the strength of the two, both of them can resist Yi Fei's current Conqueror's Hockey. But those family members with weaker willpower can't do it. Baby 5 was the first to faint. Then, it was Sugar that was entrusted behind Torrebel. Next, Buffalo, Jorah. These people all fell down one by one. Ding. Host defeats Da Flamingo family member BABY5, reward experience plus 3000. Open black lens bracket. Host defeats the Da Flamingo family member, Sugar, reward experience value plus 3000. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Host defeats Buffalo, a member of the Da Flamingo family, reward experience value plus 3000. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Host defeated Da Flamingo family member Cora, reward experience value plus 3000. Close black lens bracket. 4 people fell in a row. Yi Fei gained 12,000 experience points. Equivalent to 4 Marine Rear Admirals. It was just a trick. In this regard, Yi Fei is quite satisfied. The rest did not fall. But under Yi Fei's hockey, they didn't dare to move at all. They are all holding on under extremely tense situations. Granulated Sugar. See, Sugar fell to the ground. Torrebel completely panicked. You know, she is the top priority of the family cadres. Advertisement. If it wasn't just for dealing with Firefist Ace. There is no way to bring her out. But now, Granos is completely dizzy. Wake up. Torrebel desperately shook Sasuke's young body. But Sugar seems to be overly frightened. No matter how much Torrebel shook, he never woke up. Boo. On the execution platform, Fire Fist Ace, who was transformed into a toy monkey, immediately returned to human form. At the same time, the toy Cyrus who was tied to the iron pillar immediately returned to its original state. Mr. Soldier. Rebecca opened her mouth wide. Yi Fei. Turning back into a human form, Fire Fist Ace walked up to Yi Fei. He didn't expect Yi Fei's conquerors to be so powerful. At that time in Marineford, it seemed that they were not so powerful. As an ace with Conqueror's hockey, he soon realized that Yi Fei's hockey was stronger than himself. Looking back at Rebecca, Ace knew that Yi Fei's hockey could do targeted attacks. Should have reached advanced level. Now, it's time for you to join forces and help me deal with them. Yi Fei sneered. At this moment, hockey was gradually put away. During this period of time, I will also practice alone. It worked fine today. Advertisement. On the opposite side, the cadres of the Don Quixote family stood there one by one at the moment. The strong coercion just now made them still not recover. At the same time, Cyrus, who turned back into a human, also broke free from the chains. Immediately, he jumped to Rebecca's side. He stretched out his hand and directly broke the shackles on Rebecca's body. Mr. Soldier. Dad. Rebecca's tears flowed down again. At this moment, in her vague memory, when he was very young, it seemed that he often hugged himself. It turned out that he was really the father. Rebecca, it was my father who was wrong before. From now on, I will take good care of you. The father and daughter hugged each other and wept. Cyrus, now does not seem to be the time for reunion. Diamante, I'll leave it to you. Yi Fei said lightly. Originally, Yi Fei wanted to solve him with his own hands. Don Quixote family senior cadre experience points are certainly not bad. However, at this time, Yi Fei wants to be a favor. In the original book, Diamante was defeated by Cyrus. Well, now that he's back to normal, Diamante is still handed over to him. Even if he can't handle it, he and Ace are still here. Chapter 140 Handing Diamante to Cyrus. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Mr. Yi Fei, thank you very much. Cyrus said respectfully. He was naturally very excited to be able to personally kill the person who killed Rebecca's mother. Then, he picked up a sword from the ground and jumped towards Diamante. HMPH, Cyrus, do you think he is still the powerful sword fighter from more than 10 years ago? Diamante laughed. More than 10 years ago, he heard the name of Cyrus. But since 8 years later, he has become a toy. After so many years, without practice, wouldn't he be rusty? Thinking of this, Diamante gained confidence. Then, he pointed the western sword in his hand at Cyrus. Diamante, Cyrus shouted, for so many years, except for being sorry for Rebecca. He didn't want to avenge Scarlet all the time. Bring it on. In an instant, the two fought together. Yi Fei, I can't just look around here too. Ace said to Yi Fei while gearing up. At the same time, it seemed a little embarrassing. Advertisement. You know, he is the captain of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates. Being turned into a toy, if this is passed back to the Whitebeard Pirates. Wouldn't it make people laugh out loud? This is more than a great shame, it is simply a shame. Moreover, this time Yi Fei was required to help. It's so embarrassing. Therefore, he must act. I want to try it. Yi Fei was a little unhappy. He planned to do it himself. You know, defeating these family cadres can gain a lot of experience points. If defeated by Ace, so, wouldn't I have to lose a lot of experience points? 10,000, 20,000. Yi Fei has already started counting silently. Yi Fei, what should I say? We are all brothers who drank the sworn wine. Could it be that you don't give me face? I was too embarrassed just now. This face, I must get it back. Also, against an opponent of this level, it would be too wasteful for you to take a shot. Ace stood in front of Yi Fei. Yi Fei could only nod helplessly. No way, who made the two of them drink the sworn wine? But giving up so many experience points, Yi Fei's heart is bleeding. Advertisement. See Yi Fei agree. Ace took the lead, ignited his fiery fist, and charged directly at the gang of family cadres. At this moment, he didn't have to worry about Rebecca, because Yi Fei was there. Ace can let his hands and feet go big. The battle has been fought on two fronts. Seeing this, Yi Fei had no choice but to take Rebecca back to the back of the execution platform. Master Yi Fei, why did you say your name is Yi Shi? Rebecca raised her head and looked at Yi Fei with a puzzled expression. Previously, Yi Fei had concealed her identity from her. Rebecca wondered why. I just don't want to expose it very much. After thinking for a while, Yi Fei replied. It is also a good thing to train a strong apprentice to help him. Then, I also have time to teach her something slowly. I guess, it was precisely because of hiding his identity that Yi Fei successfully met King Riku. Frankly speaking, that time, the system did not judge that it had won him. Oh, are you the big pirate who defeated Akainu at Marineford? Additionally, Dressrosa is about to become the base of the Whitebeard Pirates. Didn't you already become a teacher? Yi Fei nodded. Really, Master Yi Fei, can you teach me how to fight? Advertisement. However, this time he was given a favor. Rebecca replied excitedly. Then, maybe the agreement between himself and King Riku will not be so easy to reach. Rebecca asked again. At this moment, Rebecca finally knew that only by becoming strong can she protect her family and the country. Originally, Yi Fei also wanted to teach her. Yi Fei felt a little sorry for her psychologically. How powerful is the person who can defeat him? Yi Fei nodded silently. So, until now, Yi Fei didn't know whether he had defeated him or not. It is estimated that Cyrus has nothing to say. No wonder, he was able to catch the white blade with his bare hands. Now it seems that all this seems to be taken for granted. This time, Rebecca was caught by D Flamingo because of her own relationship. Even the world government and naval headquarters think so, giving the title of 7 warlords of the sea, and such a high bounty. At the same time, his face was filled with admiration. Yi Fei turned around and asked back. Admiral Akainu, as she knows, is the strongest marine. But now everyone is thinking that they are better than Akainu. Seeing Yi Fei nodding, Rebecca asked expectantly. Yes, if the identity was exposed at that time, it was discovered by D Flamingo's family members. But at that time Cyrus would not agree. If it wasn't for herself, Rebecca wouldn't have to suffer here. 31%. Chapter 141 Tons of Fruit Ability. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. The battlefield ahead. Ace has completely suppressed several opponents ahead. Without D Flamingo, these guys are no match for the Firefist Ace. Pika, who is a senior cadre of the family, sees that he is no match for Ace, and suddenly flees underground. On the other hand, Cyrus and Diamante fought inextricably. However, as a one-legged man, he was obviously at a disadvantage when confronting Diamante. Seeing this scene, Rebecca suddenly became worried. Master Yi Fei, is my dad okay? Rebecca looked at Cyrus with a worried face. It was the first time she saw her father's face clearly. Haha, nothing. Yi Fei smiled. In the original book, Diamante was defeated by the toy man Cyrus. But now it is clearly at a disadvantage. Immediately, Yi Fei felt a little troubled. Can this guy do it? I was wondering if I should step forward to help. Suddenly, he saw a figure in the sky, covering the sun. 10 tons of bis. In the air, a fat man with blonde hair and a red military cap suddenly landed. Yi Fei raised his head curiously and finally saw him clearly. The man's name was Mahabas, one of the early cadres of the D Flamingo family. The fruit capacity is the capacity of pressing fruit per ton. Advertisement. The ability to crush fruit by tons means that the body falls from the air, forming huge pressure and crushing the opponent. 10 tons of base is equivalent to 10 tons of pressure. A marine warship may not be able to withstand such powerful impacts several times. Master Yi Fei. Rebecca nervously wanted to pull Yi Fei away. However, Yi Fei has no intention of leaving. Instead, he raised the dragon tooth with one hand and directly received the 10 tons of power. Moreover, it directly pushed him up. What? He actually caught my 10 tons of bicep. Mahabas was stunned. Under normal circumstances, no one can handle such a heavy force. Either it was avoided, or it was crushed directly. However, Yi Fei lifted the 10 tons with one hand. Hey hey, Yi Fei smiled triumphantly. This weight is nothing to me. Yi Fei, don't be too complacent, huh? Mahabas jumped away like a rubber ball. After jumping back into place, prepare to attack again. Just now, he just wanted to take advantage of Yi Fei's inattention and secretly crush him. Obviously, that won't work. Then, only to be ruthless. Come, let me see your strength. Advertisement. Yi Fei provoked deliberately. I am very curious about the power of Mahabas. At the same time, I also want to try how much power I can bear. Kiloton bis. Mahabas jumped into the air again. The whole body, suspended in the air, aimed at Yi Fei and Rebecca. Master. Rebecca grabbed the corner of Yi Fei's clothes nervously. However, Yi Fei ignored her. Raise the dragon's tooth and wrap it around the armored color. Aimed at Mahabas again. Then, he stepped onto the execution platform and knocked him to the ground. Yi Fei took Rebecca and sank directly. But at this moment, Yi Fei was still holding Mahabas' 1,000-ton strength. As expected of the strength of 5.1 billion pirates. Yi Fei straightened his originally bent arm and pushed Mahabasi directly up. Bump. Even the young master of Dover dare not accept his 1,000 tons of buys. Mahabath fell heavily to the ground. It turned out that the extremely strong gravity can only last for a short time. However, Yi Fei accepted it abruptly. Mahabas had to be a little surprised. What followed was that the ground under Yi Fei's feet collapsed rapidly as the gravity increased. Advertisement. Such a strong gravity presses on others. Unlike the contempt just now, Yi Fei is very serious this time. When this guy speaks, he likes to add a slang term of ying. Mahabas stood up again bearing the pain all over his body. Then it's much easier. This gravity made Yi Fei feel very strenuous. You know, that's 1,000 tons of buys, which is equivalent to 1,000 tons of power. Even steel can hardly bear this weight. Is this the counterproductive consequence of using tons of fruit? Then, it will gradually weaken. Immediately, Yi Fei felt the infinite gravity in his hand. Bump. As expected of 1,000 tons of buys. Hearing this, Yi Fei smiled slightly. Yi Fei also had to be prepared. However, Yi Fei gradually felt that the gravity was weakening. There was a loud bang. At this moment, Yi Fei noticed that several scars suddenly appeared on his body. Mahabas landed directly on top of Yi Fei's dragon tooth. In Yi Fei's doubts, 1 million kilograms of gravity is no small matter. Presumably my own body organs can't bear it too. Just after enduring the short period of extremely strong gravity. Percent. Chapter 142 Ace's Doubts. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Yi Fei, do you dare to try my tons of bicep? Mahabath wiped the bloodline from the corner of his mouth. Come on, I want to try. Yi Fei replied dismissively. He raised the dragon tooth in his hand again. The extremely strong gravity just now still made his hands sore. This time there will be another 10,000 tons of gravity. Then come and try my tons of bicep. Say it Mahabath. Soar into the air again. Tons of buys. Mahabath suddenly roared. Added body weight to ultimate, then, aimed at Yi Fei. The momentum alone makes people feel that there is a world of difference from just now. Yi Fei clearly felt. Then he raised his weapon and aimed at his fat body. Just when it was about to fall, Yi Fei suddenly took Rebecca to dodge. Mahabas fell directly to the ground heavily. Immediately, a large pit tens of meters deep was smashed out of the execution platform, and at the same time, the entire execution platform also shattered. Master Yi Fei. Rebecca looked at Yi Fei worriedly. Originally, she thought that Yi Fei would follow up directly like the last 2 times. Yi Fei turned around. Nothing. Advertisement. Then, the two walked towards the entrance of the cave together. Mahabas is trying to climb up. Tun Baisi is already his strongest move. Using this kind of move will cause the body to face extremely strong damage. Wait for him to climb to the mouth of the cave. Yi Fei, you lied to me. You said, you'll catch it. With the pain all over his body, Mahabas accused Yi Fei of not playing cards according to the routine. Sorry, I lied to you. Yi Fei replied lightly. Then, smiled at him. Mahabas fell to the ground with hatred. Ding. Host knocks down Don Quigatha's family Cadre Mahabas, reward experience plus 5000. ... The moment you receive the system reward. Yi Fei looked a little embarrassed. I really didn't shoot him. He fell like that himself. In the front, Ace has knocked down many family Cadres consecutively. Soon, except for Torrebel and Pika. The rest of the family Cadres fell to the ground. Torrebel couldn't last long, but Pika, a senior Cadre of the family, escaped underground. Borrow the ability of Shishi Fruit to launch sneak attacks from time to time. Every time Ace's fire fist hits the ground, he will escape. Advertisement. After the Ace knocked out Torre Pole, Pika refused to show up to fight. This left Ace speechless. The ability of the fire element has no effect on the stone at all. As long as Pika hides in the stone, there was little he could do. Yi Fei. Ace looked at Yi Fei helplessly. This opponent, leave it to me. Help me take care of Diamante and take care of Rebecca. Yi Fei said lightly. At this moment, he was looking for an opportunity to make a move so as to collect experience points. Although Mera Mera Fruit's ability is powerful and its impact is strong enough, it is still difficult to achieve a substantial attack on the ground, and it is said that it is difficult to produce an effect on Pika. Mera Mera Fruit has no effect, but String Fruit is almost his nemesis. No problem. Ace replied awkwardly. Go to Diamante. In order to alleviate the embarrassment, Yi Fei wanted to save face by knocking Diamante down. However, his move was stopped by Cyrus, who was fighting. She knew that her father wanted to avenge her mother. Yi Fei played the D Flamingo move. Dad, from the sky, start noticing what's going on the ground. Isn't this a D Flamingo move? Ace couldn't believe it. 5 color strings. The hatred for Diamante made him not allow anyone to intervene. Advertisement. Yi Fei didn't hit him, although he is at a disadvantage. Suddenly, my heart throbbed. Countless thin transparent threads directly cut and shattered the stone slabs on the ground. Yi Fei smiled lightly. This opponent is indeed too good at escaping. Under the stone slab, you can occasionally notice traces of objects moving inside. Ace was very helpless, so he had to retreat to Rebecca's side. Yi Fei has already jumped into the air. Forehead. Why would Yi Fei use the same ability as D Flamingo? Thinking of this, Ace thought again. At the same time. Just now, when he himself was fighting D Flamingo. Could it be that he can copy all the fruit abilities? In the original book, Cyrus said loudly. Why does Yi Fei have it? On the side, Ace looked shocked. Of course, Zoro only defeated him after many consecutive defeats. Pika's was defeated by the pirate hunter Zoro. Rebecca whispered to herself. Mr. Ace, this man's opponent is me. The opponent is using this ability. Hehe, the reaction is really fast. Yi Fei can not only use the ability of the fire department, but also has the same dragon form as the 4 Emperors Kaido. However, Pika reacted quickly. Chapter 143. Pika, a senior cadre of the family. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Now, with D Flamingo's fruit powers. One person, using multiple fruits in a row. Ace couldn't believe it. But this is the fact that he saw with his own eyes. Immediately, this person was also dumbfounded. Brother Ace, what are you looking at? Seeing that Ace opened his mouth wide, Rebecca felt very curious. Nothing. Only then did Ace come back to his senses. Look at Yi Fei in the sky again. At this moment, he is paying full attention to the ground situation. Pika is still under the stone, wandering around. After 5 color strings failed several times in a row. Yi Fei was completely enraged. I let you hide. 5 color strings. The thin wire kept cutting the ground. Soon, all the stone slabs on the ground were smashed to pieces. After hearing the sound of awe, Yi Fei finally knew that he had hit him. Damn it, how dare you hurt me? From among the rocks, a humanoid head poked out, accompanied by a shrill voice. Hearing this, Ace was stunned. What's the situation? Advertisement. However, he soon knew that it was Pika's voice. Suddenly, I couldn't help laughing out loud. Ha 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 ha. Your body shape doesn't match your voice at all. Ace pointed at Pika and laughed loudly. When I first fought with him, I didn't notice it yet. Suddenly discovered this secret. It made Ace laugh until tears almost fell down. Hateful. Faced with Ace's ridicule, Pika was furious. All along, what he hates the most is the sound of others laughing at him. Now Fire Fist Ace actually laughed at him in public. However, Pika was very curious about Yi Fei's move using Da Flamingo. How did you use Dover's ability? Pika was stunned. If not, he just cut the ground with thin wire. I will not be forced out. However, Yi Fei didn't answer, just secretly laughed. This man's voice is really interesting. I don't know what the original author was thinking. All the Cadres of the Don Quixote family are talented. Yi Fei's actions angered Pika even more. Hateful. Pika dived into the ground again. Just when Yi Fei was about to use his string fruit ability. Advertisement. Pika has turned into a humanoid boulder and appeared behind Yi Fei. Dozens of rock tentacles blasted towards Yi Fei. Yi Fei, be careful. Ace put away his smile and shouted to Yi Fei. If hit by the sharp tentacles, either death or injury. However, all of this has long been perceived by Yi Fei's advanced sense of knowledge. Just when the tentacles were about to approach him. With a flash, Yi Fei quickly escaped from the tentacles. Fall on top of rocks. Although the stone fruit's ability is powerful, it has a very strong effect on large-scale enemies. But for a single target, strengths turn into weaknesses. But there is a great weakness, the speed is too slow. In front of the extremely fast Yi Fei. The speed of the stone couldn't keep up with Yi Fei at all. 5 color strings. Compared with just now, Cyrus became more brave as he fought. Unless using birdcage. It's inconvenient for Ace to ask more. HMPH, ran away. The level of sword skills of the legendary sword fighters also began to show slowly. Immediately, Yi Fei turned his head to look at the huge stone wall of King's Heights. Before being hit, Yi Fei who manipulates dozens of thin lines. Ace also stepped forward with a puzzled expression, and began to wonder in his heart how this kid learned Da Flamingo's fruit ability. However, this time it still missed Pika. Advertisement. At this moment, Cyrus is still fighting Diamante. In an instant, dozens of tentacles and Pika's huge body were instantly cut to pieces. But Yi Fei is not Da Flamingo after all. But recently Yi Fei has really caught everyone by surprise. This is also where it is difficult for the enemy to attack him. Rebecca immediately leaned over. There was no movement of Pika on the ground. As an ability user of Shishi fruit, he can quickly walk through stones. The small stones all fell to the ground, stirring up huge dust. Follow Yi Fei and look towards Cyrus. He is no longer here. Then, fly down. Yi Fei nodded. Yi Fei snorted coldly. There was a boom. At the same time, Diamante became more and more unable to do what he wanted, from the initial offense to defense, especially when he saw Yi Fei and Ace staring at him. Diamante only felt feeling trembling in my heart. Even if I win, maybe I will be killed. Can't do this kind of thing. Thinking of this, Yi Fei didn't want to pursue too much. He had already dived into the stone. Master Yi Fei. As long as he hides among the rocks, the opponent has nothing to do with him. Even if there is one more ability, it is difficult for others to say more. This guy should have escaped inside. Swing towards Pika. Chapter 144. The toys have all turned back into humans. Da Flamingo is gone. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Yi Fei, I think I'll go straight up and deal with him. Ace got a little impatient waiting. He has nothing to do with Pika. But against Diamante, Ace is handy. I have no opinion. Yi Fei spread his hands. I still want to go up there. You kid is messing around again. Cyrus would certainly not agree. Ace was about to step forward. But was stopped again by Cyrus. 2. Please give this person to me to defeat. Cyrus swung a blow with all his strength, and directly shocked Diamante back again and again. Ace, let's not interfere. At this moment, Yi Fei had already seen Cyrus' determination. Regarding this, Ace didn't say much, but nodded repeatedly. At the same time, Dressrosa exploded all over the city. What's going on? Did they come to rescue? Ace looked up alertly. Yi Fei just shook his head lightly. It's okay, it's our reinforcements. Advertisement. Hearing this, Ace was stunned. Yi Fei, you are right, reinforcements. Where did we get reinforcements? Father, Marco and the others are all in the base camp now. If they come, won't they say it in advance? Hearing this, Yi Fei smiled lightly. Ace doesn't know for granted. There were explosions all over the city. Someone must have started the fight. You know, the sugar under Da Flamingo has turned many people into toys. Just now, Granos had passed out. Well, these toy people will definitely turn back into humans. Once turned back to human, then, must find Da Flamingo revenge. Yi Fei estimated that these toys that turned back into humans must be fighting Da Flamingo's forces. You know, these people were all enslaved by Da Flamingo before. Can they not take revenge? The enemy's enemy is one's own reinforcements. Then, Yi Fei told Ace about the toy man. Ace suddenly realized. I said, why did I suddenly become a toy just now? So, which kid is it? Ace said, looking at the unconscious Granu. Ace was also taken aback by being suddenly turned into a toy. Dressrosa is known as the country of toys. Could it be that these toys were made by this child? Hee hee, Don't look at her smiling, she is at least 20 years old. Advertisement. Yi Fei smiled lightly. 20. How is it possible? She looks like she's only in her teens. Ace was full of doubts. Yi Fei is worth explaining. Those who eat the fruit of childishness will never grow up. Ace then asked. Yi Fei, how do you know so much? Hearing this, Yi Fei smiled. These are explained in the original book. Immediately, Yi Fei had no choice but to find an excuse to fool the past. Meanwhile, the urban area of Dressrosa. There were gunfire everywhere. The people who turned back into toys, and their family and friends, were outraged. For so many years, D Flamingo has turned them into toys and enslaved them to do hard labor. Moreover, the one named Sugar has signed a contract with them to work until death. Until they die, they have to work non-stop. I turned back into a human, woohoo. D Flamingo, come out, I'm going to kill you. Let's wipe out their remnants first, and then settle accounts with them. ... Angry people, carrying weapons, kept attacking D Flamingo's subordinates. At the same time, their relatives also thought of them instantly. Then, with them, they attacked towards the highland of the king. The bullfighting arena, the underground arsenal, the smile factory, the toys that turned back into humans took up weapons one after another. Originally, King Riku was preparing to run to the bullfighting arena. After seeing the toy turn back into a human, looked very shocked. Advertisement. At the same time, Cyrus immediately thought of him in his mind. So, it was you at that time. Cyrus, I actually forgot you for 8 years. King Riku suddenly realized. Thinking of Cyrus, he also quickly thought of the man named Yi Shi. A few days ago, Cyrus took Yi Shi to find him. And the two sides also signed a contract. For the past few days, King Riku has been thinking about this matter. Could it be that someone from the Whitebeard pirates did it? King Riku stood on the arena, looking at the messy field. Gladiators with weapons in hand, swords in hand, slashing at D Flamingo's men. For 8 years, countless arena gladiators have been turned into toys. Their mood is the same as that of Dressrosa at the moment. Just to get revenge. Could it be that Dressrosa is really going to restore the country? King Riku suddenly sighed. Restoring the country has been his dream for the past 8 years. But when this happened suddenly, King Riku was not ready yet. Your Majesty, D Flamingo is at the end of his rope. Now is the time for us to recover Dressrosa. A group of soldiers suddenly flocked to King Riku. These people are the soldiers who survived the disaster 8 years ago. In the past few years, they have been stealing lives in the arena with King Riku. At this moment, they finally realized that now is the opportunity to fight back. Chapter 145 Birdcage. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. It's about time. King Riku slowly took off his iron hat. He has worn this iron hat for nearly 8 years. For the past 8 years, he didn't know how he got here. Now, the opportunity has finally come. He can take off this hat openly. Warriors, come with me to King's Heights. King Riku raised his iron sword and shouted at everyone. Woohoo! The soldiers raised their weapons and responded one after another. King's Heights. D Flamingo is back to normal. When he saw the sound of gunfire in Dressrosa, he already knew that Dressrosa, which he had been running for 8 years, was completely disturbed by Yi Fei. Moreover, at this moment, he knew that he had become Dressrosa's public enemy. Yi Fei, what kind of hatred do I have with you? You want to treat me like this? D Flamingo said indignantly. Until now, he still can't figure out why he was targeted by Yi Fei. Suddenly an idea popped up in his mind. Could it be that he wants to be like me, to be alone in Dressrosa? Just now, Yi Fei seemed to have said this too. Dover, members of our family, are all knocked out. Advertisement. A head popped out of nowhere on the floor tiles of King's Heights. This person is Pika who just escaped. The two of Yi Fei and Ace have defeated most of the Cadres. Even Torebel, the highest cadre of the family, has been killed by Ace. At present, Diamante is alone there. I see. D Flamingo nodded silently. From the moment he chose to fight Yi Fei, he had already expected this result. But let him abandon Diamante and Sugar, D Flamingo really can't do it. Dover, what shall we do now? Pika's shrill voice was full of worry. Foo, Yi Fei, since you want Dressrosa, then, I'll let this place be reduced to ruins. D Flamingo suddenly sneered. At the same time, on the execution platform of King's Heights. After Cyrus knocked Diamante's sword away, he knocked Diamante to the ground. Facing the sword pointed at himself. Diamante looked panicked. No, don't kill me. At this moment, he faced Cyrus' cold eyes and murderous aura all over his body. Diamante was terrified. Back then, how did you kill Rebecca's mother? Cyrus accused angrily. Advertisement. On the side, Rebecca burst into tears again. She suddenly remembered that scene when she was a child. I didn't mean to. Sorry. Diamante broke out in cold sweat. Go talk to Scarlet. Cyrus swung his long sword and cut off Diamante's head amidst Diamante's shouts. The long sword slid across, and Diamante's head rolled down. Cyrus was silent for a while, suddenly fell to his knees and couldn't help crying. Scarlet's revenge, at this moment, was finally avenged. Not far away, there are white lines rising up from the king's heights. Of course, Yi Fei always felt that something was wrong with this setting. Birdcage. Swords, shells are useless against it. You know, in the original book, it was just being arrested. Some touches. That's just birdcage, no big deal. Hearing this, Yi Fei raised his head and followed the direction Ace was looking at. Now his identity is probably the same as that of King Riku back then, and he is cast aside by everyone. Aside, Ace's words interrupted Yi Fei's thoughts. Yi Fei reminded. D Flamingo actually wanted to use this trick. Advertisement. This result is in line with Yi Fei's expectations. In the original book, Diamante was arrested by Marine after being knocked unconscious. In the original book, the thin wire used by Birdcage can't be cut off even with a smile from Admiral Fujitora, so he can only resist Birdcage's retraction with everyone. On the side, Yi Fei stood there quietly. Ace joked. Just when Yi Fei was secretly complacent. However, Yi Fei didn't regret it, but felt a little happy instead. In the original book, he also did similar things. Yi Fei smiled lightly. Rebecca walked up slowly, put her hand on her father's shoulder, and gently comforted. D Flamingo is so naive. This is one of D Flamingo's strongest moves. According to Yi Fei's conjecture, D Flamingo should want to destroy the island. Dad, those white threads, after the reunion in the sky, spread out like a cage. Unexpectedly, Birdcage was used so quickly this time. Heaven, what is that? This is the strongest move before the awakening of D Flamingo's fruit ability. This has changed the original plot. Ace, don't underestimate this thing. Birdcage, what is this trying to do? Is he trying to lock us in like birds? Because of his appearance, Diamante was beheaded. It is estimated that it was also rushed. Chapter 146 Yi Fei wants to beat D Flamingo. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. You know, it is indeed a bit exaggerated that even a person like Admiral cuts the thin line. But the style setting of pirates has always been like this. It's inconvenient for Yi Fei to think too much. Yi Fei, can't even you interrupt? Ace was a little puzzled. You can try it with your fire fist. Yi Fei laughed. Since even Admiral's slash has no effect on it. Then, the setting of Birdcage should be invincible. Even his own Thunder 8 trigrams might not be able to interrupt it. It is good, Ace answered very simply. He really wanted to try it. Then, without waiting for Yi Fei's answer, he flew directly towards Birdcage. Soon, Yi Fei saw flames not far away. Not long after, Ace came back to Yi Fei with a disheartened face. F***K, what kind of material is this birdcage made of? My flames have no effect at all. Ace looked very speechless. Is D Flamingo really that strong? Ha ha, Yi Fei smiled lightly. Didn't say much. Yi Fei, I just noticed that Birdcage tightens up. Advertisement. Also, these fine lines will cut the house. What will happen if this continues? Will everyone be cut off? Asked Ace. As a Logia fruit ability user, he can turn into flames and escape. But what about other people? Although he is a pirate, he doesn't want innocent people to be implicated. That's right, the birdcage keeps tightening and keeps cutting. Unless the capable user stops. Yi Fei nodded. Then we just watch. Is there no way? Ace asked immediately. There is only one way, defeat D Flamingo. Yi Fei replied. Just take down D Flamingo and the birdcage will disappear. The birdcage in the original book disappeared after Luffy defeated D Flamingo. Then why don't we wait and just kill D Flamingo? Ace said in a hurry. At this moment, he has ignited his fist of fire. Judging from the position of the thin line just raised, D Flamingo is on the king's heights. Now, just deal with him. Ace, you stay here, you will fight with those who attack later. Advertisement. As for D Flamingo, leave it to me. Yi Fei said lightly. Hearing this, Ace is not calm anymore. Yi Fei, do you think I'm no match for D Flamingo? Being turned into a toy is just my carelessness. Just now I was protecting your apprentice while fighting all of them. Ace hurriedly explained. Just now, he was turned into a toy monkey by the sugar. I was afraid that Yi Fei would misunderstand that he was not D Flamingo's opponent. However, Yi Fei just shook his head. Ace, you stay here, and you have to protect Rebecca, and these people on the ground, you have to tie them up. Yi Fei looked at the Cadres of the Don Quixote family who fell to the ground. Among these people, except for Diamante and Torpal who were killed. None of the others died. Oh, so that's what you said, no problem. Ace nodded immediately. As long as you don't think I'm weak, that's fine. However, how did Ace know? The reason why Yi Fei took the initiative to step forward was to defeat D Flamingo and get the experience points rewarded by the system. His most fundamental purpose was not to let Ace rob his prey. In the distance, the Highland of the King. Seeing that Birdcage was finished, D Flamingo immediately smiled. Ooh, then, from now on, let this country feel the pain. Fingers shake slightly. Advertisement. The birdcage, which was originally parked in place, began to gather in the middle, cutting everything. For Birdcage, he is very confident. At this moment, a swift figure landed in front of D Flamingo and Pika. That was Yi Fei who rushed over. Yi Fei. D Flamingo was livid. At the same time, he looked at Yifei with vigilance. And Pika has already drawn out his big knife that is tens of meters long. That scene was to compete with Yifei. Da Flamingo, I advise you to take it easy. Yifei said lightly. Actually, he wanted to fight Da Flamingo. Otherwise, how to collect experience points? Letting him go without a fight is nothing more than polite talk. Da Flamingo sniffed. All my subordinates have been solved by you. Now, still want me to surrender? Yifei, what is your purpose in coming to Dressrosa? Da Flamingo asked sharply, if it wasn't for Yifei's sudden appearance. So, at this moment, he is still the king of Dressrosa, admired by all. He wanted to find out what Yifei's purpose was. Hearing this, Yifei smiled lightly. At this time, there is no need to hide it from him anymore. Chapter 147 Your identity has been revoked. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. For Emperor's Kaido, you've been helping him produce devil fruit, right? So, I must take you down. Yifei said. Da Flamingo was taken aback. He already knew about this top secret matter. At this moment, he was full of doubts. Even the world government didn't find out the news. At this time, there is no need for Da Flamingo to hide. That's right, I'm helping Governor Kaido produce devil fruit. If you kill me here today, then, beasts pirates, I will never let you go. Also, world government, it's even more impossible to let you go. I am the 7 warlords of the sea recognized by the world government. In Da Flamingo's view, although the Yifei and Whitebeard pirates are powerful, it is impossible to offend both sides at the same time. Join the devil fruit factory being smashed. Then, Kaido is bound to transfer the conflict to Yifei and the Whitebeard pirates. At the same time, the world government will not let him go. Of course, at least Da Flamingo thinks so. The reason why he can deal with the world government and Kaido completely depends on the identity of Shichibukai. Hearing this, Yifei smiled and shook his head. HMPH, Dover, you're just the first. Even if I kill you, Kaido wouldn't dare to do anything to our Whitebeard pirates. Yifei laughed out loud. Logically speaking, Da Flamingo's thinking is correct. Advertisement. In the original book, this is exactly what Trafalgar Law worries about. However, Yifei's goal this time is Kaido. If they don't come to look for themselves, we still have to look for him. Foo 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 foo. Da Flamingo let out a low laugh. Yifei, do you know about the deal between me and the Celestial Dragons? Kill me, Celestial Dragons, no one in the world government will let you go. Even if you are Shichibukai. Even Shichibukai, who is also the identity of Celestial Dragons, gave Da Flamingo great convenience. So all the time, the world government turned a blind eye to his various evil deeds. Well, he occupied Dressrosa, and the world government didn't care. Aren't those dirty human transactions between you and Celestial Dragons? Others don't know, don't think I don't know. However, what do you think is the reason I accept Shichibukai? Yifei laughed. The purpose of accepting Shichibukai, Yifei, is also for convenience. You know, as long as you become a Shichibukai, you will have great convenience in terms of identity. Hearing this, Da Flamingo fell silent again. He didn't expect that Yifei knew everything about him like the back of his hand. Even his deal with the Celestial Dragons is pretty clear. Dover, look behind you. Seeing that Da Flamingo was silent, Yifei reminded. Hey, Yifei, you don't mean to attack me. Advertisement. Da Flamingo smiled awkwardly. Do you think there is a sneak attack to deal with you? Yifei was ashamed. Da Flamingo didn't say any more, and turned his head slowly following the direction Yifei was looking at. Standing on the high ground of the king, you can clearly see the blue sea in the distance. On the sea, 6 marine warships, driving side by side, came towards Dressrosa. Da Flamingo was full of doubts. In his sphere of influence, marine warships will unexpectedly appear. What's going on here? All along, he would never allow marine to appear in his sphere of influence. This is still recognized by the world government. How dare they come here without authorization? What's the meaning? Da Flamingo looked back. Dover, your Shichibukai status has been lifted. Same as Gecko Moria, Yifei said coldly. Summit War just ended. Gecko Moria was stripped of her status by the world government. Hey, Yifei, are you kidding me? My Shichibukai status has been revoked. Foo 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 foo, foo 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 foo, so funny. Da Flamingo burst into laughter. Facing his ridicule, Yifei smiled slightly. Advertisement. Otherwise, why do you think I came here alone? To take down Da Flamingo. Yifei ran back and forth and wasted several days. Just to solve this problem perfectly. Hearing this, Da Flamingo's face fell into silence again. It doesn't look like Yifei is lying. Could it be that his Shichibukai status was really lifted? At this moment, the phone bug he was carrying rang. At the same time, the phone bug of Pika, the top cadre of the family, also rang. Immediately, Da Flamingo took out the phone bug from his bosom. It was the Celestial Dragons calling. Da Flamingo was taken aback. Something really happened. Immediately connected to the phone bug. Heavenly Yaksha, from now on, our cooperation is terminated. Come on, hang up the phone bug over there. Just before Da Flamingo could react. The shrill voice came from Pika again. Dover, Governor Kaido sent someone to contact you. At this moment, Da Flamingo realized the importance of the matter. Just when he was about to ask Yi Fei. In the sky, countless lines of paper fell. Randomly picked up one. Da Flamingo only saw one headline. Don Quixote Da Flamingo was removed from the status of 7 warlords of the sea, and the original reward of 340 million Baileys was restored. When he saw the headline, Da Flamingo knew that his situation was over. Chapter 148 16 Sacred Bullets Killed by God. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Why, don't you believe it now? Yi Fei picked up the paper on the ground and asked. On Da Flamingo's forehead, veins popped out. Yi Fei, how on earth did you do it? Da Flamingo demanded. Only now did he understand the purpose of the 6 warships coming here. It was to catch him. Go to impel down and think slowly. Where, you'll have a lot of time. Yi Fei smiled slightly. Has already pulled out the mace from behind and pointed at him. Hateful, I want to catch me to impel down, see if you have the ability. Da Flamingo is downright hysterical. At this moment, his anger has reached its peak. Beside, all the buildings began to deform. A thin white thread appeared around the 3 of them, and soon, the thread was wrapped in the color of the weapon. In this situation, Yi Fei already knew that Da Flamingo's fruit ability had been awakened. Once the devil fruit's ability is awakened, the ability user will affect things other than himself. He was really angry. 16 rounds of sacred bullets, God slaying. 16 armed white threads pierced towards Yi Fei. This is his strongest move in the awakened state of his fruit ability. Advertisement. To deal with an opponent like Yi Fei, using other moves will definitely have no effect. Da Flamingo knows it all too well. Then, only use the strongest move to knock down Yi Fei in an instant. This may have a chance to win. Thunder 8 trigrams. Yi Fei swung out the dragon tooth which was twined with 2 kinds of hockey. The mace with electric current blasted directly at the stabbing, God-killing. Boom. The weapons of the 2 did not touch each other. Just hockeys colliding with each other. Both used conquerors at the same time. Suddenly, the coercion formed by the collision of 2 hockey on the king's high ground destroyed everything around. Even Pika, who was beside the 2 of them, couldn't bear it and called out loudly, Dover. However, Da Flamingo ignored it. Yi Fei, go to hell. Da Flamingo shouted like crazy, using his power to ultimate. That strong aura forced Yi Fei to get serious. Then, raise your own strength to the highest level. Creak. The thin thread under the armed color form couldn't bear Yi Fei's strength anymore, and broke directly. At the same time, just when the thin thread broke, Da Flamingo also flew backwards. Dover. Pika yelled again excitedly. He watched helplessly as his young master smashed his whole body towards the building. Advertisement. Hateful. Da Flamingo knocked down the huge stone pillars of the palace. Just being hockey can get him beaten like this. He couldn't imagine how powerful Yi Fei had become. Still awake. Just when he was about to condense the fine lines again, Yi Fei was already standing in front of him, looking down at him. Da Flamingo broke out in a cold sweat. I just stretched out my hand, and I haven't had time to make any movements in the future. The mace in Yi Fei's hand had already begun to fall. Without any resistance from Da Flamingo. Hit him directly in the stomach. This move, Yi Fei almost used all his strength. The purpose is to defeat Da Flamingo with one move. You know, if you can't beat him once, then, the thin threads in his body will help him restore body functions. Back and forth, too much trouble. Puff. Blood spurted from Da Flamingo's mouth. The entire ground collapsed following Yi Fei's bombardment. Da Flamingo flew straight to the ground, leaving no room for a counterattack. Ding. Open black lens bracket host defeated the original member of 7 warlords of the sea. Reward experience value plus 30,000 close black lens bracket. The moment you hear the system prompt, Yi Fei already knew. Advertisement. Da Flamingo has no ability to resist at this moment. Immediately, he put away the mace and looked towards the sky. The originally huge birdcage is also dissipating. 30,000 experience points are not bad. However, behind him, there was another person. Dover. Damn it, you dare to touch our young master. Pika was furious. Swinging out the big knife tens of meters in his hand, he directly slashed at Yi Fei. Just when the big knife was about to touch Yi Fei has already jumped away. Slash down. The whole palace was cut in half by Pika's big knife. The upper part rises, and then falls down. The rumble echoed throughout the island. Heh, the slash is not bad. Yi Fei praised. As expected of the top cadre of the Don Quixote family. For Yi Fei's praise, Pika did not hesitate. The big knife in his hand struck again. However, Yi Fei did not hide this time. Instead, he directly blocked it with dragon teeth. Pika, your ability is good. Why do you follow Dover so desperately? Yi Fei asked tentatively. Chapter 149 Defeating the 2 Marine Debuts. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. For a long time, members of Da Flamingo's pirate group have existed in the form of a family. Loyalty is extremely high in the pirate world. This goes beyond even the Whitebeard pirates. You know, there is a traitor among the Whitebeard pirates. The Da Flamingo family, except Rocinante. Rocinante was originally a spy arranged by the world government, so there is no betrayal. These family members, no matter what D Flamingo wants to do, they will continue to support them. Come on, I won't be your subordinate. Pika replied Yi Fei with that thin voice. The young master has never looked down on any family members. Even if they are eccentric and behave abnormally, D Flamingo will still see them as one of his own. Moreover, he absolutely does not allow others to humiliate them. Hearing this, Yi Fei looked embarrassed. I never had the idea of making you a subordinate. If it gets out, it will definitely make people laugh out loud. I just want to see what magic D Flamingo has to get you back. Just learn it. Hee. Forget it. I don't like sissy talkers. Yi Fei replied awkwardly. Then, use the dragon teeth to directly push Pika's broadsword. Advertisement. Damn it, you dare to humiliate me. Although Pika tried his best to resist. But his strength is not worth mentioning in front of Yi Fei. Less than 2 seconds. Pika fell to the ground together with the knife. Top Cadre, I'm sorry. Yi Fei said it. In Pika's terrified eyes, he waved the dragon tooth. Ding. Host knocked down Pika, a senior cadre of the D Flamingo family, and gained plus 15,000 experience points. Yi Fei nodded in satisfaction. Defeating D Flamingo this time is not in vain. Almost 60,000 experience points were exchanged. It can be exchanged for many things. However, Yi Fei is in no rush to redeem. Beat D Flamingo, and the matter is not over. There's still a lot of aftermath to deal with. Looking at the two people who fell, Yi Fei used the heavy water of Yuyu fruit, imprisoned the two, and prepared to take the king's high ground. At the same time, 6 marine warships were slowly approaching the port. A burly marine vice-admiral, wearing a breathable mask and carrying a Zansha knife, stepped onto the bow. Master Bastio Vice-Admiral, we are almost arriving at the port. Advertisement. A soldier hurried forward to report. This marine vice-admiral is none other than Bastio. This time I came to Dressrosa, under the orders of naval headquarters and world government, to bring D Flamingo back to Impel Down. Originally, he was sent to other regions to perform tasks. Halfway there, naval headquarters issued a notice to him. Get him to Dressrosa as soon as possible. Originally, Bastio had no confidence in coming here this time. D Flamingo is the current 7 warlords of the sea. With his strength, he is not Dover's opponent at all. But halfway through, I got the news that D Flamingo was abolished Shichibukai. At the same time, I also learned that Yi Fei, the great pirate of the Whitebeard pirates, is most likely in Dressrosa. I feel very strange in my heart. The big pirate Yi Fei Dressrosa. Maybe some kind of agreement has been reached with the world government. Of course, this agreement, as vice-admiral, he must not know. But when he saw the battle on King's Heights from the sea, he began to guess that maybe Yi Fei was fighting D Flamingo. That's why the world government sent him to take D Flamingo away. Stop all the boats in port first. Bastiano ordered. Bastio Vice-Admiral, don't we go into town? Soon someone among the soldiers asked. Who knows what's going on inside? Advertisement. Send someone to find out first. Bastio replied. Currently, Dressrosa's situation is unclear. In the battle on King's Heights just now, he could feel the extremely terrifying aura even on the sea. If you go in rashly, once there is any mistake, maybe all the members will be wiped out. The people on these 6 ships might not be enough for them to fit their teeth. In this regard, Bastio was extremely cautious. After the soldiers got the order, they didn't continue to ask. As soon as the ship arrived at the port, he sent dozens of people to investigate. At this moment, Yi Fei has brought D Flamingo and the family's top cadre Pika down. Yi Fei. As soon as Yi Fei walked to the square, Ace came forward with Rebecca. When the two saw D Flamingo and Pika imprisoned by the water polo, they were also particularly shocked. Yi Fei, how much ability do you know? Lock them both up. Yi Fei said lightly. Then, he looked at the other family officials on the execution platform. All have been put in seastone handcuffs. At the same time, King Riku has also rushed here with his soldiers. Seeing that D Flamingo was captured and the young man in front of him was the great pirate Yi Fei, he was particularly shocked. It turned out that it was really him. 33%. Chapter 150 Keep BABY 5. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Only then did King Riku understand that the person who signed the agreement with him before was Yi Fei from the Whitebeard pirates. The water polo broke, and D Flamingo and Pika were immediately put in seastone handcuffs. At this moment, D Flamingo is already awake, but he has no power to resist, and can only be manipulated by others. During this period, he did not say a word, but remained silent. All D Flamingo family members, except Diamante, Torpal was killed, Violet disappeared, in Dressrosa, were tied up. Yi Fei, so many people, how do we deal with it? Should they all be killed? Ace asked suddenly. As the captain of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard pirates. He just heard Rebecca talk about those pasts, and he was extremely indignant. Kill it, I think it's fine. Let's give them to Marine. Yi Fei shook his head. Ace was a little confused. Give it to Marine. Will D Flamingo fight back? Just now, he also saw the news that D Flamingo was released from Shichibukai. He couldn't understand it at all. Why is D Flamingo suddenly removed from this status? However, what he didn't know was that Yifei had already reached an agreement with the world government ahead of time. Advertisement. He is no longer Shichibukai. Next, he can only stay at Impel Down. The marine warship has come. Later, let Marine take them away. Yifei replied flatly. Just now, at King's Heights, he had seen 6 warships arrive at the port. They must have come to take people away. However, Yifei was a little strange. Why did Marine come so quickly? It's only been a day since I left the holy land of Mariajoy. It will take at least a few days to send someone from naval headquarters. Did they let the nearest warship come over? Marine warship. Yifei, you are not in contact with Marine, are you? Ace said suspiciously. Previously, the Whitebeard pirates fought against Marine. Therefore, the Whitebeard pirates must be the opposite of Marine. Now, Yifei is actually working with Marine. What the hell does that mean? Yifei shook his head. I contact them. It's just the world government. Then, Yifei told Ace about going to the Holy Land Mariajoy. Advertisement. Only then did Ace understand the situation. He knew about Yifei in order for the world government to strip D Flamingo of his identity. I made a special trip to the Holy Land Mariajoy. If that's the case, then do as you say. Yifei has done this, so naturally Ace can't say much. This time the opponent D Flamingo has been dealt with. Well, Kaido's Devil Fruit plan will be temporarily terminated. This is definitely very good news for the Whitebeard pirates. This can be regarded as revenge for Kaido's sneak attack behind his back. At this moment, Ace really admires Yifei. This time without the help of the Whitebeard pirates, he single-handedly defeated D Flamingo completely. It is good. Yifei nodded in satisfaction. After the Marineford incident, Yifei felt that Ace listened to him very much. It really surprised him. You know, before the Whitebeard pirates, Ace only served Whitebeard's father. Then, Yifei, I'm going to inform Marine now, let them take all these people away. Ace said. Just as Yifei nodded, Ace was about to leave. Advertisement. Just then, a voice came from behind. Fire Fist Ace, do you really like me? The two turned their heads at the same time. I saw BABY5, the cadre of the D Flamingo family, looking at Ace affectionately. Yifei looked confused. What's going on? At the same time, Ace also looked embarrassed. Suddenly, I remembered the scene of the battle just now. Could it be that he said something wrong? What the hell did I say? I forgot. Ace, do you need me? Baby5 asked again with a blushing face. Forehead. Ace flushed. He had never been asked this way by a girl before, so he didn't know how to answer for a while. He needs you. He's just too embarrassed to say it. Seeing that Ace refused to answer, Yifei replied directly. Although Yifei didn't know what happened in the middle. But he still knows the character of Baby5 very well. As long as someone needs her, then she will fall in love with this person.